I mean, at the end of the day, every single player, be you a club or be you an inter-county player, you want to play in Croke Park, and it's just unfortunate the way things have panned out for us. That who would have thought that you get snow twice in the space of 2 weeks, especially in Ireland, But I think the big thing.
Killian Whelan as well. Killian is our match commentator. We're a bit like Grand National commentators down here checking the sod, but it's very, very good. Clonus is a better known, of course, the football venue, the home of the Ulster final every year, but an All Ireland Camogie finals here today. But the venue does it justice.
Yeah, something unique obviously to see the Camogie finals here, Liam, but I was on the pitch here about an hour ago. It's in fine fettle, couldn't complain anything about it. The ball is going to run well on it. It's particularly short, so that should suit a bit of ground hurling as well, but a little bit of giving it, but no harm in that obviously, but in fine fettle for this game.
Okay, well, we're going to let you take your place up there in the commentary position. We'll catch you in a few moments. We're going to bring in Darrell Cohn and Elaine O'Brien from Athenry and Johnstownbridge respectively. They're our co-commentators alongside Killian. And first of all, Darrell, you're very welcome. Your first contribution today. You haven't been with us before here on localstreaming.club. Elaine is something of a veteran from last year's junior final. Nervous times, I'm sure, for a club person.
Yeah, absolutely. Any day we're in an All-Ireland final, you're going to have a certain amount of nerves. Just shows that you're focused on the day, and I don't think the team are too nervous this morning. It's a fabulous day, and we're delighted with how the weather conditions have turned around in the 6-day period. So hopefully all the hard work that has gone in the last year will come to fruition today, and Athenry will put in a winning match performance.
Okay, well, Elaine, you've stepped up the grades, All-Ireland champions last year at junior level, and a huge build-up, I know, around Johnstownbridge as well.
Yeah, a huge build-up. So junior champions 2 years in a row, but it was a big step up. There's a big difference between intermediate and junior camogie. But the girls have stepped up, and in fairness as well, they bet last year's All-Ireland finalist and the winners as well. So both of those games were very, very tough games. So the girls are well prepared. It's a long campaign, but they're ready for it today.
You have the appropriate headwear as well, the club colours. I think I see a few more of them around as well. Is there somebody doing a roaring trade?
There is somebody doing a roaring trade, the club. So we call ourselves the Bobble Hat Army. It started actually last year in Burr in the All-Ireland final, and we've just continued.
It was needed more that day than it is today, though.
It's not needed today. It would have worked for last week.
You're making maggots in that now, are you?
Yeah, it would have been fine for last week, but now it's getting a bit warm here today, so we might have to take the hats off.
Okay, well, very good. I'm going to let you join Killian as well. Any late news you've heard of, Darrell and Elaine?
Just we have a late change to our starting lineup. Emer Kane, who was sick for the semi-final, replaces Niamh Keogh at right half forward. So Emer is a twin sister of our full-back Niamh, so she'll be lining out alongside her sister today. So that's the only change I'm aware of.
Elaine, are you remaining tight-lipped?
Well, no changes, so we don't need to say anything. The team lines out as the semi-final.
Okay, we'll let you off to your commentary position, and we're going to join Killian in a moment as well. And Anne-Marie is hoping to speak to some people from within the camps, embedded in the two camps, Athenry and Johnstownbridge. So with that, I think we'll hand back over to Killian just for a few moments. He's going to talk to Elaine and Darrell there as well to Killian.
Thanks indeed, Liam. And you're welcome back up here to the both teams about to get into position, and we'll be joined by Darrell and Elaine in the next couple of minutes, speaking from the Athenry and Johnstownbridge point of view. Today both teams playing for the Agnes O'Farrelly Cup, and history will be made of course here this afternoon with either Athenry or Johnstownbridge lifting it for the first time. So looking out onto the pitch at the moment, over to my left is the O'Duffy Terrace, or to my right I should say, is the O'Duffy Terrace. To my left is the Eastern Stand. We're sitting in the Jerry Arthur Stand, and at the far side the Pat McGrain Stand, and above it is the hill, is the terrace area. But a lot of the crowd here today fitting themselves in here into the Jerry Arthur's Stand. So these teams getting into position. One change, of course, we know on the Athenry team, and that is Emer Keane. She comes in wearing number 18. She'll join her twin sister on the team today, and Niamh, of course, is at full back. So we'll give you the team as follows. It'll line up with Megan McDonough in goal. Regina Glynn, Niamh Keane and Fiona Page will be the full back line. The half back line of Lorna Hannon, the captain, Jessica Gill at centre back, and Kate Moran. Dervla Higgins and Grace Cahill are the centre field pairing. The half forwards of Niamh Hannon, Therese Marr Donoghue, and Emer Keane, and Niamh Donlan, Noreen Cohn and Elora Mahan are the full forward line. Looking at Johnstownbridge then, they line out as selected per programme. Tanya Johnson, the captain, will be in goal. Erin McAvoy, Emer Hurley and Ellen Morgan will be the full back line. Corrine Farrell, Aoife Trant and Jenna Murphy, they will be the half back line. Aisling Holton and Claudia Flanagan, they will be at centre field. Louise Codd, Siobhan Hurley and Miriam Murphy, they make up the half forward line. And Roisin O'Connell, Catherine Maloney and Shauna Beattie, they are the full forward line. Johnstownbridge managed by Dick Flanagan, and Catherine Dwan is the manager of Athenry. Darrell, we'll speak with you, of course. Excitement, I would imagine, of course. In a moment we'll get Darrell's view, because I've just been told we're going to go down pitch side. We're going to join, of course, Anne-Marie Guinan, and she's speaking to Johnstownbridge Shane Flanagan.
This is Johnstownbridge's third All-Ireland in a row. It must be a familiar feeling now, getting to the All-Ireland. Do you think the girls are nervous today?
Of course they're nervous, but in fairness, they've been here before 3 years and they've trotted some achievement. So they're well able and they're well up for it.
Do you think today will prove a point? You know, they won the two Junior All-Irelands in a row and now they're up in the intermediate, and maybe they should have been promoted the first time round?
No, like, listen, you win on merit and you win at the right time, and two years in the back is brilliant. But we fought long and hard to get out with Leinster, Michael and Raharney, and Michael and Kilmess and teams like that beat us. So listen, they're up now, and sure they're where they belong.
In the All-Ireland semi-final, of course, you only managed to score in the first half 2-5 to Eglish, last year's finalist. Was it something you had to work on for today?
No, the conditions were atrocious that day with the wind, so it makes no odds.
Okay, and how are preparations? Is everyone ready?
Good, yeah, sure. A few hiccups over the last few weeks, but they've stuck to. We've big burden facilities around the country, and grateful for that, and thanks very much. Okay.
So Killian, that's the word from Shane Flanagan. We are waiting Catherine Duane. Of course, the ball looks like it's going to throw in, but we'll head back up to you.
Thanks indeed, Anne-Marie. We're about to get underway. Just moments away now. All the factors are put in place. And quickly, Darrell, give us your quick thoughts on how you think these girls will be feeling now, just moments from throwing.
Yeah, I think they're ready, Killian. They've been preparing for this for the last 15 months. They've trained hard. They've trained in the snow, rain and hail, as I'm sure Johnstownbridge have done the same. We're happy today that the pitch looks in ideal conditions. What a turnaround in 6 days, and everybody is just looking forward to a good competitive game. Hopefully Athenry's blend of youth and experience will stand to them on the day, and we'll get the outcome that we want in Athenry.
Yeah, hopefully so. From a Johnstownbridge point of view, how do you think things are in the last couple of minutes?
Killian, these girls are raring to go. They couldn't wait to get started today, so I'm sure they're ready to hit the ground running.
Sure they are, as the ball is about to be thrown in. And Andrew Larkin, the referee, resplendent in his new white boots by the looks of things, about to get things underway. A couple creeping inside the 65, but he throws the ball in and the game is on. And it is Athenry to break away with it straight away, with Dervla Higgins helping out Grace Cahill. The ball goes backwards, but Johnstownbridge trying to get in here, and maybe a bit of physicality just to stop that ball going into the forward line. But the ball is on the move now, attacking into the O'Duffy Terrace are Athenry, but there's a push in the back, says the referee, and it's the first opportunity for a clearance of the lines here with Aoife Trant about to set this ball on the way. Aoife, of course, prominent player with Kildare as well, has won an All-Ireland Premier Junior with the county and a couple of National League titles as well. But that ball is well caught back there and well harassed and tracked down though by Johnstownbridge centre forward there, Siobhan Hurley, but it's been cut out by cornerback Regina Glynn, daughter of Midge, of course, who's a past manager and was an All-Ireland winner back in 1978. But Regina, well, she's well capable of winning her own titles as well, and a couple of university ones as well. But Johnstownbridge have turned it over, and it's now with Siobhan Hurley. Siobhan looking around her, having a head towards the post. The umpires are thinking about it. They look to have a nod, and Siobhan Hurley has put that ball over the bar from a tight enough angle, about 40 yards out. Just exactly, Elaine, what you need to settle the nerves.
Yeah, and that's exactly the type of score Siobhan loves taking from far out, and she can hit them well over the bar.
Yeah, and she's done that very well as the puck out comes straight away, lands in the middle, but it's a great catch by Therese Marr. Therese Donoghue, let's give her married name. Proud to say I have Therese's autograph. I went to dig it out during the week. Cracking player as I was growing up, Darrell anyway. It's good to see her back on an All-Ireland stage.
Yeah, absolutely. She's an inspirational player. She lifts all of those around her, and she's well able to rise to the occasion anytime she's asked. And she's a brilliant player to involve all the younger girls as well, and to expel any nerves that they might have today and show her experience.
Yeah, well, she's won a free, and it's going to be taken now just about the halfway line as Athenry's Jessica Gill knocks its ball in, but it's gone out to the left and wide, so wide there for Athenry. It's Jessica well able to get a a good hit on that sliotar, and that might cause problems for Johnstownbridge. But Johnstownbridge have the opening score, and Tanya Johnson down talking to the umpire here. No nets behind the goal, so sliotars are going to be at a premium, I think, in this game, as Tanya, the captain, comes up with this and sends it on its way to the far side over where the Pat McGrain stand is, and ball has been won by Johnstownbridge and trying to get this ball on. But back there sweeping up is Dervla Higgins. Higgins looking around her now, looking to offload this ball, but it's cut out there well by midfielder Aisling Holt. And Aisling, of course, is exponent of both games. Well able to play ladies football as well. Captain Kildare to an All-Ireland intermediate title a couple of years ago, and was the intermediate player of the year at ladies football. But the ball has been turned over and it's cut inside. And here come Athenry with a shot from quick, fired off there by the full forward Noreen Cohen. And that's a good score, good response. She could even have made a few yards, Daryl.
She could have taken it in a little bit, but no, Athenry needed to settle and to start off. They needed a point badly, so I'm glad to see Noreen put that one over the bar.
So that's gone over the bar, a point apiece then here in the opening stages of this encounter. And Noreen Cohen in a little bit of space though, that might be somewhat of a worry to Dick Flanagan, but the ball has come long again, and Siobhan Hurley seems to be a source for the Johnstownbridge puckouts as this ball breaks now into a little bit of a ruck. And no whooshing around, but somehow out comes Claudia Flanagan with it, well able to get into a ruck and dig it out, and she plays this ball across here towards Miriam Murphy. Miriam a couple of times have asked and has failed to get it up, and eventually she falls to the floor, but the ball is still there and trying to be dug out by Athenry, and it has been dug out well by Kate Moran. Her dad Cahill, of course, played a big part in the 1997 win for the Athenry hurlers in the club All-Ireland title, as Therese Dunn tries to get on this ball, but it's cut out well there by the Johnstownbridge defence, and Niamh Tran tries to get this ball forward now, looking for some bit of movement out of Louise Codd, and the referee says there was a foul there on Louise Codd. Of course, Louise, I think they tried to play down her achievements in the programme. Former inter-county Camogie player with Wexford and 3-time All-Ireland winner. She's here, of course, ensconced in Johnstownbridge in the last couple of years. With this free going to be taken by Claudia Flanagan, and up along the wing here, looking for a bit of movement out of her forwards, but it comes out off of an Athenry hand, and the ball is going to be a sideline cut here, going to be taken by Siobhan Hurley, but the referee waiting for something, because I think he's asking the players to just keep their hands to themselves in some way. There might have been little things going off the ball, but Siobhan Hurley has been asked to retake this, and in fact now she's handed over duties to Claudia Flanagan. So ball has been taken by Claudia. Down into the corner where Regina Glynn puts it over her shoulder, knocks it back in the direction of her half-back line, but it's being picked up there by Claudia Flanagan, but she's giving it away. And in there winning it, Therese Donoghue, knocking it long. Break comes away maybe of corner forward Niamh Donlan, but it's been cut out there by the Johnstownbridge backs, but it's been turned over. And again, it's been won back. Emer Keane losing it there and giving it off now. Here it was Aisling Holt trying to find Claudia Flanagan, and it was nearly taken away from Claudia by Louise Codd. Now it's out into the space where Holton's all on her own, looking to burst forward now, putting the head down, coming a diagonal. She's still going inside, could pop it off here to Hurley. Hurley nearly took it in the hand, but she was well guarded off it there. Ball breaks back out here. Codd looking to break forward, looking to have a shot off. Here's Hurley, could she get 2 from 2? Shot in, but it has to be blocked away by the goalie. It's still in there, 6 and 7, it's in the net. Johnstownbridge have poked it home out of absolutely nothing. That ball broke off the goalkeeper with 6 minutes gone, knocked to the net by Shauna Beattie. Happy with that, Elaine?
Delighted with that. I'm thrilled for Shauna. She's a great forward and is always there on the goal mouth ready to strike.
Okay, so the ball is broken to the middle, 1-1 to a point then. And it is Johnstownbridge that got in there and responded quite well. They're probably a little bit disappointed the way it wasn't reacted to by the defence there.
Yeah, we look a bit loose, Killian. I'm disappointed there that some of the Athenry girls are just kind of letting their players get away from them. I think they need to tighten it up and get the ball up the field into our scoring forwards, and then we'll have a game.
Then we might have a game, is right, because they have proven that they can do it. But Shauna Beattie anyway has got the goal that puts Johnstownbridge a goal and a point to a point in front. As here come Johnstownbridge again, bearing down in goal. Could be an opportunity to offload this pass. trying to get in there again. Beattie is still in there. She's also being helped out by Catherine Maloney. But the ball has been broken away, but Beattie's in there, scoops it up to Louise Codd. Codd takes it inside, going to have an opportunity, but she's put it back out to Roisin O'Connell, flighting it from a tight angle. Umpire likes it, it's gone over the bar. Roisin O'Connell with a fine score has put that ball over the bar and makes it 1-2 to a point. Again, Elaine, taken from a tight angle, but a well-worked score.
Great work score, and that's a great angle for Roisin as well. Roisin obviously plays with Kildare as well.
Okay, well that's the good score, but the ball is worked to the far end of the field where it's going to be an opportunity for Noreen Cohen. Cohen with shot, blocked down by Tanya Johnson and taken away. Had an opportunity there straight away, but it is still an opportunity though for Athenry to get in there. Johnstownbridge at 6 and 7s, maybe trying to get it out. Shot coming in from Cohen, and she turned it into something and put it over the bar. Noreen Cohen with that score, she made something out of it, Darrell.
Yeah, Noreen loves the space, and if she can get into that position and has an opportunity, I'd love to see her scoring a goal. But listen, she got a point there, and Athenry are edging their way back into this game.
Okay, let's go down to the...
Well, Killian, it's been a dream start for Johnstownbridge. They do have that slight breeze behind them, and of course the Athenry management here are screaming at their players to push up against the wind and block out the middle. Back to you.
Thanks indeed, Anne-Marie. So that wind there making a significant factor. As you said, to push up on this ball. They've turned that ball over again and on the move, maybe into the forward. Opportunity here with Niamh Hannon. Hannon looking to get on this ball and get running, but she offloaded and maybe should have said going herself. Gives it to Donlan. Donlan hits the deck. Referee eventually decides to give the free in when there was no advantage accruing for Athenry, and a chance here for Athenry to get the opportunity here, a 1-2 to 2 points. That goal again coming from Shauna Beattie. The difference here in the teams. And we're looking at a break and play then here at the moment. It's the Johnstownbridge player that's injured. The two seem to fall a little bit awkwardly. It is going to be a free in for Athenry. Taking her time to get to her feet is Emer Hurley. Emer, her sister Siobhan, playing at centre forward. And Darrell, happy enough with the response to the goal?
Yeah, listen, if Therese puts this one over, there's only two between the sides. Athenry will, settle down and perform a bit better, I think, coming into the next quarter.
Yeah, that's what will be all important, as we did hear from Anne-Marie, that the management urging them to push up on the play. But this then with Therese Donoghue. Finally in 2013 getting to win an All-Ireland title with Galway. Up she comes and sends this towards the post and up and over the bar. So Therese Donoghue has put that free over the bar here. One, 2 to 3 points then. Waiting to come, Tanya Johnson looking around. She has opportunities over on the far side. 10 minutes just gone here. And opportunities arising for both teams. A nice open play, and that's a lovely catch by Louise Codd, and she turns and goes at pace. Codd is still going on the end of the hurl, still holding on. 20 metres out, Louise Codd. That is a cracking score. Louise Codd straight from the puck out, took it and ran. And Elaine, that's a fantastic bit of play, and she had pace to burn.
She had pace to burn. Louise only had a baby in August, so to be back on the field and playing with that speed is amazing. She really is a class player. So, in fairness to Elaine, she's come back quite well, as you said. I think, if memory serves me right, Tanya had a baby as well, isn't that right? No? So Shauna, actually, who got the first goal, she had her baby girl, Eva Grace, in May.
Okay, so those two ladies showing that motherhood has come easy to them anyway. They're able to combine their camogie and their newborn babies into their training regime and be here competing in an All-Ireland final. At 1-3 to 3 then, that's a cracking score from Louise Codd that has Johnstownbridge then in front. As the ball goes forward now towards Shauna Beattie, but it's broken up, and Jessica Gill looking over to this side of the field, but Claudia Flanagan knocks the ball away, looking to get in on the second ball there. Claudia, of course, family connections all around these teams, but dad on the line and brother as well. Claudia be willing to do her best out there as she tries to get in and win this ball, but the ball has been cut out and played forward very well by Kate Moran. Good heritage in her blood as well, as linesman signifies that it is a sideline cut to Johnstownbridge. And let's head back down to
switch in the Athenry defence. Lorna Hannon has been swapped with Grace Cahill, of course. Siobhan Hurley and Louise Codd doing loads of damage for Johnstownbridge, running at that defence, and they just don't have the legs to keep up with them. But that's the switch in the Athenry defence. Back to you.
Okay, thanks. A bit of a switch. Keep an eye on to see how it's going. Louise Codd obviously causing a little bit of concern over on the far side of the field. As Claudia Flanagan elects to go backwards with this ball and give it here to Trent. Trent looking to step inside, and Holton there as well, but Trent is now maybe, and Holton trying to get in on Therese Maher. Three cracking Camogie players of their day getting in there and trying to get forward with this ball. There's an Athenry player down injured, is trying to break out with it, was Jenna Murphy. The referee is deciding to hold up play, and he's telling whoever has the sliotar to hold on to it. A bit of a break here now again. So 1-3 it is on the scoreboard. That goal maybe taking a little bit of pressure off you in a way, Elaine, to play with a little bit of freedom.
It has taken the pressure off. The girls now, they do look nervy. They need to settle down, and we're not great at starting matches. It's kind of getting into the half that we start to show our true colours. So really that goal will help in terms of settling nerves.
So it seems to have done that all right. Athenry, they're looking at the first quarter, how you think it has progressed. What would the management be thinking? I know we heard from Anne-Marie there that there was a scenario that they wanted them to push up on maybe the Johnstownbridge puckouts.
We haven't started particularly well, Killian, but it's still 4-3. We're not far behind. I think we need to tighten up on the half back line. Kate Moran has settled very well there. She's cleared a couple of nice balls up the field. Jessica seems a bit loose at times. There's nobody seemingly on her, but when she gets into the game, she can drive a ball 60-70 yards, no bother, and set up our attack in the forwards. So let's hope Niamh Donnellan now, who seems to be getting up there, she seems to have taken a blow to the hand. Hopefully she'll be okay to continue, and Jessica will start pumping ball in, and we'll hopefully see more scores on the board for Athenry.
Yeah, it's just that seems to be part of the issue for Athenry at the moment, is just getting that clean ball into the forwards. But whatever breeze is there, it's slightly with Johnstownbridge, but just looking at the flags over to my right hand side, over the Jerry Arthur stand, that there's very little. So we're just waiting for the play to resume, and it's going to be a throw ball. He's going to throw in between the two number 8s, Higgins and Holton, and Johnstownbridge that win it and trying to get forward. Then there's a foul there on Aisling Holton, and the referee is going to move it forward in for a little bit of chat there from Athenry, and they definitely don't need to be conceding those, because Siobhan Hurley, that is well known for her long range exploits, Elaine.
She is well known for her long range exploits. She loves hitting the ball from here, so I would expect this to go over.
Yeah, she has a long range effort on her. 65 out, she's dropping that in and dropping it over the bar, and you were expecting that. You should have put money on it, Elaine, but that's the long range capabilities that Siobhan Hurley does have.
Yes, she's great at hitting them from far out the field. She loves taking those 65s, so we just need to keep that up.
1-4-3 then, so Athenry got to be careful maybe giving away any ball over that side as the ball breaks, and picked up here by Kate Moran, who you rightly said, Darrell, really coming into this game and one of the star performers for Athenry at the moment. Giving the ball off here now to Elora Mahan. Mahan looking to step inside now. Maybe an opportunity here for Noreen Cohen. Had a goal opportunity a few minutes ago. Just over a quarter of an hour gone now. She loses the ball though. She's surrounded by the green, white and blue of Johnstownbridge as they come over to this side of the field then, which is of course the Jerry Arthur stand. And trying to keep that ball in play. Goal scorer Shauna Behe, but ball has been knocked out, and it's going to be a sideline cut for Athenry. They haven't had too many, but have won this sideline cut here. Going to be taken by Dervla Higgins. Her dad Pat captained Athenry to the All-Ireland in 1997. So again, good blood through her veins out there as she gets this ball in field, and to opportunity here for Therese Donoghue. Trying to get forward now, slaloming her way through various different attacks, but she's met there by Aoife Trenton, ends up on the deck and turned over by Johnstownbridge. Ball over to the far side of the field now, where trying to get it into her possession was Catherine Maloney, but she's robbed of that ball. The referee says she fouled. And Elaine, there was a chance inside. There was a 2-on-2, and a bit of space that could have favoured Johnstownbridge if Catherine had got clean possession. Yeah,
if Catherine had got clean possession there, it's Roisin O'Connell in there, and Roisin is great in front of goal. So Catherine needs to be able to get it cleanly in the future.
That might be a bit of a worry, Darrell, that a bit of space in your back line?
Yeah, Athenry seem to be dragged out a bit. Johnstownbridge seem to be playing with a bit of a sweeper system and trying to isolate one-on-one inside. So it's vital that we get onto ball and pump the ball, as I said before, into our own full forward line and register a few scores now to settle things down.
Of course, this is the AIB Camogie Association All-Ireland Club Finals. This is the intermediate decider between Athenry of Galway and Johnstownbridge of Kildare, both aiming to win the Offairly Cup for the very first time in their history, as Johnstownbridge, the ones on top at the moment, by 1-4-3. Doing quite well here in the opening quarter. Ball towards Hurley there, but it's blocked away, and Athenry turning inside with Higgins. Higgins playing it left hand side, back into the middle now. Could be a dangerous ball, but again reading it quite well is cornerback for Johnstownbridge, Ellen Morgan. Morgan over to the experienced Corrine Farrell. Down along the wing now to an even more experienced Siobhan Hurley. Hurley putting her body in front. The primary school teacher, I believe, is taking a bit of a career break, giving the ball back here now to Louise Codd. Another experienced head dropping in, dangerous ball, and it's flicked away. The referee, or the umpire, has actually said that it went out. I don't know how he made that call, in fact, but he judged it to have been a 65. I definitely thought she kept it in play, but anyway, it's a 65 that she'll fancy Siobhan Hurley to take after, or in fact a 45 I should say, of course, in the Camogie parlances, that she'll fancy Hurley to put over the bar after knocking over a 65 metre free. So it's Johnstownbridge and leading 1-4-3, and maybe a ball that could have been left by the Athenry netminder. So all this building confidence in the Johnstownbridge players, as Hurley comes up to this then and sends it towards the post and puts it over the bar, and she can do no wrong, and neither can Johnstownbridge at the moment, Elaine.
No, it's going great for Johnstown at the moment. Even, that ball should have been let go, but these are the things that are those little small things are going to help the girls and help build their confidence as well. But yeah, the girls are really standing up at the moment.
Darrell, your thoughts?
I think Athenry need to go girl for girl now at this point. We're just very much dragged out the field, and Johnstownbridge's game plan seemed to be isolate one-on-one inside. If that ball goes inside, we're in trouble, so we need to pick up a player each, get tight, get right stuck in.
Jenna Murphy for Johnstownbridge to about take that ball away, but it was taken away from him as a bit of a ruck for him now, just around the halfway. And referee Andrew Larkin, I have to say, has let the play go. I've been impressed with his officiating of this game so far. Of course, the live action here from St. Tiernack's Park in Clones, as a ball is sent long inside by Jessica Gill, looking for a full forward, and she gets away there. It's Therese Maher, in fact, looking to get this ball on now inside, and the ball is still going. Johnstownbridge at 6s and 7s, and there's still an opportunity for Athenry, but it looks like Johnstownbridge might have it under control, and it's flicked back there by Erin McAvoy, looking to clear it, but maybe wasn't expected. And a bit of a ruck for him, and again now it needs to be brave souls to go in there now and get this ball away. Athenry in there digging away at it, and the referee decides he's going to throw the ball in on the 13-metre line. And chance there again for Athenry, but maybe it was just sucked away from goal a bit, Darrell.
Yeah, first touch is kind of letting a few people in the forwards down, and that is vital to get that right, especially on a day like today. But look, the ball is still in play. It's still in the Johnstownbridge quarter for Athenry to get a score, so hopefully they can yield something from this attack.
Hopefully they can, from an Athenry point of view anyway, but if you're a Johnstownbridge fan, you're happy at 1-5 to 3 points in front, and probably going even better than expected with beyond the 20-minute mark now. As could be an opportunity here though for Grace Cahill. Is she going to knock it in? Looking for a bit of movement here. Two Johnstownbridge players on the floor, but they just recovered in time as the Athenry corner forward, Elora Mann, drops the ball in, but it's caught in there, and Trent is back there, but the ball has gone loose. It's going to be Keane with a shot. Dangerous ball across the goal. The substitute Emer Keane that came in for Niamh Keogh, flashing that ball across, and 21 minutes gone. That was a chance.
There was a chance. Great work there by Elora Mahan to get the ball in. She did very, very well. But Niamh, it was a good shot, but it just went across the face of a goal. Another day that would have gone into the back of the net. But it's nice to see Athenry forwards creating chances, and hopefully we'll take the next one.
Tanya Johnson then with this puck out, the captain of the Johnstownbridge team, knocking it towards Hurley, but it's gone over her head, and trying to come out there and win it is Roisin O'Connell. Roisin, whose dad, mam and her aunt were named on the Kildare teams of the millennium in hurling and camogie, so again a great pedigree for her here. She has a point to her name so far, but that ball has been turned over by Athenry, and it's going to be knocked forward, dropping it in here towards the direction of Niamh Hannon, but Niamh a little bit cumbersome going to that ball, and it looked like it was picked up by Johnstownbridge, but Niamh might get in there again, but there's surely a bit of a push there, but ref allowing the play to continue, and it's Athenry have turned it over. Chance so to get inside, but there's no one inside, and Tanya Johnson will have all the time to get there and send it over to the far side of the field. And Darrell, that's maybe part of a problem. Your forwards are very far from goal.
Yeah, the middle third of the field seems to be very crowded, and we're getting dragged out. Athenry need to keep their formation and keep their forwards inside, because the ball is going in, and if we're to create any chances and get scores out of them, we need to keep our forwards in there.
So 1-5 to 3 on that scoreboard then, with on the ball Claudia Flanagan. Flanagan was blocked down though, and it's going to be a sideline cut over on the far side that looks like Claudia's going to take, but she's looking for it to go short. Aisling Holton is available in the middle if she wanted it, but she's going to be picked up now by Grace Cahill. Looking at Mayor Ferna and Mayor Kaman and Mayor Ishka running in onto the field at the far end to just get a bit of water. It is probably one of the nicest and warmest days we've had of the year so far. Third time lucky. The snow didn't appear this morning, thankfully, as we see Niamh Keogh looks like she's going to make her entrance in as the ball is played forward now, looking for a break off Roisin O'Connell here, but the ball might work out in favour of Athenry. Player goes down to the floor, but the referee saw nothing wrong with that, because in there winning is Jessica Gill, getting away from Catherine Maloney, but the ball is blocked out, and it's going to be a sideline cut for Athenry. Last few words by Catherine Dwan to Niamh Keogh. And Anne-Marie, we'll head down to you on the sideline to see what the latest with the substitute.
To make a change, they are replacing Niamh Hannon, number 10, with number 12, Niamh Keogh, that player who was not named to start for Emer Kane. Back to you.
Thanks indeed, Anne-Marie. And Niamh Hannon has been called ashore, and Catherine just having a few words, I'm sure, of encouragement to Niamh as she come off the field. Tell her keep the head up, I'm sure, because she might be a player that could still be needed. As the ball breaks out from a Johnstownbridge point of view, they've won it, but they've been turned over, and a bit of a chop down there, I would have thought, but the referee didn't see anything wrong with it, so it's obviously legit from where he is, about 10 yards away. We're over on the far side of the field, is trying to come forward in this ball now where Johnstownbridge. Here's an opportunity. Is a 3-on-2 situation inside. Codd looks to offload this ball, gives it to Maloney. Ball breaks. It's on the 20-metre line now, on the 30-metre line. Still a chance here for Johnstownbridge, but taken away somehow by Kate Moran. Definitely Athenry's player of the match so far. Ball up to the far wing now. Trying to go down on this ball and win it is, of course, Emer Hurley. Hurley gets up with it, looking to come away with it, but Athenry there in numbers. 45 metres out from their own goal, and they've coughed it up again. An opportunity now maybe for Aisling Holton to get forward. There's a hurl gone missing for one of the Johnstownbridge players, and running in from all sides trying to get it to her for Catherine Maloney. Now Maloney's actually gone loose. If someone can get this ball in, but it goes to the far side in fact, and it's going to be Roisin O'Connell looking to step inside the player that's marking it there. Fiona Page has a shot at the post, and it's the first wide for Johnstownbridge. First wide of the game for them. One wide for Athenry as well, so you know, been impressed with Johnstownbridge and their use of the ball. Just unfortunate that time.
Unfortunate that time, but also the last time Louise Codd really should have passed that in. She passed it to the wrong player. Both Shauna and Roisin O'Connell were free inside, so it's just the girls need to keep their heads up and watch around and see who's around them.
Yeah, because this game is still anybody's. At 1-5 to 3 points, might be 5 points of a difference, but still it's all to play for. As we wait for Slitters to appear down at the far end. A couple of young lads earning a few bob, I'd say, trying to retrieve them down on the O'Duffy Terrace. Is coming forward now. Are Athenry with Kate Moran driving it in, looking for break here, but it's going to be picked up by Claudia Flanagan. She's everywhere, Flanagan, in the last few minutes. Crossfield ball taken well, stepping inside. Louise Codd giving it to Hurley. Hurley now on the halfway line, looking to beat Jessica Gill. Gill though flicks it off expertly off her hurl, trying to get a bit of help there off Lorna Hannon, the captain. Hannon looking to step away. Ball is over with Gill. Gill looking around, could give it across here easily, but she elects to go along and give it to Reese Dunno. Dunno looks to have charged through the ball there, but the referee saw nothing wrong with that on Claudia Flanagan. Therese giving it off here now to Grace Cahill. Cahill looking to give it offload. Here's Athenry. Can he get something from this little bit of burst of play? Dropped in. Johnson bats it away. Ball is opportunity still there. It's a dangerous ball for Tanya Johnson. Ball is still with the full forward. Going to be a shot. Blocked away again by Johnson. Noreen Cohen has had 2 chances repelled by Tanya Johnson, and it's been cleared by the Johnstownbridge defence. 1-5-3. Goes over the head here at Kate Moore. Has to go backwards with it. Being tracked all the way here by the number 12, Miriam Murphy. Gives not a great ball across field now. Going to be challenged here. Good bit of intensity to this game. There mightn't be scores, but there's definitely intensity as Athenry trying to get the ball moving here with Dervla Higgins. Ball is played forward now by Cahill. Looking over to this side of the field where opportunity might allow itself for Elora Mahan. But ball has been turned over by Johnstownbridge and then lost again. Looking to come forward here. Therese Donoghue looking to play it into the corner forward position, but it goes through the legs of Aoife Trant and has been picked up and about to be cleared by Ellen Morgan. But Athenry in there again. Flanagan playing the ball over to Emer Hurley. Emer searching maybe in the direction of her sister Siobhan, but in fact it goes all the way to Catcher Maloney. Maloney gets well and gets in there and wins that ball well, but she's hooshed off the ball a little bit, using her strength there quite well, is Niamh Keane. Keane looking to step forward now with this ball. But opportunity still might allow itself here for Johnstownbridge to turn this ball over. And it's with Louise Codd. Codd knocking it down along the wing. Catcher Maloney with this. Looking to come inside. But she's surrounded by 2 or 3 Athenry players. And they eventually dig it out here. Jessica Gill has... seems the referee has decided that there was a pullback there. And let's head down to Anne-Marie.
The Johnstownbridge team, Emma Farrell, number 16, is replacing Miriam Murphy, number 12. Back to you.
So, thanks Anne-Marie for... With substitution going to be made on the Johnstownbridge team, and it is Emma Farrell that's coming in here for number 12, Miriam Murphy. So that substitution there taking place. Emma coming in for Miriam Murphy. Any thoughts on that, Elaine?
Yeah, Emma's a very strong player. Right now, my concern is we're playing way too defensively. You know, Shauna Beattie did a run up the field just there a minute ago. All our forwards are in the backs at the moment. We need to push the ball up the field.
So 2 minutes of additional time to be played, and Johnstownbridge still in front here by that 5 points. So that goal coming very early doors from Shauna Beattie, flicking the ball to the net after Athenry's goalkeeper Megan McDonough had flicked the ball down. But here comes a strong run now from Johnstownbridge, full of running, I have to say. Johnstownbridge flicked in here. Here's O'Connell out in front, ball gets away from her a little bit, sticks to the mud in the ground, but there's still an opportunity. Catcher Maloney's in there, so too again is Jessica Gildo, and she has been a colossus back there in the last 10 minutes, looking to flick this ball away, and she has been a bit of a difference to Johnstownbridge, not maybe getting a few more scores here, as trying to get forward at Johnstownbridge here, and Athenry contesting this ball, using her strength there, Ellen Morgan, to try and protect that ball there from Noreen Cohen, but it's been turned over by Athenry, dropping it long. Here's an opportunity now. Therese is getting inside without a hurl, flicking the ball inside. Athenry with a goal shot. Johnson comes out, ball is flicked away, and again Tanya Johnson has saved Johnstownbridge. Chance was a begging, but she got out in quick succession there, and well, she tied up Noreen Cohen. And that ball taken away. Again, it remains 1-5 to 3 points. Johnstownbridge living a little bit dangerously here. Athenry coming into this game, but can't get the goal that they're searching out. As the ball to be flicked forward here by Cohen. Looking to skip it forward here now to Elora Mahan. She gives it then here to Therese, flicking the ball inside, but Johnson has time to take it into her hand and flick this ball away. Lovely ball out into a bit of space. Johnstownbridge looking to play it forward, but the ball comes off of the foot here of the sub that's just come in, Emma Farrell, but it's out of the stick of Dervla Higgins, and it's a sideline ball that's going to be Johnstownbridge. Relieves a little bit of the tension there, Elaine.
It does, yeah. That was a great clearance by Emer Hurley. Tanya needed Emer and Aoife back there. Yeah, again, it's that defensive play. It means any turn means the ball could go into the goal.
Okay, so looking at the opportunity here, creating itself in the replay. So Donoghue getting inside, losing the hurl, flicking the ball across, and it was Johnson out straight away, and flicking that ball away was Emer Hurley. But here come Athenry then with another chance, growing into this game now. Regina Glynn knocking it long, there to try and flick it away, Emer Hurley. But here comes Therese Donoghue being held up, flicking it on here. Opportunity for Keane. Ball is taken away from her again. There's Claudia Flanagan looking to dig this ball out and flick it away, as kicked away now it is by Johnstownbridge. But it's picked up now by the player, of course. Niamh Keogh was down to start but was replaced, and eventually has come back in for Niamh Hannon. But the referee says that there was a foul committed there by Jenna Murphy. I don't know what gesticulation he was making there, but he said it was a foul anyway, and a chance for Athenry to get a score. And Darrell, a score Athenry probably need.
Athenry need this score badly just before half time. We've had 4 goal chances. Unfortunately, we haven't converted any of those, but maybe if we just pick off our points. This point here, this point chance here, this free in from Therese Maher is vital that we get it, and it'll reduce the deficit to 4 just before half time.
Yeah, maybe some of those goal opportunities could have been taken as points, and Athenry, as you said, could be that little bit closer. But here, to make it just a 4-point game, then I'd say the referee maybe just gone out to say on the time that it is nearly up. So Therese Donoghue having a little chat with Andrew Larkin. There's some of the officials here on the line getting ready for the little Camogie demonstration is going to be taking place with both clubs involved. They're getting the picture taken down here from Athenry anyway. Johnstownbridge contingent down below us as well, and a couple of other clubs involved. As Therese sends this, would you believe it, she's hit the post, ball breaks away, and a let off for Johnstownbridge, and Athenry can't unfortunately buy a score at this moment in time. Ball went off the post and it's picked up by Cod looking down the line now, looking for the run of O'Connell out in front, nearly took it into her hand, lets it get away from her, and then looking to step inside Fiona Page here. O'Connell is away, looking inside, flicking this ball off here. The referee says it was a throw, and well spotted by Andrew Larkin from 30 yards away, but he saw it, and he no doubt about it, making the action a couple of times there to let Roisin O'Connell know the chance was accruing there for Siobhan Hurley. And the free going to be taken by Jessica Den Gill, and knocks it up the line. The referee calls a halt on it. Chances there for both teams towards the end. Let off in a way for Johnstownbridge. You could have had another chance here at the end of the lane.
That was a big let off down the far end, but yes, Roisin could have had a chance there. If only that pass had gone to Siobhan, then Siobhan would have put it over. Glad it's half time. The girls need to settle now, because really they're playing very, very far into the backs, and they're letting Athenry come at them, and that's not what they want. They need to be out in front and moving forward.
Darrell, just very quickly before we go down to the line, you know, you must be disappointed you're just not taking some of your opportunities.
Yeah, in one way it's positive that we're creating the chances, but unfortunately we've had 4 goal chances and have converted none of them, so we need to get more points on the board, especially at the start of this second half.
Okay, thanks Darrell, and thanks Elaine. Let's head down to Anne-Marie Guinan then, who has word from the backroom team.
And I'm here with Athenry selector Dermot Monaghan. Dermot, you're going into the dressing room down 5 points. How is the feeling going to be in the dressing room?
I think the girls are going to be very disappointed because they haven't played well. They're second to every ball, and when the ball breaks there's 2 or 3 Johnstownbridge players there, and they just have to pick up on that.
I think that's exactly it. You know, they had 3 goal chances, 3 brilliant stops, but they really needed to score them.
Yeah, we needed to score those shots, and they should have been put away. We hit them at the right angle for a keeper to block them. They needed to be low to the corner, and that's part of the reason we're behind. But you have to hand it to Johnstownbridge. They're going out there, they're attacking the ball, they're bringing the game to us, and we have to go out in the second half and do that.
There's a slight breeze in favour of Johnstownbridge at the minute. How do you think? How are you going to plan and go with the game in the next half with that little breeze?
Well, the breeze won't make any difference at all. We have to keep it wide at the front, make space, and at the back we've got to tighten it up, and tighten it up particularly between midfield and our half-back line.
Thanks very much, Dermot. We'll let you get back to the dressing room. Killian, it's back to you.
Okay, thanks indeed to Anne-Marie from Liam Horan now in the next couple of minutes as well. Darrell, let's just have a word with you, because Athenry now down by 3. I'm just looking at Catherine and Desmond, Tom, Frank, Dermot, all those going into the dressing room. What are they going to be trying to say to these girls?
Look, it's half a game played. These girls are well able to fight, and you know we have some very determined players on our team, but we need to look at the way we're set up. We need to make sure we're 1 for 1. Players are getting dragged out of the field. We need to establish a strong half-back line that Jessica Gill is commanding there. She's really come into it in the last quarter. and, attack the ball. The ball is going into the full forward line, but we just need to start yielding scores and make sure we hold our shape and don't get sucked into the middle.
Elaine, the one slight worry Johnstownbridge might have is that in the last 10 minutes, a couple of opportunities were created, but you didn't take them.
Yeah, it is. That ball needs to get up the field, and it is because both Catherine and Roisin found themselves isolated. There's not enough players up there in support of them, so Louise Codd is too far up the field, and we need to get more players up in the forwards. That's why they got isolated.
That's the views then of Elaine. I think we're going to take a slight break then from the action here of the AIB All-Ireland Senior and Intermediate Club Championship finals. This is the intermediate decider between Johnstownbridge of Kildare and Athenry of Galway. It's Johnstownbridge who lead by 1-5 to 3 points. Let's take a break, rejoin us shortly.
It's all over. The most incredible game of hurling that we've seen in quite some time.
Thank you very much. Welcome back here to Pitchside. Liam Horan here again from localstreaming.club here on AIB GA TV, joined by Anne-Marie Guinan, who's part of our commentary team today. Anne-Marie, that was hell for leather.
Yes, Liam, I really, really think it's been a fantastic game. We spoke off Mike how Athenry probably should be more in the game. Given that they have a lot of experience at club level in Galway at senior, and they were relegated in 2016 and now they're back up, I think they would be very disappointed going in at half time. They wouldn't be expected probably to be a closer game. But Johnstownbridge, how phenomenal have they been? They're running and running and running. It's something so simple told to you when you were 12 or 13 years of age. Get the ball, run at the goal, and they're destroying them in defence.
And defensively, they had to batten down the hatches there towards the end, and they did that as well. And it looked all ends up after I might sneak a goal there before half time, but Johnstownbridge held out.
They did. They had to switch Lorna Hannon and Grace Cahill just to try tighten it up at defence for Athenry. But Johnstownbridge have been just fantastic. As you said, they nearly got 3 goals, but Tanya Johnson from Johnstownbridge has been fantastic. Captain of the team, 3 phenomenal saves. One of those goals, 2 of those goals, it could be in favour of Athenry, but they are going to have to bring everything they can if they want to be All-Ireland champions. OK, well,
we're going to bring in Darrell and Elaine now. And we're going to talk to Keane Nelson in a couple of moments as well. Darrell Cohn from Athenry. Frustrating enough, I'd say, first half for you. Right at the end there, we were just saying chances for goals, for scores, not getting them. Johnstownbridge have been dictating the pace by and large.
Yeah, Liam, we've had 4 decent goal opportunities. Unfortunately, we haven't yielded anything from them. But we don't need to panic right now. What we need to do is start taking our points and tipping away, putting the ball over the bar. We need to start playing to our advantage and using the space. Unfortunately, we seem to be getting sucked into the middle. There's a lot of play in the middle third and players are being sucked in. But Athenry play their best when they're using wide open space. Our forwards inside, Noreen Cohn, Therese Maher, Alora Mahan, they like when the ball goes into them into open space. They're pacey girls and they can take the ball on. So we need to start playing to our advantage in the second half.
And is there anything you can do structurally to get more breadth in your, more width in your attack? Is that something you can do switch-wise? Or?
Well, we need to, starting even from the half-back line there, we need to hold a strong centre there. Jessica needs to start calling the girls back and maintain our shape, because that's the platform for our attack. And, once that's the half-back line is going well, that's our opportunity then to set up our forwards and put them into goal-scoring or point-taking positions.
OK, well, you're here in Clonus with us. It's at Tiernax Park, the home of Ulster football, of course, every summer. But today, taken over by the AIB All-Ireland Intermediate and Senior Camogie finals. Elaine O'Brien, last year you were junior champions. Here you are half-time in the intermediate final, 1-5 to 3 points to the good. It's a cracker of a game. You're playing well, I think you'll say, overall.
Yeah, we are playing great overall. The girls are really marking well in the backs. My only concern right now is the forwards being isolated a little bit. Both Catherine and Roisin are having to work extra hard because they have a couple of players on them. So I think we need to push forward a bit. But they just need to hold their nerves. As usual, Claude Flanagan is all over the pitch clearing. That was a super clearance by Emer Hurley. Yes. This is the thing, when the ball's going in, Tanya knows she can go forward because Emer's going to cover her or Aoife's going to cover her.
And that's an understanding they have developed.
Yes.
because she's playing with great bravery there, Tanya, coming out to clear a ball.
That is Tanya. She's made some great saves there. The ball is coming into her and she is literally just standing and clearing it. And the girls know that she needs a clean line of sight to see the ball coming in, so they know to keep their players out from there. But again, my concern is the forwards. We need to get more ball into them.
Okay. Well, Anne-Marie, you watched that first half closely. How do you see it panning out now?
I would, at the moment, right now, Darrell is going to give me the evens, but I do think it's going to go in favour.
Give me the evil eye there now.
They are first to the ball. They are working extremely, extremely hard. But Athenry, if Catherine gives them a good hard shake up, a good waking up, they could come out and they could really, really shock Johnstownbridge. I hope they don't go in too comfortable. I really expect a very, very tough second half. I think the physicality is brilliant. I think both teams are given hell for leather. The commitment to the tackle has been fantastic. And at the minute, I think Johnstownbridge, but that is not rubbing off Athenry because I expect a big second half.
Okay, we'll take a breath. Who's watching around the world? You want to say hello to Darrell? It's a big day for the club.
It sure is. I want to shout out to Crystal Ruddy, who's in Sydney. We also have Madeleine McDonough, and we have Amanda Cannon is abroad as well. And Crystal would have played with us in 2009, the last time we were in the final, so she'll be watching it somewhere down in Bondi Junction, I'd imagine. Hopefully she's behaving herself.
It's warm there today as it is here.
No, it's pretty nice here. We haven't got the sunglasses on, but we could do with them. But just hopefully Athenry now will up the ante in the second half. I'm pretty sure Catherine is going to give them a good talking to at half time, and it's all to play for. We've 30 minutes to go yet.
Okay, both clubs in the mini games as well. Big occasion for them too. Elaine, who have you got to say hello to from the Johnstownbridge side?
So we have lots of family and former players to say hello to. So from the family side, Jenna Murphy's brother Barry and all his family, Ash Holton's brother Des. From the players side, so Fiona Blake actually won with us in 2015, so she has an All-Ireland medal. She's in Toronto. Shauna Farrell is in Australia, and the most important person I want to say hello to today is Claire Hurley. So her flight got cancelled for the first match. She made it home last weekend, and she's in Abu Dhabi today, hopefully watching the match, and the girls are going to do it for her.
And we have Cara Cassidy as well from Slaughtneil came home for the first game from Canada. Unfortunately couldn't make it. I'm going to let you back to your commentary positions. Best of luck. You're being separated by Keane up there, so there's no danger of any problems hopefully. Will you do it, Darrell? It's the Marty Morrissey Gerlachnan question of 95.
We're going to do it, in the words of Jerry Lucknan. I better mention Maeve Carr there when you say Abu Dhabi. Maeve was a member of our panel as well. She'll be watching with her brother Jack, who's involved in the Athenry hurling team. But Athenry are going to come out. They're ready to rear for the second half, and I'd be expecting that no stone will be left unturned. They won't go without putting in a supreme performance.
Fire with fire, I'd imagine, Elaine.
Yes, Johnstownbridge are going to win this, and Siobhan Hurley is going to be bringing Claire's Hurley's medal to her, because Siobhan's going travelling after this, so she will be bringing an All-Ireland medal to her.
And all sorts of social history. We'll let you back to your commentaries position. We're going to bring back in Cian Nelson, are going to bring for the first time today, PRO, the Communications Director of the Camogie Association, Cian Nelson. Cian, everybody's been remarking upon the thunderous start we've had here today. From the very first whistle, that has been absorbing.
Absolutely, I think it's fantastic, and to be honest, I think the only difference between the two sides now is about taking chances, and that's probably what Athenry might be ruining so far. So the big half ahead of them now. Hopefully that missed free in there at the end won't cost them too hardly. But the goalkeeper's been fantastic for Johnstownbridge. I think it's all about taking those chances, but it's been a great high-scoring game, and hopefully it'll continue now.
Okay, well, we'll chat to you later on in the afternoon as well. We're going to go back to Killian for a second. We'll be down pitch side again in a moment, hopefully to talk to somebody from the Johnstownbridge side as well. But for now, we're back to Killian, who has been rejoined by Darrell and Elaine in the commentary box.
It's all over. The most incredible game of hurling that we've seen in quite some time.
And you're welcome back here to St. Tiernack's Park then in Clones on a gorgeous spring Saturday afternoon. We didn't expect that we would be still playing Club Camogie All-Ireland this late into March, but well, we're here, third time of asking, and well, we're 30 minutes away from the Agnes of Ireland Cup finding a new home, either in Johnstownbridge in Kildare or in Athenry in Galway. And Andrew Larkin and his officials are back out into play. Just looking at the Johnstownbridge team coming across here, about to get back into position. Athenry back out on the field. All the final words have been said, and Henry just looking to confirm if there's any changes down there, and we'll let you know if there are. But at the moment now, just about to get going here again. Looking at the last few mentors and everything getting across the field here. There's a number of them for both teams, but I suppose that just goes to show you when you have a run to an All-Ireland final, you need all hands on deck. And two relatively small locations, I suppose, but two big GA clubs in various parts of Ireland here today contesting this All-Ireland final. As Andrew Larkin waiting for the okay from the sideline that everyone is free and getting all the players to go outside the 65. They're about to throw the ball in. Jessica Gill getting a sneak forward there, so Siobhan Hurley. He hasn't spotted them yet. As ball is thrown in, and it's Athenry to get the flick on it. And straight away movement here with Dervla Higgins. She did it in the early stages here, but in to win this ball, Siobhan Hurley giving it to Cod. Louise Cod loses the ball and going to charge out with it. Looked a bit illegal there with Dervla Higgins, but she gets away with it and moves it on here to Niamh Keogh. Keogh flicking it in long. Tanya Johnson's had to be alert. She's come, but she hasn't got it. Ball through the legs. It's in the net. It's in the net. Ball put to the back of the net by Emer Keane. Started the game. Ball was knocked long. Tanya was in two minds whether to comfort or not, and that ball has been flicked to the back of the net. Daryl, you're quite happy with that?
I'm quite happy with that. Niamh Keogh will be very disappointed to have been dropped today. Luckily, Catherine brought her on. Catherine doesn't waste time, and it was actually Niamh Keogh that flicked that ball onto her replacement, Emer Keane. Great goal.
Elaine, not something you wanted to give away at the start of the second half.
Certainly not something we wanted to give away. But as you said, Tanya hesitated. She should have kept coming. It was that hesitation. The girls just need to stand strong now. And okay, that's wide by Siobhan Hurley, but we need to get in a few scores now to settle the nerves. Yeah, but you're still in front, of course, so you need not forget that. 1-5 to 1-3, but it's a perfect response from Athenry, and the goal coming from Emer Keane here in the opening stage. We had a goal early in the first half, we've had a goal early in the second. It makes it 1-5 to 1-3, and Siobhan Hurley seemed to know what she was doing. She knew advantage was accruing, and it has been called back here for a free that she's going to take. And she sends this thought to the right and wide. It's only Johnstownbridge second wide of the game. Bit of a let off in a way, Daryl.
Yeah, absolutely. Great start to the second half for Athenry. It's a 2-point ball game now, all to play for, and let's hope that things are shaken up from here on in.
Yeah, it could be a right cracking game now for the remainder of this encounter, with only a couple of minutes on the clock here now, and it is 1-5 to 1-3. And this, of course, the AIB All-Ireland Intermediate Club Camogie Championship Final between Johnstownbridge of Kildare and Athenry of Galway. Johnstownbridge, of course, have been All-Ireland champions in recent times, of course, at junior level. And taking on Athenry, who, of course, have been senior champions at All-Ireland level. Might be maybe 9 years ago now, but still, it's something that's on the silverware cabinet at home, I'm sure. So the sideline cut over on the far side to come from Jessica Gill. Jessica, of course, former All-Star and a puck fodder winner as well. No wonder she's able to hit the ball so long. But this ball has been transferred very quickly here to Aisling Holton. Holton going to have a shot. Oh, that's a cracking score from the Intermediate Footballer of the Year 2 years ago. She's put that ball over the bar to show she's as good as Camogie as she is at football. That was a cracking score, Elaine.
That was a cracking score. Ash and Chloe are the epitome of they will work all day. And she will, so hopefully she'll get a few more like that. We need to settle the nerves and get a few more from out the field.
Yeah, she used her pace there quite well to put that ball over the bar. Let's go down to the sideline and Anne-Marie.
Time, but the very first mistake Tanya Johnson made this half, she has conceded a goal. And also beside me on the Athenry sideline, very peculiar situation. Niamh Hannon is warming up, and as you would know, she was taken off in the first half. We are awaiting the slip of the name, but here we go. This is what it takes to win an All-Ireland.
Yeah, in All Ireland. I'm very prophetic. I didn't know about 20 minutes ago when I said that when Catherine Dwan was talking to Niamh Hannon, we might see her again, and it looks like we are going to see her. She's just stretching out the quads at the moment here before we get ready to maybe reintroduce her at 1-6 to 1-3. Cracking score, as we said, from Aisling Holton. Using her pace, I would safely say she's one of the fittest, if not the fittest player out there. Girl that always keeps herself in tip-top shape, and over the years played, of course, both football and camogie. We have the sub called in already with Niamh Donlan is the one that's going to be replaced, and Niamh Hannon back into the play. A little bit unusual, Darrell, but obviously Catherine feels she can do a job now.
Yeah, Catherine isn't concerned about taking someone off. She gave Niamh Hannon a nice pep talk as she came off. She's a young girl, and these are difficult calls that you have to make, especially in a final day, and Catherine surely isn't afraid to make them.
Anne-Marie?
Niamh Hannon coming on for Niamh Donlan. Niamh Hannon being taken off in the first half, and of course Catherine Dwan was in her ear when she was taken off. Maybe it's a tactic, we'll have to wait and see. Also, Grace Cahill has been moved to wing forward. She was also in the defence in the first half. Back to you.
Thanks indeed. When a similar trick was done by Mickey Hart back in the day, and they won an All-Ireland out of it, but back on the field of play is Niamh Hannon, then having been replaced about 20 minutes ago, is back onto the field of play as the ball is down in the far corner where it's going to be taken away now by Johnstownbridge. They defending the eastern stand, but they have knocked that ball out over the line over on the far side, and it is going to be a sideline cut for the girls from Athenry. They're 3 points down. That goal coming practically with the first couple of pucks of the game, knocked to the net by Emer Keane, getting through on a long ball. Tanya Johnson just hesitating, maybe thinking it was going to be too far out to come to the 13, and the ball was flicked between her legs and into the back of the net as Johnstownbridge though win this sideline cut back and tried to get it forward, but it's blocked down there by Therese Donoghue. As trying to come up with this ball there was Erin McAvoy. Erin, I think, was taking a bit of a dunt there and tried to shrug it off as she gives that ball here to Claudia Flanagan. In a ruck of players, gets the advantage, and Flanagan drives out with the ball. It's something we've seen Claudia Flanagan do over the years. It doesn't matter the size of the opponent, she's able to get into any kind of a ruck and come out with that ball. Hardy player with dad and brother on the sideline here today as part of the backroom team. It's Claudia Flanagan now looking around with 7 minutes gone on the clock here. Played forward here towards Hurley, but it gets away from Siobhan Hurley there, and linesman over on the far side has told us that it will be a sideline cut for Athenry. The ball has gone into the terrace on the far side, waiting on one of the Mayor come on to get it there from an Athenry point of view. And the sideline cut going to be taken by Dervla Higgins. Dervla, as we said earlier on, her dad Pat captained Athenry to the All-Ireland club title in 1997. And this ball forward here now, looking for a bit of movement. As Johnstownbridge are the ones that take it away and flicking it across field here now. Roisin O'Connell coming long distance for this now. Roisin, the secondary school teacher, trying to go down and win this, and ball is flicked back here towards wing back Kareen Farrell. Kareen back in there helping out though. Third time of asking, tried to pick that ball up, but the ref said that the other number 5, Lorna Hannon, who's the captain of Athenry, crashed into the back there of Kareen Farrell. I think he made the right call on that one. Better say hello to the Byrne family from Power Station Road in Allenwood in County Kildare. They're tuned into us online and they're supporting Emma Farrell here this afternoon. And hello to Nigel and all the crew who've been in contact with us. If you want to get in contact with us, make sure and check out AIB's social media on Twitter, Facebook and on YouTube, and let us know where you might be listening. I believe we're in Canada, we're in Australia, we're in Abu Dhabi, we're in loads of different places, and I'd say we're in Athenry and Johnstownbridge as well. As Johnstownbridge and Kildare though are the ones that lead. Got into a strong lead, have struggled to get scores on the clock since, but have held up Athenry as well. Athenry's big score has been that goal from Emer Keane at the start of the second half, but they haven't been able to build on it, Darrell, and that's maybe been a little bit of a disappointing factor from you, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just kind of disappointed that the referee has pulled Niamh Hannon for over-carrying a free. This could be a vital turnaround ball going in there again for Johnstownbridge when it could be up the field for a score for Athenry.
Well, it's knocked in long, but it's been taken away by the Athenry defence, has it? And it's back in there trying to win that ball is Elora Mann, and she gives it out here towards Regina Glynn. Better say hello to Tony Kelly, who's tuned into us. Don't know where Tony is, but he's letting us know to come on, Johnstownbridge. So hello to you, Tony. We'll be happy with Johnstownbridge being 3 points in front here. 1-6 to 1-3. Silent cut to be taken by Roisin O'Connell, but the referee says hold up there a minute, waiting for players get out of the way. And don't know what he actually held up the play for there, but Roisin O'Connell going to come up to this now and have a cut at it, I'd say. Roisin gets a good connection on that, chipping it in, but it's the Athenry player that holds on to it there, Regina Glynn. Hello to Lauren Colleen, who's listening to us as well, as this ball is on the move now with Noreen Cohen. Cohen knocking it in long, looking for a movement, but here's the chance now. It's Therese Donoghue, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Shot, Donoghue, blocked by Johnson, and way off the line. Ball is still there. Tanya Johnson, I think, makes up for the goal she conceded, but here's still a chance. The referee says it's a foul, and maybe one taken for the team there. But Tanya Johnson, 1-on-1, Therese Donoghue, you would have fancied her to put it away, but Tanya, here's an opportunity, connects with it just on the edge of the D, skips inside Emer Hurley, gets away from the attentions of Farrell, sends it towards the far corner, but Tanya Johnson was there to repel it. And Elaine, you were thumping the desk here, quite happy with that one?
Very happy with that one. That just shows Tanya's determination. She's captain today, so this really means everything to her. To come back after conceding a goal and stop a ball like that, that just really shows how nervous she is.
Yeah, and she makes up for it, but let's see what
And I hope you have calmed down, Elaine, because like her and everyone here, everyone was on their feet. Therese Maher was tearing down the middle and she shot, and Tanya Johnson, what a save, what a game she has been having.
Yeah, some game indeed has been having as well. As Pauline Flynn is tuned into us, supporting Johnstownbridge. Sean Hines and Jamie Kelly also tuned in there, wishing the best of luck to Athenry. But looking at an Athenry player down injured at the moment. Darrell, I'm sure you thought that was a certain goal.
Yeah, I did. It's not often that you see Therese denied, but in fairness to Tanya Johnson, she's playing an absolute blinder there in the goals. Noreen and Therese have a very good understanding between them. They've played together both club and county. Lovely little ball in, and normally 1-on-1 9 times out of 10 she'd scored. She seems to be down injured there now at the moment, lying on the flat of her back, so let's hope she's okay. I didn't quite see what happened.
Yeah, just between a couple of players. I think Emer Hurley was spoken to. I don't know whether Elaine, she picked up a card, but I think the referee did give her a talking to. But I suppose in this day and age, Darrell, you can't take chances with players, knocks around the shoulder, the head area. So I think the doctor and the physio there for Athenry, just making sure everything is okay.
Just making sure everything is okay, and if there is any way at all she can get up and fire on, she's the most determined person I know, that especially on a day like today. So hopefully she'll be all right now, fingers crossed.
She's getting to her feet. They're just physio just making sure that the back of her neck is supported there, and she obviously got a heavy enough dunt from a combined option. And here's the chance again then. So Therese coming on to this ball on the top of the D, gets inside Emer Hurley, gets away then from Farrell, and then just on the edge of the square has a shot. Tanya Johnson blocks it away. It's a combination of players. Then Erin McAvoy scooped it out, but eventually I think Hurley was back there, and she may have just collided into the back of Therese Donoghue. And Therese taking her time now, and I don't think anyone will wish Therese Maher to get to her feet too quickly, just to make sure that she's safe, and that's the most important thing. But I think they will want to see her get to her feet ultimately to continue in this, because Athenry don't want their tallies woman having to go off injured here. And I'm sure the mother figure on this team, no doubt about it, Darrell, I'd say.
Yeah, Therese is the heart of a lion. She's a household name throughout the country. Everybody knows her. She's everybody's in Athenry. She's a hero really to the girls, and just to see her have to go off injured, or in this type of a situation today would be highly disappointed. But look, she seems to be getting up on her feet there, so I just hope that she's going to be all right and be able to continue.
She's having a word with Catherine Duran, and there's a big round of applause for her. Heart of a lion indeed she is, and I'm sure she'll continue the best she can. And a good round of applause for Therese Donoghue. Therese Maher, of course, finally getting to win her All-Ireland back in 2013 with Galway. And here today trying to win club title. This free going to be taken in for Athenry on the 20-metre line. And it is shot by Dervla Higgins, and the free has gone over the bar, and that makes it 1-6 to 1-4. So it's back to where it was when the goal was scored by Emer Keane at the start of this second half, but Johnstownbridge haven't pushed on, and Athenry maybe haven't made inroads. So wait and see now how this might open up. With a little over a quarter of an hour to go in this All-Ireland intermediate final. Ball is knocked long here towards Niamh Keogh. Johnstownbridge look to have won it back, but it's taken forward then by Lorna Hannon. Lorna trying to get it forward here to Noreen Cohen. Had a couple of goal chances tonight and got a couple of points, which she gives it to Laura Mann, giving it inside now. Here's Keogh looking to step inside. Keogh still going, giving it off here. Chance of begging for Hannon. Hannon going to have a shot. Ball breaking away again. Johnstownbridge surrounded. Hannon trying to get in there. A couple of Johnstownbridge and Athenry players there, but out comes Aisling Holton driving forward now. She's trying to get this ball over here, giving it to Louise Codd. Codd went to take it in, but she's robbed of that ball there by Lorna Hannon. But Codd getting back to win it, tried to play a bit of a ground stroke with it, but out over the line, and nerves aplenty kicking in everywhere. But Lorna Hannon playing a captain's part, and she definitely grown into this game here. As Dervla Higgins then just getting this free, going to take the sideline cut. Players being urged to get away from the sideline. Louise Codd being told by the referee to step back from the ball. Dervla Higgins now looking for an opportunity. Where's she going to cut this into? Cuts it left inside and a good angle ball towards Therese Donoghue. She gets inside Aoife trying to, coming inside. And now we could have a bit of trouble here. I think that could be Emer Hurley. It's on the deck, and if Emer Hurley is spoken to again, is it Emer or is it Tanya? Gemma Murphy, we're just clarifying. Referee might feel that she might have been taken out of the play. I think he's talking to her too long though. I thought it might have been Emer Hurley had stepped across, but in fact it was an opportunity there for Gemma Murphy. That Therese getting inside, and she took her out of the play a little bit. And Gemma Murphy has got a yellow card, and maybe Elaine a little bit lucky.
I think she was lucky. She went very hard there. You know, the girls, again, they're letting them run at them. They need to mark up and not let Athenry run at them. They're standing back. They need to get in on top of them because that's what's going to happen. They're running at them, and tackles like that are going to happen as a result.
Yeah, it has happened, and two of them have happened in the last couple of minutes, and 2 yellow cards for Johnstownbridge defenders, and now 2 frees. One has been converted. Will the second one be converted, make it a 1-point game? This is Dervla Higgins here then with this opportunity of a free to put this over the bar and make it a 1-point game into the final quarter, and she puts it up and over the bar. So definitely, Darrell, all of a sudden, Athenry running at Johnstownbridge, they are getting something out of those direct attacks.
Absolutely, we're showing all our experience here. Athenry are able to win games, especially with the likes of Therese Maher there inside. She took a big hit, but fair play to Dervla. She stepped up and tapped it over the bar, and we're down to a 1-point ball game.
1-point ball game it is. So Athenry coming from 1-5 to 3 down to now be 1-6 to 1-5 behind. So Johnstownbridge have gone into their shell that little bit, I'd say definitely since about the 25th minute of the first half. As we have that sideline cut on the far side, let's go down to Anne-Marie.
Johnstownbridge management team. Originally, Richard Flanagan did not have the Bannister bib on, and now he has swapped. He is on the line wearing the manager's bib. Johnstown are worried. Back to you.
Yeah, Johnstown seem to be worried. Dick Flanagan, coming down out of stands and now take the Bannister bib off of his son Shane, and maybe try and urge his team on the sideline now. Definitely in a more forward role anyway, as Athenry had that sideline cut, but it's turned into a free for Johnstownbridge, and I would say this is Siobhan Hurley about to take this from a tightish angle, but a woman that's well able to knock them over from distance, as we know from the first half. 1-6 to 1-5 then. Siobhan has knocked this in though, and there to try and win it was Roisin O'Connell, but it's been taken away, and Athenry looking to come out with the ball now. O'Connell though has maybe turned that ball over. She has been putting pressure there on Dervla Higgins. So 1-6 to 1-5, an opportunity maybe for Johnstownbridge. So chance for Johnstownbridge to flick this ball inside. It's been cut away, but Siobhan Hurley is in there, but also Athenry, and trying to play it away was Niamh Keane, and trying to help her out, Dervla Higgins. And Higgins gets in, and now all of a sudden playing a big part in this game. Dervla Higgins giving it here to Niamh Keogh. Keogh looking to get forward. Hurl was held up there by Corinne Farrell, and Athenry, they're really growing into this game now.
Niamh Keogh is playing absolutely fantastic stuff since she came on. She drove that ball forward with fierce determination. That was to hold off that attack was a very important one for Athenry. So ball is going in now again from Jessica Gill, and let's see what happens inside.
Yeah, so we wait and see. Jessica Gill then, as we said, a puck fodder champion, so well able to hit them long distance, as is her marker Siobhan Hurley. Johnstownbridge being urged to play out and get this ball moving, but they have to win it back here now, and chance for Athenry to get level as we head into serious time in this game. Ball across field now, expecting a bit of a run here out of goal scorer Emer Keane. Goes down on that ball, but it's well shepherded, and it looks like going to burst out with it now is Ellen Morgan. Tried to give it to Louise Codd, but the ball has been taken away from Codd. A flash shot there from Therese Donoghue, but Codd looking to come out with it again. It's been robbed. Here's Donoghue looking to step inside the player, flicking it out here towards Cohen. Cohen with the shot. Has she got her third? No! Out to the right and wide. The Athenry crowd were sure it was over. I thought from my angle it looked to be out to the right and wide, but they thought it was a score here. All the Athenry crowd in front of us. It remains 1-6 to 1-5. I think Dorel, you thought it was a leveller.
She'd be disappointed there. Very good combined play from both Therese and Noreen, and unfortunately it didn't go over.
Fortunately not, as Tanya Johnson looks to flick this ball out. Good puck out of Tanya. They saved a couple of goals here today, there's no doubt about it, as she tries to captain her team to the Agnes O'Farrelly Cup. Ball is played forward. Athenry trying to get in, a bit of a sandwich created then, and sideline ball to Johnstownbridge, I would have thought. Athenry crowd not happy. They might think it's a foul, but the linesman, I think, made that call right. I'm sure it came off of Elora Mann. Athenry looking for everything in this game now, as you can imagine at the moment. His fourth official is in. Just checking on the score. I think they were just making sure that ball had gone wide. I think there was no doubt about it. So sideline cut here, going to be taken by Claudia Flanagan. Has a cut now. That's a good cut up the wing, but there's nobody there for Johnstownbridge. And looked to be touched on the ground, but the referee allowed the play to go on. Jessica Gill was lucky. She put her hand down to stop the ball, but turned inside, and the ball is on the move with Niamh Hannon. Hannon looking to play this ball off, but a vital block by Corinne Farrell, because Niamh Keogh was gone. As a bit of a ruck performs now, and it's Aisling Holton looking to kick the ball away, as she does. Gets a kick on it over here to the far side. We're trying to get on this ball now is Catra Maloney, but the referee says Catra Maloney was fouled, and a bit of a relief for Johnstownbridge in the way here, Elaine.
Yeah, great relief. That was a great block by Kieran there. That ball was going. So, and again, lucky that Catherine got that free. So now, if we can settle the nerves, Chloe will drive this in. The girls need to get in and get under this.
Bridge need a score, you would feel. Athenry need a score as well to get level. 1-6 to 1-5. Ball across field here where Louise Codd tried to get on it, and it's Hurley that comes out, makes a bit of a nuisance of herself and gives it Codd. Codd could flick this ball. Here goes Holton. Holton got a great score already in this half. She puts the foot down, and Holton still going on the end of the hurl. Holton with the shot, driving it in, but the ball has been blocked down. The referee says she was being fouled early on though, and it's going to be a free in. Todd maybe a little bit harshy, but he says there was a bit of a stick come in across Aisling Holton there as she went on a bit of a run, and it's a chance here for Siobhan Hurley. Johnstownbridge needing this, Elaine, in a way to settle nerves coming into the last few minutes.
They really need this to settle the nerves. As I said, great block by Kieran there, but we really need Roisin to put this over the bar. And from this distance, I wouldn't have any doubt in it, but we need to settle the nerves now.
So 9 minutes remaining in this game or thereabouts, and that ball has gone over the bar. Roisin O'Connell electing to take that, so she's 2 points to her name, and it makes it 1-7 to 1-5. And all of a sudden, Johnstownbridge, having not really played well in this second half, have a 2-point lead again, and Athenry having to do so well, as Claudia Flanagan tried to play the ball, looked to have overstepped at the top, but she gives it to Hurley. Hurley looking to play the ball across the field, but she kind of telegraphed it a little bit, and it's been blocked down there by Noreen Cohen. Cohen on a lot of ball here with Dervla Higgins. Here's two players that definitely have come into this game as Dervla plays it forward now, looking for a bit of movement. Two Johnstownbridge players leaves it, and Therese Donoghue gets in. Here's an opportunity to flick it over. Elora Mann, it's gone over the bar. Good score.
Yeah, great score from Elora. Great composure there to put that ball over the bar. A very important and vital score at this stage in the game.
Elaine, a little bit of indecision again by the Johnstownbridge backs there.
There was a little bit of indecision, yeah. They need to talk to each other. They're not talking to each other enough. Emer there, and Aoife, yeah, they need to start communicating more.
The ball went in there rather easy. Elora Mann was able to scoop that ball over the bar. She could even have taken it on, but it's back to 1 point game now, 1-7 to 1-6, and we have about 7 minutes or thereabouts remaining in this game as the ball is on the move again. If Athenry get level, you just wonder what might happen. Is coming forward, Emer Keane dropping it in here. Here's Therese again. Could be an opportunity. Kyo is in there, also trying to get in there as man again. Ball has gone a bit of a ruck though, because Aoife Trent decided to just get down there and hold that ball up, and it's going to be a throw ball. The referee is looking for a substitution, is he? Because a bit of a blood injury, I think. And looking at opportunities, maybe change going to come in. Let's go down to the sideline.
Well, Killian, Johnstownbridge were scheduled to change number 2, Erin McAvoy, for 17, Jane O'Donoghue. But Athenry have a blood substitution coming in here. Number 20, Ciara Caniff, will be replacing number 13, Niamh Jonlin. Blood substitution here on the sideline. Back to you, Killian.
Yeah, so a temporary substitution in on the hand, just a hand injury, but we also see Erin McAvoy being replaced by Jane O'Donoghue. Jane has also represented Johnstownbridge and Kildare over the years, has won an All-Ireland Premier Junior title with Kildare, so good experience to be bringing off the bench, Elaine, in the closing stages here.
Yes, great experience to bring off the bench, and Jane is very fit, so she will really up the ante in terms of the pace in this game, and that's really what we need now. Legs are getting tired, so we'll need Jane to keep the rest of the girls going.
Ball is in there. Athenry player gone down on her backside, but ball is still in a bit of a ruck, and out comes Holton driving forward with this ball. 1-7 to 1-6. 6 minutes remaining. Holton's gone on a bit of a run up the far side now. Of course, the captain of Kildare when they won an All-Ireland intermediate football title a number of years ago, won an All-Star as well, and also was Player of the Year that year. But she's shown her prowess here on the Camogie fields today. A vital run, Elaine, to win a free, and an opportunity here for Johnstownbridge.
Yes, this is a great opportunity for Siobhan. Yeah, that is Ash. Her pace is outstanding. As you said earlier, she is the fittest member of the team, even fitter than the younger ones. And we really need that pace now. We need more open spaces. Everybody's in on top of each other right now.
1-7 to 1-6. Next score you'd feel could be vital here, because we're into the closing stages of this encounter. About 5 minutes remaining. And a bit of a stoppage. We are going to have a little bit of injury time, I would say, the guts of maybe 2 to 3 minutes. And while we're waiting on this, maybe we'll go down to Anne-Marie to get word on the sideline. Anne-Marie.
Number 13 that I had previously stated. She was told she could go in, and now she isn't, but she will be blood substituted back in as soon as can. Tempers are high here on the sideline. Back to you, Killian.
Yeah, it's all happening down there. It's knocked in though, as we're waiting to get that temporary substitution replaced then with Elora Mann getting back in there. Ruck forming down in front of the Athenry goal, but looking to drive out with it, and there's a bit of a knock taken to the face there, and if the referee has seen it, don't know whether it was accidental. He's called a halt to the play though. I think is he going to talk to somebody, as that substitution then is being returned then, the temporary substitution. Elora Mann is going back in, and Ciara Caniff, who has won an All-Ireland minor title with Kildare, or with Galway I should say, has been replaced. So Ciara Caniff is off the field then, and back in play is Elora Mann. Darrell, I just noticed you made a signal there to Elaine. You reckon this is a draw written all over it?
It could be round 4 in this epic intermediate All-Ireland series of 2017. The fat is in the fire at the moment, it really is. Everybody is going hell for leather. The next couple of minutes are absolutely vital. We've won a free out here with Jessica Gill, and whatever way it's going to break from it is going to really decide on the outcome of the game, I think.
So 1-7 to 1-6 then into squeaky bum time, as Alex Ferguson used to call it. And throw ball it was, but it looks like Athenry have won it again and they're breaking out. 1-7-1-6 then into the closing stages, but turned over by Ashing Holton. Lost though. Ball is picked up by the other number 8 Higgins, and then it's eventually fallen into the grasp of Regina Glynn. Regina hits the deck then with a foul on a Johnstownbridge player, and it is a situation with a free in though that's going to be taken here by, I'd imagine, Siobhan Hurley. So she's standing about 23-4 metres out, just to the left hand upright, sending it in. Umpire likes it. It's gone over the bar. It's 1-8 to 1-6. And Elaine, that could be vital.
That could be vital. We do need to win this puck out though. We need to get this and drive it back up the field. And really, so 2 minutes left, so we really are down to the wire now.
Down to the sideline, Anne-Marie.
You can hear me, this crowd is going mental. If today's game ends in a draw, it will be a replay on April 1st. No extra time today, confirmed by the sideline, but we have an injury on the field. No, we've got up. Back to you, Killian. That's what we have on the sideline.
Okay, thanks indeed, Anne-Marie. Pitch there, the referee is holding it up, so we have about a minute of normal time and then 3 of additional time to be played. So still all to play for. Johnstownbridge, the ones in front, are 1-8 to 1-6. Siobhan Hurley gets in and plucks this ball away, looking to get on her bike now, puts away, holds off the attention of the 2 players, looking to give it to Cod. Cod though taken into a bit of contact and it's been knocked away from her. Athenry tracking all the way here. Siobhan Hurley putting the body on the line, ball is on the deck. Cod picks it up as no one to give it to, went to push the ball away, and the player, the referee says though she overplayed the ball and it's going to be a free to Athenry. Louise Cod saying to the ref, I couldn't do anything about it. And now she's giving a bit of back chat to the referee. It's been moved forward, and that could be vital, Elaine, here. Those 10 yards can make a difference.
That can make a difference. I'm not going to say it now, but the girls just need to get it out. I'm not going to mention the word we don't want to mention. Get the ball out and get up the field.
1-8 to 1-6 then, so it's right in the fat of the fire here at the moment now, with Dervla Higgins looking to knock this ball long. Still time to do it here, as ball might break for Athenry here at the moment, or Johnstownbridge. Jane O'Donoghue in there trying to get this ball out and flicks the ball out here towards Louise Cod. Backs to the wall now. All the green, blue and white jerseys of Johnstownbridge, the amber and white, or the maroon and white of Athenry looking to get forward. Therese Donoghue, ball is flicked away from her though there. It's Claudia Flanagan trying to go down in this ball, putting her back down on it, and eventually she turns around having a look at it, flicking the ball over into the space, coming running for this ball from deep. Looks like it might be Emma Farrell. Farrell gets it in control, flicks the ball on, but it's left behind, a little bit behind Catra Maloney. Still a 2-point game, 1-8 to 1-6. We're into the added time, which is about 2 minutes of that remaining here. Still a title to be decided. The referee elects that it's going to be an Athenry free. That Catra Maloney overplayed the ball, and a chance to send this ball long. So ball with Dervla Higgins then, 1-8 to 1-6. Free going to be taken by Dervla Higgins. Are Athenry going to think of going for goal at this stage? Still time remaining. She's dropping it in. Dangerous ball. Johnson flicking it out along the end line. Ball is still there for anybody. In there trying to put her back inside and put her body in front of it. The referee has decided it's going to be a throw ball, is it? There was all sorts of players in there. Aoife Trant was in there. Ashing Holton was in there. From a Johnstownbridge point of view, looking in there as well. There was Noreen Cohen, Laura Mann, Therese Donoghue was in there, all trying to pick this ball up, but with a minute remaining or thereabouts now, it's Athenry will have to go for goals, you would say. So it's Ashing Holton looking to break out with the ball, a player that's definitely in contention for player of the match, but I'd imagine Tanya Johnson, if Johnstownbridge come out with the win here, they're going to be looking at her captain of the team today, as Johnstownbridge holding on to this ball, looking to come out with it into the final stages of this game. I'd say the last minute now as the ball is over on the far side. One last chance for Athenry maybe. Heart stopping stuff here. Darrell, you're looking for this to win around the house, I think.
I'm looking at Jessica Gill there, who is edging in closer and closer to the square. All Jessica needs is one ball in her hand. Gina Glynn has pushed up the field as well, so the right people are in there.
Gina Glynn looking to get this, but the ball has been blocked off by Louise Codd. Codd, who knows all about winning All-Irelands with her county, originally of course from Wexford, been involved with 3 Wexford teams that won All-Irelands, and she looks to come out. But there's a few Kildare girls on this team for Johnstownbridge and know about winning All-Irelands as well, but there's also a few for Athenry. They all know about the time and the closing seconds of what maybe it is to win an All-Ireland title, but what about winning it for your club? Ball is thrown in and it's Johnstownbridge are looking to break out with it. Need to hold on now to possession of the ball. Athenry looking to win it back. It's in the hands now here of Aisling Holton. One player maybe that Johnstownbridge needed in their hand. Looking to get forward this ball. Looking to play it into the corner. Looking for Roisin O'Connell maybe to get on this ball. Still in the chance. Referee is looking to play. It's all over! Johnstownbridge are All-Ireland champions. 1-8 to 1-6. They dug it out in the end. Darrell sportingly giving the handshake here to Elaine. Elaine, describe the emotions. Johnstownbridge All-Ireland champions.
Oh, thank God. These girls are amazing. They are super. This is their 3rd year in a row for going. They've trained for 36 months, basically. They never give up. They've trained in wind, rain, snow. They've gone to other pitches. They are amazing, and their backroom team is amazing, and I'm so delighted for them.
Elaine is going to get her breath back. Darrell, I feel for you, but you know, you'd have to say credit to Athenry. They gave it everything in the second half.
They sure did. Absolute credit to Athenry. It really was in the melting pot there, particularly in the last 50 minutes. They'll be absolutely devastated. I hear Tanya Johnson got player of the match there, I think. She made 4 unbelievable saves. Any other day of the year they could have gone in for Athenry, you know, and sadly we're on the wrong side of it today.
Yeah, sadly so. I know Darrell and Elaine won't be going away. We'll be hearing from them in a moment, but let's head down to pitch side. Liam and
much Killian, and to Darrell and Elaine. They'll be joining us on pitch side in a few moments as well. I think Elaine is on her way down to us anyway, certainly hopefully Darrell too. 3 years in a row Johnstownbridge have won All-Ireland titles, 2 juniors, now they've won an intermediate. You called it right at half time, Anne-Marie, but it wasn't easy in the second half.
No, it wasn't easy at all, and I really think their semi-final experience, you know, they did score 2-5 in the first half against English and held out for that game. But what a performance, you know, this crowd is on their feet. Here we go, what an All-Ireland.
Okay, well, Tanya Johnson is the captain, the goalkeeper and the player of the match. It's Roy Race stuff, really. Tanya, you can just face up to the camera there. They're watching from all over the world anyway. First of all, it all happened in front of you. It all happened in front of you, didn't it?
Oh God, yeah. We were busy enough in the second half. Jesus, our girls defended like I don't know what. The forwards harassed like they never harassed before. We knew this wasn't going to be easy coming out here today, but we dug deep and we got the win.
All the way through. I mean, we've been saying here it was a thriller, a classic really, all the way through.
Yeah, coming out in the second half now. We knew that Athenry weren't going to make it anyway easy for us. We got the scores, thank God, in the first half. The goal that snuck in the second half now didn't help with the pressure, but we got there. Yeah, our girls just dug deep. We're a team, we're a unit. We're after been the same team nearly the last 7 years, and it just shows out there when you come from junior to intermediate, and now look at us. It's a great day.
I know, Emery, you were very impressed all the way through with Tanya's contribution, but you made the point at half time you thought Johnstownbridge would do it.
Yeah, I just think they were fantastic. And Tanya, unfortunately, your only mistake was that goal, but you had a fantastic game. You must have scored saved at least 5 possible goals. How did it feel when Therese Maher, one of the best camogie players in the country, was tearing down a goal in front of you?
Just go for the ball. I don't even know who she is still to this day. It doesn't bother me. We're 15 on 15 out there, and we just have to fight for one another, and it didn't matter who she was. I was going for the ball no matter what. Yeah.
So now I think we will have the player of the match presentation with Shane from AIB.
Okay. So yeah, I think she's going to the podium to get the player of the match. Captain, player of the match. She's a busy woman. We have full view here of the Johnstownbridge girls celebrating their win. As we said, junior champions last year and the year before. As Tanya gets a player of the match award, we get a word from Darrell in a moment. Darrell Cohn from Athenry, our co-commentator. And it's a great day for Tanya.
Yes, it is a fantastic day to get player of the match and captain, and look at the scenes here. We have a very, very happy Johnstownbridge here. Elaine, we can see the elation in her face. It's a great day for camogie. Unfortunately it wasn't Athenry's, but they have had great experience at senior level and have a senior club All-Ireland before.
Well, while things are going on up there, we'll have a quick word with Dick Flanagan, the manager. Dick, yeah, we'll get you to face up to the camera there as well. They'll want to see you. A great day, a great win.
Absolutely.
I don't know how the hell out Athenry there for the last half. It was all hands on deck.
Yeah, because you made early running, but Athenry came back at you very quick.
We conceded a goal straight away from the throw-in, which wasn't in the plan. But we battled and we defended fierce well, and we had great performance right across the field. When we got the ball, we carried it, and we did everything that was expected of us. And sure, look, we came from junior to intermediate, and I think job done.
You mightn't stop now.
Well, sure. Ask those ladies there. They're just martyrs for it. They love it, Going out since last February, and all the sag about the weather causing us. But sure, look, it's all worth it in the end. Okay. Sun is shining on them today.
Okay, absolutely, yes. Well, we have a shot, I hope, of the presentation there, and that's Catherine Neary, the president of the Camogie Association, and Tanya Johnson, who has had one of those days, player of the match, captain, winning captain. You can't really script it much better than that, Marie. I think we're getting a shot of the presentation, and so we'll stay on that. Catherine Neary said the president, but they'll celebrate this one, Anne-Marie.
Liam, I actually can't hear you. These players are ecstatic. They're screaming and charming. And here's the presentation. Wait for this cheer.
Well, here it goes. Photographers getting their slice of the action, and our camera crew as well. And there it is. The All-Ireland Intermediate Cup is on its way to Johnstown. I hope we're able to get the speeches okay. I think we're hoping the speeches are coming through okay. And just in case you can't hear her, she's saying these girls are dedicated 100%. We came up to intermediate. We asked the question, she says. And girls, here we are. And a word of commiseration for Athenry. They were huge contributors here as well today to Anne-Marie, to a great game.
They were, Liam, and as we said that they would come out in the second half all guns blazing, and they did. They got that first minute goal. Unfortunately, they couldn't capitalise on that. The forwards were a little bit all over the place, but Johnstown did it simple. To the ball first and won the 50-50 ball. Unfortunately, it wasn't Athenry's day, but they are back promoted to the senior championship in Galway, and they will not fear coming back to the Galway championship or the club championship next year. Of course, today has been a very, very momentous day for Johnstownbridge, naming all the panel, all the team, all the management. They are very, very happy, and she is speechless now, thanking all of those management.
So we're hoping we're getting the speech, yeah.
I just want to thank Clonus, the pitch is in serious nick today. The umpires, the referee, the linesman, you're all part. Our sponsor, Clomcad, who is finding the our lovely stickers on the bus today when we go back to Johnstownbridge tonight. And that's it, girls. Back to Johnstown!
Culminating this victory today.
Yeah, like when the final whistle went there, we weren't sure if what it was going to be, if it was actually the end. It came, the last 10 or 15 minutes seemed to fly in. It's unbelievable. I don't think we'll fully understand or appreciate what we've done until we've had time to let it settle and take stock of it.
Okay, what's the secret? Is it hard work? Is it commitment? Dick says you're martyrs for the cause.
We have an incredible following. Like we have an incredible lot of supporters. Our village is so generous. We have a huge background team, and the girls themselves, our expectations of one another are huge. Like we have a massive following, and that's where we are.
They're calling Clodagh for the photograph. We better get you in there. That's the historic photograph. We better get the photographers to take it again. That's the historic photograph of the Johnstownbridge team with the cup. Darrell is nearby. I'm going to call in Darrell Cohen from Athenry. And I don't know where Elaine has gone. I don't know, she's probably wrapped up there. Darrell, commiserations, I suppose, first of all. You were chasing it. It looked like you might get there. Just came short in the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is our third time to come the wrong side of it. 07, 09, and now again today. It's very hard to take defeat. But in fairness to the girls, they threw everything but the kitchen sink at Johnstownbridge. It's very tight in the last 15 to 20 minutes. Another day we had 4 goal chances. The Johnstownbridge goalie has to be commended. She was absolutely outstanding. Another day, at least 2 of those chances would have gone in, and we would have been on the right side of the result.
So Anne-Marie, I know you have to have some words with Darrell as well. You said at half time you thought Johnstownbridge would win it, but Athenry got a great boost at the start of the second half with that goal. And from then on it was backs to the wall for Johnstownbridge, and Athenry just couldn't fully break them down.
Yeah, unfortunately it was a bad day at the office for Athenry. They were very unlucky, as Darrell said. Those goal chances. Tanya was a fantastic goalkeeper. If she had an off day, she could have missed all those, and Athenry could be All-Ireland champions. But as you said, they came out, they scored the goal, but they just couldn't capitalise when they got on top. Johnstownbridge just managed to keep pushing out. They popped over their points, they kept through the motion, they kept the physicality up, and unfortunately for Athenry it's been another loss. And unfortunately, as Darrell said, they have a bad history now of losing in All-Irelands. They have one club senior All-Ireland though in 1977, so that is something to take away. That's something Johnstownbridge don't have yet, we may say, but it is something that Athenry have to their names.
Okay, well, Darrell, thank you for joining us today. Sorry it didn't go your way, but you brought a lot to our broadcast, and I hope you can enjoy your neighbours Sarsfields in the second game.
Yeah, hopefully now Sarsfields will do it. I'm just looking out in the field there. Frank Shea has been was with the team in 1977. He's still involved. Talk about a stalwart for Athenry. He'll be devastated today. But look, well done to Johnstownbridge. They performed heroically on the day. They were absolutely outstanding, and let's hope that Sarsfields can yield something for Galway in the second game. Thanks a million.
Okay, thank you, Darrell. Anne-Marie is going to speak to Aisling Holton now, another midfielder. I think we don't want to take you away from historic photographs. Aisling, we'll get Anne-Marie to have a quick word with you first of all.
Aisling, how are you feeling? All-Ireland champions for the 3rd year in a row.
Yeah, look, it's unbelievable, and I suppose it probably won't sink in fully till the days afters and week afters. But look, to tell you the truth, it's not surprising with the group of players that we have, and not just that, the committee, our mentors, the whole community that's behind us. It's a full community effort, and that's what gives us an edge.
Would the team have been nervous coming into today's game? 3 All-Irelands in a row, it's become a familiar thing now for Johnstownbridge.
Yeah, I suppose for myself, I was just thinking that I can't remember the last time really we were betting a championship game. And you use that to your advantage, you use that as a strength as well. But there's a certain amount of nerves that are there when you're coming into an All-Ireland final. But look, we've been there before, we have the work done, and I suppose that gives you extra confidence.
Do you think that win over English, how you kept ahead in the first half, you scored all your scores in the first half, but you still managed to win that game on your second half performance. Do you think that benefited yourselves today?
Yeah, definitely. The closing minutes there, Athenry never gave up. They were coming at us the whole time. And that game against English, we got an awful lot out of it. And if there's one thing about this team, there's been all sorts of obstacles thrown at us in the last months and year, and the last couple of weeks with this match being put off for 3 times. So there's been all sorts of obstacles put in front of us, and the way we deal with them is we take a positive from it, and that's what keeps you going in the end.
But we have Elaine here also, Elaine beaming ear to ear. Elaine, and you have managed to get the cup in your hand. How are you feeling?
I'm delighted for these girls. They put so much work into this. As Tanya said, they've been training for a year and 2 months. They also, as I said, they've been training for 36 months really. 2 All-Irelands. This is the 3rd All-Ireland in a row. They just give everything, and really again what it came down today was work rate. That's what they never give up, they keep fighting. Ash Holton, you were just talking to in midfield, those runs up the field, that would tire anybody else, but Ash just keeps going forever. Jenna Murphy made a few tackles near the end that kind of probably had to be made. She was lucky on a few occasions, but she got away with it. Really every one of them. Div Flanagan has trained this team since they were under 14s in Fela, and he just keeps going. Every year he brings in a new coach, he keeps changing it up, and they welcome new coaches. They always want to learn, they always want to change their styles, and that's what's really helped, because as I said earlier, the step up from junior to intermediate, it was a big step up. We'll go for intermediate again next year, and then we'll go senior. So that's what these girls can do. And they're inspirational to the girls in the village as well. We are a tiny little village, but every little girl in our village believes they can win an All-Ireland final. And that's the inspiration that they bring to the kids. They love having the kids here with them. They love having them in the photos. And just, I feel everything for them today. It was great.
You're getting a bit emotional here, Elaine. Sarsfields have just entered the field. How do you predict the next games will go?
In the next game, well, it's tough to tell. So actually, we played a challenge match against Slaughtneil the week before last, and I know I said the step up from junior to intermediate is big. Step up to senior is a completely different class. So I've only seen Slaughtneil. They are a really, really class outfit, but I'm sure Sarsfields are wanting to come back this year after last year, so I think that will be the thing. Both are quite young teams, which is great to see, so it means there's a lot of years in them yet. But I just feel Slaughtneil probably have it. It'll be great to see Sarsfields actually take it this year, but I think Slaughtneil will probably take it today.
Will there be great celebrations on the way down to Kildare and in Johnstownbridge tonight?
There will be great celebrations in Johnstownbridge. So we're all back to the Hamlet, which is our local hotel, who look after us every time. So they're always feeding the girls. So everybody will be back to the hotel tonight. I do have to say, just in case they're watching, I do pity the poor bride who's having her wedding in the Hamlet tonight. Hopefully she's a GAA fan, because otherwise she might have a lot of extra guests at her wedding tonight.
She'll have 30 or 40 more bridesmaids. Lean, what do you make of today's games?
So I think that was a fantastic opener. I know a lot of people were disappointed about not getting to Croke Park the last few weeks, but the game they served up today will be remembered forever. It was a fantastic encounter, and I think Johnstownbridge showed great, resilience to stay out there in front, just stay there under ferocious pressure. But we're going to build up the next game. Elaine, you go and get that cup organised for the journey home. Thank you for joining us. You have a 100% record on our platform as well. So thanks to you for your efforts throughout the week, of course, in the last few weeks, and today as well. Enjoy the night.
No problem. Thanks very much, Liam. And yes, we'll look forward to the celebrations now. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to bring in Cyril and Claire from Slaughtneil, Sarah Murray and Claire Doherty from Sarsfields and Slaughtneil, respectively. I don't know how much. I know you got absorbed in that one, Cyril. You were deep into that one, of course, a Galway interest there.
Very disappointed for Athenry, They're a long time coming, and in fairness to some very, very good players, it would be great if they could have won it. But in fairness to Johnstownbridge, they really, really were outstanding. Do you know what I mean? They deserved the win in the day, I think,
Yeah, a great win for Johnstownbridge. Today you faced the maroon. You sometimes wear the maroon in Galway, of course. Claire from Slaughtneil, you were, of course, final champions last year, a repeat of last year's final. The club's still going very well in lots of ways. How do you feel about today?
No, we're looking forward to today. We've obviously all the other teams have been building towards from last year, and winning last year meant it gives them so much confidence, to know it in their own ability, and they've just put their heads down, refocused, and prepared well for today. So we're feeling very hopeful.
Did you get wrapped up in the previous game, or were you able to detach yourself?
No, well, I wasn't watching it now. It was very exciting towards the end. Now Athenry threw everything at them, but the other team just didn't. Johnstown weren't going to let them through. A great defensive match in the end,
Okay, well, we had a great final last year, of course, in Croke Park between these two teams. Both out on the field, going through their warm-ups here in Clonus. Welcome to AIB GAA TV. You can watch live on YouTube or Facebook Live. I can tell you that the coverage is better on Facebook Live. There's a better quality picture there. One or two Wi-Fi problems earlier on here today. So if you're watching on YouTube, flick over to Facebook Live. You should get a better view of that. Anne-Marie, I'm going to leave these two people in your capable hands for a few minutes. You can tease out the various permutations and possibilities in the senior final coming up.
Claire, if you'd like to come this side of me, we'll go to you first. You were a player on last year's team. 12 months ago you were in the All-Ireland final in Croke Park. Has there been many changes from today's team in comparison to last year's team?
There's been a few changes. Really, one of the key ones is Mary Kelly, who played full forward for Slaughtneil last year. and scored one of the key goals in the match. She has moved to Scotland, so she's no longer on the panel, but the team was boosted by the addition of Tina Hannon there from the Athenry native, who's moved to Slaughtneil, which is a massive bonus. But apart from that, just a few positional changes in that, but pretty much the same panel all round.
And Sid, how would you feel coming into today's game? Has there been many changes from last year's final?
No, not really. There's only one real change from last year's final. A young girl coming in there, Rachel Murray, came in the corner forward, got the point that won the semi-final for us, so she's going fairly well. But we're kind of happy enough with some of the changes because Mary Kelly scored the goal last year against us, so she's now gone, and they moved Eilish Cassidy back to wing back, and she got 3 points against us, so we're kind of happy enough with that.
Well, I suppose you had the closer semi-final in the run-up. You only won by 1 point. How is that going to affect today's game?
Oh, well, I suppose it's good really for us because we were probably written off in our county final this year as well, you know, and they came out and they won it fairly well at the end, you know. So being written off in the semi-final as well, and yes, we fought out a 1 point victory, you know. So there's a great camaraderie with the girls, and they're going fairly well, and they want to try and get that one step further. So I think that'll bring them on, you know.
And Slaughtneil also have been leaving it late in the run-up to these games. They had extra time against Thomastown, finished 10 apiece, then it went 14-11. They also left it late against Lochiel with a late goal to come. Are you hoping they won't leave it late today?
Well, I don't mind. We seem to be getting the right result even when we do leave it late, so I don't mind if they do that. I do expect a really tight game here today. I think there's going to be nothing but a puck of the ball in it really at the end. I hope not. I hope that obviously Slaughtneil can push forward quite early and get on the scoreboard and drive it on home. But at the same time, what they have learned, which I think they've done so well, is grinding out the results. You know, against Thomastown, really the conditions were horrible. It was such a bad day, and they just pulled out a performance that really was worthy of the win really in the end.
Do you think it's testament to their fitness how they prevail in the final minutes?
Yeah, they're in great condition. The girls have been working very hard on and off them, you know, individually as well as with the coaches and that. So I think that really stood to them that day against Thomastown. Their fitness took them home.
We'll turn our attention back to Sarsfields, of course. You said they were underdogs in their own Galway final. Have they a point to prove today?
I would say they have, you know, personally, like no one comes to an All-Ireland final and doesn't want to win it, you know what I mean? They were disappointed last year. If things had went their way, they could have quite possibly won it, you know. They were unlucky to get a goal near the end. So like they will want to prove a point here today, you know what I mean? So I don't think it's going to be they won't look back too much on last year, but they'll know that they could have come away with a win last year and hope to right that wrong this year.
I think it's testament to both teams, of course, getting back to the All-Ireland final, but in particular Sarsfields. They could have had a bad year, you know, they could have lost the All-Ireland, dropped the heads, lost confidence, but here they are again, and obviously the hurt is going to be the big motivator today.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But these girls don't drop the head. You know, these girls are coming for the last 5 or 6 years. They're a very young team, as everyone keeps saying, but they're a very focused team. You know what I mean? They wouldn't fail us back when they were under 14. Like ever since that, they have a winning mentality. You know, and they'll want to push on and they'll want to get that step further.
But like that, Slaughtneil could have had big heads and went back to Derry and completely been caught on the hop, but they weren't, and they've grinded out the results. Do you think last year's being All-Ireland champions will have an effect on today's game?
No, if anything, I think it'll be a positive thing. They know they learn to win, and everybody wants to win, and you can never win enough times. So, like last year's motivation, obviously, with the different things going on in Slaughtneil in terms of the whole profile in the club and with Thomas and things like that, that was sort of a driving force. But this year, I do believe they have a whole different motivation now, that they want to prove that this wasn't a one-off. One-trick pony, that there's a quality team and worthy of doing back-to-back titles.
That would be the first ever back-to-back title. It would be a great feat given that Slaughtneil have this, as you say, club momentum and club standard at the moment.
Absolutely, they're already history makers, but to me to do back-to-back would be something special.
Okay, well, we're going to bring in Keelan Ensign, Communication Director of the Camogie Association, in on this conversation with, of course, Cyril and Claire. Keelan, we've had the permutations, we've had the chat. Slaughtneil are going for, of course, the 2 in a row, never been done before.
Absolutely, it's fantastic. It's here. The club in general, not just the Camogie team, have done fantastic for the last couple of years. As the Camogie team led by example by going all the way and actually lifting the All-Ireland. This is a fantastic achievement, but here nonetheless for Sarsfields, they'll be hungry now today to make up for last year in their eyes. It was such a tight match last year, and I think we all expect the very same today. There's no way of calling this one until we get into the match, and obviously the teams have had more than enough time to prepare now at the stage, more than they'd have wanted, I'm sure, like everyone else. So I think they're just eager to get out there and get going.
Now the sun was shining originally today and we have a little bit of cloud, but conditions are perfect. You know, that ground is perfectly hard for Camogie, that bouncing ball. What do you make of today's conditions?
Yeah, here, obviously not everyone's ideal not to be in Croke Park, but to be fair to Clones, it's a fantastic facility, fantastic venue. It's hosted major matches before, and today it's ideal for Camogie. The grass is nice and short, there's a good bounce in the pitch, and I think for this time of the year, the weather we've had all over the country, it's great, and we saw that in the first match. Some good Camogie played, and no doubt that it'll be the very same again, if not better, in this now the senior final.
Well, maroon and green must be the lucky colours in the Camogie Championship because both games have been it. Will there be teams switching to green and maroon next year, do you think, just to get in the All-Ireland final?
Oh, they have to get into us now. I'm sure now Congress will have plenty of requests, maybe some county sides as well, trying to get any advantage they can. But no, here it's fantastic for the two clubs. I think we're also used to seeing them now after last year, and the amount of times now in the rounds coming up to it. And as I said with Slaughtneil, across all the codes, it's I think everyone's familiar with their story, and likewise with Sarsfields, everyone's familiar, and it's just some top players, inter-county players on both panels, and it's just going to be a great match, I think.
In comparison to what the inter-county standard is, the club scene has really, really progressed and developed, and the games here are really at an inter-county standard.
Absolutely, and I think part of that is the players knowing each other so well. Obviously at inter-county it's that bit more stretched, I suppose, in terms of bringing players in from different clubs, but these players have all grown up together. There's families out in this pitch between the McGraths with Sarsfields, the Cassidys with Slaughtneil and more. And I think that's something that you can't always quite get at the inter-county scene, is that tightness and that that intimate knowledge of each other, that they don't even think before they pass, and they don't even think before they look for who's around them. And I think that's what maybe adds that extra element. It's just so natural to these players, and it's more about what they've learned over maybe the last 20 years than what they're necessarily being trained on a nightly basis. It's that stuff that you can't train even, I think.
We're going to bring in Damien McElhaney now, the Slaughtneil manager. Damien, how are the preparations coming along for today's game?
They're coming on as well as can be expected. That's frustrating. The game been called off twice before, but we can't let that frustration get to us. We just have to keep going on.
How did you as a team prepare for that? You would have the longest drive to Croke Park. To be called off twice, how did you prepare for today's game?
There is no really preparation. You just have to put your head down and get on. Try not to let it affect you. If you start to get annoyed and start to curse people, that's going to come back and haunt you, and you're not concentrating on the game. So the girls are very, very focused, and it's disappointing coming up. We had a turn in Belfast and come back home again. But they just got on with it. We trained the very next day. It's bank holiday, so we just went out and trained and just continued our preparations.
You're here to defend your title. Claire's already ran through the changes. Have you any changes ahead of today's game?
No. We're starting 1 to 15. It's on the programme. They've got us to where we're at, and we're happy and confident that they're going to get us over the line.
And just one more question before we let you go. You must have been rubbing your eyes when Tina Hannon arrived in the training ground, an all-star nominee from Offaly to go to Slaughtneil Club. How did you feel when she arrived?
Well, look, I wasn't kicking her down the lane or anything like that. I know it was probably tough for her to come in and join a new club, but she settled in very quickly. She's just like one of the girls now. She's going to die in the jersey today for Slaughtneil, and that's all we can ask of her.
Thanks very much. We'll let you get back to your team at the moment. We're just going to have one more little chat, guys. Who do you think's going to win? You're obviously going to go your goal, or who you're wearing, but do you think it'll come down to extra time? What do you think's going to happen?
Oh, well, look, there was only 2 points in it last year. I don't expect an awful lot more in it this year. I think it's going to come down to a puck of a ball, definitely. But I'm hoping, you mentioned the green and maroon earlier on, I'm hoping that the green can continue the win today.
Claire, we'll go to you.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with that, of course. Look, I'd like to think that Slaughtneil's experience and the addition of Tina and the real 1-to-1 or back-to-back will be enough to drive Slaughtneil over the line. But I really think that it's going to go down to the wire, the very last puck of the ball, and extra time is a very high possibility.
Yeah, well, we are coming close to the game. The teams are still warming up. The sunshine is back. The conditions are perfect. Unfortunately, we are not in Croke Park, but we are in Clones. Great crowd here.
Yeah, the crowd's good. We were actually just saying that to Cyril before the match, and because of the change in the match, there's actually a wedding in Slaughtneil today, 2 people from Slaughtneil, and also confirmation. So those are 2 quite big events and everything. So delighted to see such a big crowd here from both sides, obviously. But I think there's been a lot of publicity, obviously, around the cancelled finals and that, and the people are very keen to show their support to the girls and get behind them because they deserve it. They've put in as much effort as anyone else, and in terms of for Slaughtneil, we've had a couple of disappointing defeats there with the hurling and football, and our hopes are all behind the girls today to try and get us all picked up again and go again,
And yourself, Claire, are you disappointed not to be on the sideline today?
No, I'm just getting to a stage in my life where I just had to hang up the bits, but no, I'm delighted for the girls. There's a whole new team now, and I had my day, and I was delighted to be part of any of it,
Well, look, there you have it. We have covered all of the permutations, all of the tactics, the statistics, everything that's going to come your way. The stand is full with maroon and green. We're going to go back over to Liam, of course, who now will be chatting to Cyril again. Liam, what do you make of today's games, and what do you think is going to happen in the next game?
Well, last year was a great final. Slaughtneil were superb last year to win that final. It was, I'm sure Sarsfields will be anxious to atone for that. Different kind of a day, a warmer day. I don't know what impact Cyril feels that'll have, but it's a warmer, faster kind of a day, Cyril, isn't it?
Definitely. Sure, look, anyone who wants to play in a day like today, you can't argue with the conditions, in fairness. So hopefully it'll make for a good game, but we don't really mind if there's 2 points to one, so long as we're the 2 points, we'll be happy.
You're not purists in Sarsfields today, no?
We're just hoping to get a win. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, well, we were just talking there to Keane, or to Stephen from the Camogie Association. The atmosphere was cracking there the last game, so if this takes off at all, it'd be magnificent, I suppose I'd probably like to ask Claire. Slaughtneil had a couple of disappointments. The hurlers in the semi-final, it was there for them when the Pierce got the men sent off, and it was there for them. Did that cast a long shadow in the club? I know this is an opportunity to come back and make up for it, but did it cast a long shadow at the time?
It did. I'll be honest, it definitely hurt. Whenever it's so close, and the one that you let away, and then to watch the Pierce pushing Kildare all the way last week there as well, and then a week later the footballers getting beat as well. So yeah, it was a sore couple of defeats after, I suppose, long campaigns for the guys. But thankfully the girls are still here, still able to sort of fly the flag for the club, and I have every faith that they'll be able to. I know there's a bit of pressure on them, but they can handle it. There's no problem to them, girls.
They did the same last year. Yeah. They won that All-Ireland when there was some disappointments at other levels. It would have been an interesting couple of weeks if either the men's hurling or football teams got through. I mean, the replay is on today as well. I think isn't it Coola versus the Pierce today as well. So it could have caused with enough fixture trouble as it was without that. But Slaughtneil as a club, I mean, we talk about Nemo Rangers. Talk about Burr and Offaly going back some time. We talk about Crossmaglen Rangers, but Slaughtneil are the modern day exemplars of club community, and lots of different levels. Is that as good as ever, do you think? Is that continuing? Can you sustain that, I suppose, is the question. It's an incredible effort.
It is. But, it's something that's only really happened. It's been a gradual process. Like, Slaughtneil Camogie we only won our first county title 5 years ago. This is 6 years ago, sorry. We hadn't won anything before that. The hurlers are only coming onto the scene. So the club's relatively new. So I have no problem or no worries that they wouldn't maintain that momentum there. Very young teams. All 3 codes are very young teams, and the community spirit is there and has been built over 20 years. So I can only see it keep sustaining that, as you say.
Yeah, Hopper McGrath, manager, Cyril. He served you well for club and county, and his daughters as well, of course, playing today.
Well, exactly.
Fierce competitor.
Oh, very, very fierce competitor. Hopper will want to win this. If Hopper could go out himself, he'd go out. You know what I mean? But like, in fairness,
he's nimble enough on the feet. Still, I see there.
I think he could make a comeback. There's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? He's always in great shape. But in fairness, look the girls are brilliant. You know what I mean? And he's a couple of more coming as well. Okay. You know what I mean? So like, what Hopper's done for the club, no one can argue with. You know what I mean? He's a very, very good clubman, and hopefully today that they can win it for him.
Yeah, well, that's going to be the big one. Who's going to win this one? I'd say a lot of the people who were here for the first game are going to wait as well too, because it's a beautiful day. Obviously the Athenry crowd will be disappointed, but be expecting them to support you, I suppose, to hang around and Lindsay a cheer like he did in the first game.
Definitely, there's a lot of connections there between Sarsfields and Athenry. I'm married to an Athenry woman myself, so that's as close the clubs are. You know what I mean? But they will support. There'll be purest the hurlers there, and they're going to stay and watch this game. Definitely, they're not going to travel all this way up and go home without watching it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think both teams. Well, no, Sarsfields are in for their huddle. Slaughtneil are still doing some warm up behind the goal down here. We're hoping to grab someone from the Sarsfields camp in a couple of minutes and get a word from them before the game as well. But we'll go back to Killian just for a quick second. Let Killian, he's been grabbing his thoughts and trying to get himself back in order after the first game, and he's ready to roll in the second game. Killian, perhaps some thoughts from you.
It's all over. The most incredible game of hurling that we've seen in quite some time.
And you're welcome back here to St. Tiernach's Park then in Clones here in County Monaghan, and we're just getting into the final stages of this encounter. Sarsfields of Galway up against Slaughtneil of Derry in a repeat of last year's final. Of course, we will have a presentation here of the teams to the President Athenry of the Camogie Association. And Slaughtneil down to my right hand side going through their paces. They'll be called in the moment. Sarsfields having the last few words, and we will of course pause for Oran Naveen. Just looking at a couple of Offaly Camogie players, inter-county Camogie players arriving here in the stand in front of me. They here to cheer on their compatriot Tina Hannon, who's representing Slaughtneil. Of course, she the partner of Slaughtneil and Derry player Patsy Bradley, and she of course an All-Ireland winner with Offaly at Premier Junior and Junior level, and also an All-Star nominee. She taking her place at centre forward. So the officials and mentors asked now to head off the area, but there will be, as I said, a presentation here to the Athenry as she gets to meet both teams before the off here. So just run through the teams then for this AIB All-Ireland Senior Club Camogie Championship Final for the Bill and Agnes Carroll Cup. Sarsfields, with a number of members of the team, of course 10 in all, have won a Connacht inter-club title, but they of course trying to chase a senior title here today. In goal will be Yvonne Lyons, a player that has played minor and under 16 for Galway, as has Rachel Murphy outside in the right corner back position. Laura Ward is at full back, and Aisling Spellman is in the other corner. The half forward line made up of Tara Kenny, Claudia McGrath and Erica Leslie. At centre field, Kate Gallagher and Niamh McGrath. Maria Cooney, Orleth McGrath and Sarah Spellman will be the half forward line. Sinead Cannon, Siobhan McGrath and Rachel Murray will make up the full forward line. And for Slaughtneil, the reigning All-Ireland champions, they will be represented in goal by Jolene Bradley. The full back line of Claire McGrath, the joint captain, Brona Cassidy and Dervla McGuigan. At half back line, it's Eilish Cassidy, Aoife Cassidy, the other joint captain, and Grania O'Kane. At centre field, Denise McGuigan, Louise Dugan. The half forward line of Shannon Graham, Tina Hannon and Siobhan McKay, and the full forward line of Therese Mellon, Josie McMullen and Sinead Mellon, as both teams line up here in front of me. And we waiting for the President Athenry to be presented, as we will see the action taking place on the sideline. I'll be joined on commentary by Cyril Murray, representing Sarsfields, former Sarsfields Camogie manager, and Claire Doherty, who will be representing Slaughtneil. But let's go back down to the sideline and Liam and Anne-Marie.
I'm here with Anne-Marie again, and we have the meeting of the teams with Athenry, the president of the Camogie Association, and Paddy Summers from AIB Bank, the sponsors of the Camogie Championships, meeting the players. Nervous moments, of course, Anne-Marie. Players standing in line. There's probably a lot of pent-up energy they'd like to spend quickly, but they have to go through these with the national anthem, of course, to respect our nation, etc. But big moments for the players now.
Yes, big moments. I think maybe the Oran Naveen will give both teams maybe a time to reflect on how far they've come, or to reflect just before the chaos does start of what the task is ahead. I think they're probably luckier than the Johnstownbridge and the Athenry teams to have a moment to calm down and relax. But just scanning the teams here, teams are as programme. There is no high numbers, no switch of numbers, so teams as programme for today's game.
Yeah, they're lining up, and we expect no late changes, as you said, and players meeting each other now as well, and meeting the match officials too. Big day for the match officials as well. They're always hoping, I suppose, that they'll get through it nice and quietly and officiate in a way that leaves both teams happy, if such is possible in any game of Gaelic game. But big day for them as well too, and they're being truly honoured by being introduced to the players beforehand, as the Sarsfields players break away now, having done their handshakes. And here come Slaughtneil up along the way. This was a great final last year, as we said. Interestingly, the Sarsfields players and management are going to join their colleagues out on the field for the national anthem. I'm not sure are Slaughtneil going to do likewise. It doesn't seem like they were poised to do that. No, they don't, unless they break from behind the wire. No, they're not. But there is a full Sarsfields contingent out on the field, and they'll be out there for the national anthem. We'll be going back over to Killeen in a few moments. Anne-Marie, you called the first game, right? Call this one.
Oh, that is a tough one. I really don't know, Liam, if I'm honest, because Slaughtneil have so much to bring to the table. They have to try defend their title. And of course Sarsfields are going to be powered by last year's loss. I think I could nearly call a draw.
Okay, well, we're going to stand for the national anthem now.
It's all over. The most incredible game of hurling that we've seen in quite some time.
And you're welcome back to St. Tiernick's Park then in Clonus for the AIB All-Ireland Senior Club Camogie Championship final between Sarsfields of Galway and Slaughtneil of Derry. A repeat of last year's final. Referee is Camogie of Cork, and the Bill and Agnes Carroll Cup. Currently residing in Slaughtneil. Will it be going back there for 12 months or will it be heading west? Well, we're an hour away from finding out as the ball is thrown in by Camogie and a bit of a scrum forms, and the referee elects that it was picked illegally off the ground, and it's going to be a free for Sarsfields and an opportunity for them straight away with Niamh McGrath, who has won All-Ireland titles at senior, minor and under 16 with Galway, electing here now to take this opportunity on the halfway line. Sun has gone in a little bit, so it's got a little bit cooler here in Clonus, but still a fine surface here for this encounter. Sent on its way by Niamh McGrath, but it's dropping on the edge of the square. Breaking ball might work out. It's caught. Shot blocked by the goalie. The shot coming in there. Jolene Bradley was behind it, firm, and got it out of danger. But straight away, Sarsfields laying down a bit of intent there, sir.
Oh, definitely, yeah, great catch by Maria Cooney. And I think, in fairness, if there was any place else where she hit it, I'd say it's way in the back of the ditch, you know.
Maria Cooney, of course, comes from good stock. Dad Joe and brother Connor. Good call with Stars. Joe, of course, in his day. But Claire, quite happy, I'd say, with Jolene stopped there.
Oh, absolutely. She's definitely earned her money already today, and it's a good start for her now. It'll get her confidence up from the start of the match.
First game was all about the goalkeeper Tanya Johnson and the blocks that she made. It resulted in her being player of the match in that intermediate game that was won by Johnstownbridge. And already Jolene Bradley has made the stop as Sarsfields comes strong here now. Ball is flicked inside. Going to be an opportunity here, but Slaughtneil are all over it there, and it's going to be flicked away by Shannon Graham, the cousin of the Cassidys that are involved, of course, with Slaughtneil. But the ball is broken back by Sarsfields and trying to get forward here now. An opportunity. Who's it going to break for? Graham in there again, trying to disrupt it, but it's still Sarsfields. Sixes and sevens with it, but the referee decides that there's a bit of a chop there, and again it's a free in for Sarsfields. Maybe just Slaughtneil that a little bit too eager, Claire, in the early stages.
Yeah, it seems to be. Sarsfields are definitely putting the pressure on from the first puck out. The girls just need to get settled down now, maybe get on the ball and get it up onto the forward line.
Well, the first opportunity here then for Niamh McGrath, or second opportunity I should say, but maybe the first clear cut one in front of the goals. And considering the distance she hit it from the halfway line, I'd imagine you'd fancy her with this one. 45 right in front of the black spot, but she's pulled it, would you believe, to the right and wide. So wide for Sarsfields. And sir, as we saw maybe in the first game, you've got to be taking chances.
Yeah, we've got to be taking chances. You know, the first free is always a very difficult free. I know the other one it's the second as such, but it was a long way out. She was never really expected to score the first one she got, you know. But look, Niamh will come back from that.
Ball breaks as Again, a bit of a scrum forms, and Slaughtneil looking to get out her half for the first time with the referee. Blows. Gráinne O'Kane, also another cousin of the Cassidys on this team, for overplaying that ball, and another opportunity here now for Niamh McGrath. Of course, 4 McGrath sisters on this Sarsfields team, and Dad Michael, of course, the great Hopper, is manager. So Niamh with her 3rd opportunity at the post in the opening stages here. Just 3.5 minutes gone. And she sends it towards the post, and is a 3rd time lucky? Yes, it is. So Niamh McGrath getting the opening score here of this 2013 All-Ireland Senior Club Championship final, and that might settle, I suppose, the nerves in some way.
Oh, definitely, but it just shows the calibre of Niamh. Like, she missed one beforehand. Less than a minute later, bangs it straight over the bar, you know. Great.
All important indeed. Amanda Bagnall wants to say well done to Johnstownbridge, as does Richie Byrne, as Sarsfields come on the attack, and that looked to be a pull over the shoulder there, and another early opportunity here for Sarsfields to get on top. Jim Reardon wants to say congrats, Christopher Byrne as well, Denise Farrell, all saying well done to Johnstownbridge and their achievement in winning the intermediate title. Don't forget, you can check us out on AIB social media. Let us know where you're listening, Twitter, Facebook, maybe leave a comment as well on YouTube, and we'll be able to say hello to anyone that's watching from both a Sarsfields and Slaughtneil point of view anywhere in the world. Referees having a long talking to number 5 Eilish Cassidy on that one, Claire, and he definitely may not be on our Christmas card list next year.
No, definitely not. She'll be disappointed having picked up that, but I think it's just a wee bit of nerves maybe among the Slaughtneil girls at the minute. They just haven't settled on the ball yet. They're lucky they're maybe just 1 point behind, maybe 2 after this, but hopefully they can win this puck out and start to build from that.
Ball is flicked over the bar then by Siobhan McGrath. So the McGrath sisters doing the needful from the freeze so far, and 2 points to no score then with just over 5 minutes gone. Happy with the start, sir?
Yeah, they seem to be doing very, very well. They're really dominating at the start, so hopefully they can keep this going, you know.
Opportunity breaks again, and it looks like Sarsfields, Slaughtneil have yet to get beyond the Sarsfields 65, and it looks like they might be about to do that now, and they have, as the ball is picked up and on their own. Here's Tina Hannon then, the Offaly player, looking to get forward, uses her pace. Hannon still going, flicking it outside. Opportunity maybe could come out of something here for Slaughtneil, turning and twisting and putting it in towards the goals. Josie McMullen, but it's gone out to the right and wide. Just shows you what Tina Hannon can do too.
Absolutely, it was her first touch of the ball, and she just lost her player there very easily. She looks very, very dangerous from early on, and just disappointing we didn't get the score there, but it's definitely a bit more promise now.
Tina Hannon with that opportunity, but nothing came of it from Josie McMullen, registered as a wide, so a wide apiece then for both teams here today. As we mentioned, Tina Hannon just seeing a number of her Offaly inter-county teammates down in front of us here as Sarsfields come on this ball. But it's cut up and taken away by Claire McGrath, the Ulster Player of the Year, getting the ball in here against towards Hannon, but she's tracked out and cut off it there by Rachel Murphy. But Sarsfields still going backwards towards their own goal a little bit now. Got to be careful, but they lead 2 points to no score here in the early stages, and the referee decides that well, there was going to be no opportunity for Slaughtneil to win that ball, and he says that the Sarsfields player was fouling it, and Tina Hannon, who is deadly from place balls, had a very high scoring tally in the All-Ireland semi-final, has an opportunity to put this ball over the bar, and she puts that ball over the bar there very well. Mary Horn, Georgina Crew, Deirdre Daly and Mary McEldowney Murphy are watching us today. Mary Horn and Georgina Crew saying well done to Johnstownbridge. Deirdre Daly supporting Sarsfields from San Francisco, and Mary McEldowney Murphy supporting Slaughtneil. So hello to you, tuned into us via Facebook. So 2 points to 1. Tina Hannon with that score then, as Sarsfields now looking to hold on to this ball as they try to build on the early promise. Here's Niamh McGrath, surrounded by a couple of Slaughtneil players, but plays it into a bit of space, and it might work out here, trying to play this ball forward and trying to get this ball moving out. Denise McGuigan, but again a bit of a ruck forming, and there's feet and there's hurls and everything in there, and eventually the ball breaks and it might work out in favour of Siobhan McKay giving it off here now. Bit of movement inside in the Slaughtneil forward line. Might turn into something, but the ball is broken down. But it might suit them. Therese Mallon coming forward. Shot, is it level? It is. It's up and over the bar. She pounced well on that.
She did. That's a typical play from there from Therese. She waits for the ball to come off, and when she takes the ball, she's got a great turn of pace, and that was a great score by her.
Reacted well on the break, Therese Mellon, and puts that ball over the bar. So now it's a level game. So it might have been all Sarsfields in the opening stages there, but it's been turned on its head there with 2 scores. We were looking at the scoreboard on the right for the first half. In the first game, we now have to look at the one on the left. No, 2 points apiece then. Over on the far side, it is Sarsfield's ball. A lot of the management teams just, I suppose, in the early stages trying to not maybe overthink the issue and just let the play flow here. This game, as we reckon, going to be very little between these two teams. A repeat of last year's final. And of course, Slaughtneil, the reigning champions, is picking up on this ball now with Siobhan McGrath. Already as a free throw name, looking to get away from the attentions of Brona Cassidy. Looking to step inside, and she's still going. Opportunity still. Oh, it's a player loose inside. Goal opportunity here. Ball is flicked to the back of the net. Flicked to the back of the net. Why, it looks like Rachel Murray. Was it Sinead? No, it was Sinead Cannon. So Sinead Cannon was in there on that ball coming in. And even though the attentions of Jolene Bradley as she came out, as we watch the replay here, Cyril, great play again from Siobhan, getting inside and then just running off the edge. Cannon took it around the goalkeeper, and even though it came off the edge of the hurl, into the back of the net.
Yeah, great goal, well taken. You know, delighted for her because she had an opportunity last year and it didn't come off for her. So to get the goal this early is brilliant for her and give her great confidence. But what a run from Siobhan McGrath. I'd say six Slaughtneil players to get that ball across. Great stuff.
Great stuff indeed, and credit to Sinead Cannon getting out of the traffic and being available there for the bit of space to put the ball into the back of the net. Wasn't stylish, but a long ball in. Drops it, the keeper was flicking it out, but the referee had spotted that they're in the square before that, so let off there in some ways. Maybe Slaughtneil looking to strike back straight away. 1-2 to 2 then it remains with the goal from Sinead Cannon, and we saw what the goal did in the first game. It allowed Johnstownbridge to build, and they got it very early, and ultimately it was a difference between the two sides, with Johnstownbridge winning the All-Ireland Intermediate title for the first time by 1-8-1-6 against Athenry. So here the Galway team, Sarsfields lead 1-2 to 2. We're going to get on this ball now into the corner. Opportunity maybe to involve McGrath and Cannon again. But here's the break, and it works out for Sarah Spellman, but she's blocked off that ball there, and it's good tracking back by the Cassidys, and it was Brona this time that got in there and got that block, but the ball might work its way down the field here. It looked like it was going to be intercepted by Maria Cooney, but it's been won back by Slaughtneil, and down it comes here, down to the wing forward position, and it looks like it came off the hand of the Slaughtneil player, and it's going to be a sideline ball here for Sarsfields. Therese Mellon looking to get on that ball, but it came off her hand and out over the sideline. 1-2 to 2 then. As Tina Hannon gets on this ball, uses her pace right up the middle again. Hannon is still going on the 13, going to have a shot. She was hooked though, and it's into the keeper. She's lost it. Hannon's there. It's in the net. In the net of absolutely nothing. Tina Hannon had the run. It just got away from her. She was hooked at the time. Came off through the keeper, and here we watch the replay. Strong run again, you'd have to say, Claire. Tina coming through, she just didn't give up on it, got away from the Sarsfield goalkeeper, and she kicked it to the net.
That was a fantastic individual effort by Tina. She just didn't give up, as you said. Her pace again, she left the players behind once she got it. She's looking very, very dangerous early on, and a great response by the Slaughtneil team after that last goal, so it's game on. Yeah,
game on indeed, with 12 minutes gone then here, 1-2 to 1-2, and that goal by Tina Hannon, and Cyril, you'd have to feel her pace is going to cause Sarsfield's problems.
Yeah, it looks to be her pace. She's got great pace. She's come through the centre a lot. Dangerous running through the centre. Looked like we had dealt with it. Eric Leslie got a great hook, but unfortunately it just broke. And of course, Ron Lyons made a great save too from it, but it just left there, and she actually kicked it to the back of the net. You know, very good goal.
Yeah, so bit of rain, starting moisture, I think, coming from the sky here at the moment, as we see some of the officials covering up, and some of the players getting back into the dugouts. I think they were outside them, but gone into dugouts now with whatever is falling. We can't see it visibly, but we'll add a bit of grease to the surface. Margaret Dillon wants to wish the best of luck to Slaughtneil, as does Carmen McCauley wishing best of luck to Tina and the girls, and Martina Caulfield from Clonkeen, she wishing the best of luck to Sarsfields, as Sarsfields on the ball. Then it's level here, 1-2 apiece, and coming in from the far side now is looks like Sarah Spellman, but the referee said there was no foul there, and the ball is back in the hands here now of Orlaith McGrath. We're going to get forward now. Spellman coming in on this ball, but the referee has called it back, and he's having a few words, I think, with one of the Sarsfields girls there, and maybe just giving her forewarning. It is a free out for Slaughtneil. Didn't see a whole lot in that, sir.
No, I'd say probably he had a few words with Siobhan McGrath, but I'd say Siobhan was very disappointed she didn't get a free, and Orla could possibly have got one too, but he seemed to have given a free out, so I don't know exactly where that decision came from.
So anyway, it's going to be a free out that's going to be taken by Brona Cassidy, and it's one over on the far side as they look to come forward. Bit of rain falling, all right. We can hear it on top of the roof, but not in the stand here that we're in. MacArthur stand is on the charge here now is Hannon, and loads of pace is Tina Hannon right through the middle and over the bar again. And Tina Hannon's score tally is mounting up. She's a goal and 2 points, and it's 1-3 to 1-2. And Claire, she's a major difference if you can get the ball to her.
Absolutely. It was great work there. Brona picked out Shannon very well. Shannon made herself available and made a good pass onto Tina. She's definitely showing well and giving them Sarsfields plenty of problems at the minute.
Yeah, that she is. Anne-Marie, let's get the latest on.
The addition of Tina Hannon has been fantastic, and how influential has she been? 1-1 in 5 minutes. How fantastic could you be to arrive to an all-star nominee at training? Slaughtneil now are ahead. The climate is getting greasy, the ground is getting greasy. Here we have a sideline ball. Killian, back to you.
Thanks indeed, Anne-Marie. It's a sideline ball here then for Sarsfields. Sideline cut taken in by Ria Cooney. Good cut indeed, and it makes it all the way to the D. There's an opportunity here now. It's the Sarsfields player peeling off the edge, but it's strong running from Rachel Murray. Going to be an opportunity. Ball flicks. Oh, somehow that went out to the right and wide. I think there's an appeals in there that maybe it might have been a 45, Cyril, but a chance, and Sarsfields player maybe was out of the play there that could have been involved.
Yeah, I have to say they're creating great chances in there. Rachel Murray showing her pace, great run through. You know, very unlucky. I think it was Sarah Spellman that came off in the end. You know, could have gone any place. So.
Yeah, it was, and Sarah Spellman maybe could have got the ball a little bit sooner, but anyway, with 15 and a half minutes gone on the scoreboard, it is Slaughtneil 1-3 to 1-2. With Sarsfields giving their guts of it here now at the moment. There's a long ball going to be flighted in by Niamh McGrath, but it's going to be picked up by the goalkeeper, but she's lost the grab of it, and now takes it over to the far side, Jolene Bradley. But she's robbed of the ball now, Jolene, and she's got to keep track of the player, and someone's got to cover the goal line. And opportunity here now for Sarsfields, playing it back in. McGrath going to have a shot as she put it up and over. The umpire seems to nod, and it is good persistence there by Sarsfields.
Yeah, good persistence. Chased down the goalie very well and got a great hook, and recycled the ball and got a great score from Niamh McGrath.
McGrath with a good score, and get feet clear though. Probably could have dealt with that a bit better, Slaughtneil.
Yeah, Jolene was disappointed now she didn't get the ball cleared there. Maybe somebody else should have made themselves available and made it a bit easier for her, but fair play to Sarsfields, they tracked her down, took the ball off her and put over the bar, and that's how you punish teams. Yeah,
well, it's 1-3 apiece here, and as both of you were saying, Tam-Marie, I'm sure at the start of the game, no quarter asked or given in this scenario, and it's going to, you would imagine, take very little to separate them.
No, there's definitely going to be nothing really between the teams at the end of the day, and you can see that great performances by both sides at the moment. It's tit for tat at the moment, so it can go either way.
Yeah, I have to agree. Very open game. Both forward lines are both on top here, showing lots of speed, getting forward. So the backs have a big task on today to keep the scores down. But 1-3 to 1-3 already, and very entertaining.
Entertaining indeed it is. So if you're tuned into us anywhere in the world, let us know. You can track us on Facebook or through Twitter, any of the social media. In fact, it's, just look up AIB GAA. It is the AIB All-Ireland Senior Club Camogie Championship Final, and a repeat of the 2017 encounter between Slaughtneil and Sarsfields. And it is level pegging here with 17 and a half minutes gone. So puck out to come from Jolene Bradley. She's looking for a bit of movement, with Sarsfields splitting some of their players here at the moment, but she's found Aoife Cassidy very well. Aoife, who's the joint captain, along with Claire McGrath. Claire also playing, of course, alongside her sister Josie McMullen today. Josie up in the other end of the field, of course, but Sarsfields have repelled that opportunity there for Slaughtneil and send it down the far end, but Slaughtneil have dealt with it here, and coming out, bursting out with it is Louise Duggan. Duggan giving it over to the far side now towards Shannon Graham, but it's Sarsfields that seemed to have won it and then lost it and then won it back again. Looks like a foul being committed, and the referee has gone with that. And he is given a free in here to Sarsfields. It's a bit stop-start in some cases, Cyril. You know, some of the fouls have been a little bit lazy on both sides.
Yeah, they have. I'd say one or two of them probably could have been let go. Even the booking earlier on for Slaughtneil, I was kind of thought it was a bit harsh, you know. I just hope that doesn't continue throughout the whole game, because they're two very good sides. You can see the standard that both are playing, and it'd be nice to see it flow a bit more, you know.
There's opportunity then for Sarsfields. Here's Niamh McGrath again from distance as a free and a point, and that's heading, dropping in on the edge of the square. Ball breaks. Opportunity, Maria Cooney, second time of asking, gets his ball back out, looking to step around the house now and have a shot coming in. It's gone over the bar. That's a good score from Orla McGrath. Knows where the posts are as well. The captain of the team playing the captain's part.
Yeah, playing the captain's part. It's good to get her into the game. That's three of the McGraths now. They're on the scoreboard at this stage, you know, and she needs to get into the game a little bit more if she can, Orla.
So Orla McGrath, of course, an All-Ireland winner with Galway at senior, intermediate, minor and under 16. So fine medal tally she has, Orla, here trying to win a club title with her club. Sarsfields as the ball breaks, and it's Hannon again. Hannon's definitely the danger woman. She's getting beyond a couple of players. Looked like being held back there. Going to be a free in, and I imagine Tina will take that as well. But Sarsfields obviously identifying, Cyril, that Tina Hannon is the player they're going to have to stop. And dare I say it, may have to be illegal in some of the cases.
Yeah, it probably will have to be, but in fairness, she just got the better of Tara there. Tara's after going back in there in the last few minutes. Would probably be more suited with pace with her. So hopefully she can kind of quell her influence on the game at the moment.
Got a quick word from Claire in a minute when we see this free go over the bar about the influence of Tina Hannon since she's arrived at the club, as she's dropping this ball in and over the bar. And obviously, I know you mentioned Tambourine, she's obviously added a little bit extra tease since obviously you won that All-Ireland club last year.
Oh, absolutely. If you ever wanted someone to move into your area, you couldn't have asked for better, really. She's just fitted into the team perfectly. Good on, you know, as if she's always been part of the club, and she's shown that great talent that she is. She's just an all-around complete team player, and just been an unbelievable asset for us.
1-3 she's got of the 1-4 for Slaughtneil. Therese Millen with the other score. Niamh McGrath's got 2, Orla McGrath and Siobhan McGrath, along with Sinead Cannon. The scorer, Sinead Cannon, getting obviously the big score, which was the goal. But here comes Sarsfields then breaking out with a 1-4 apiece. So the ball is in the hands here of Clodagh McGrath, but she's lost it, and it's going to be taken back into play here by Shannon Graham. Graham knocking the ball in long, dangerous ball again in front of goalkeeper Yvonne Lyons. Fortunately, the first goal came off of a mistake made by Yvonne, but she's dealt with that and recovered from maybe that earlier opportunity as Sarsfield looked a bit out from the back, but a bit of a loose ball, and it's picked up by Aoife Cassidy, flicking it in towards Sinead Millen. Sinead looking around her now for an opportunity to flick the ball back. It's knocked over into the corner, which wasn't maybe too heavily populated by Slaughtneil players, and it's taken up along that side by Aisling Spellman, but it's gone out over the sideline, and the chance gone a big one. Whatever was falling from the sky seems to have relented. Pity that the weather turned here. Gorgeous day since early on. Let's say hello to Niall Quinn. Don't know whether it's the Niall Quinn, but hello to anyone. Niall wishing Sarsfields all the best. He's in Sydney. David Gunter as well. Come on, Sarsfields. And Scotty McFry. He's listening in Rochester in New York. So he's saying come on, Sarsfields as well. So thanks indeed to the lads for letting us know where they've been listening. And we're tuned to AIB GA on Twitter, Facebook, and also on YouTube. And coverage of the All-Ireland Senior Club Camogie Championship final between Slaughtneil and Sarsfields. And it's 1-4 apiece with 22 and a half minutes or thereabouts gone. It's an opportunity here now, long range for Louise Duggan. Duggan knocking this ball in, but it's gone out to the right and wide. Slaughtneil's second wide. Louise Duggan, also an experienced player, has won titles with Derry. as we head down to the sideline.
Killian, we have the first few of the positional changes of the game. Claire McGrath is marking Maria Cooney and doing a fine job at that. Also, number 9 Louise Duggan is sitting in at full back. All changes there. Back to you.
The attack here now with Siobhan McGrath spinning around off the 20-metre line and back out to top of the D. Well marshalled up by the Slaughtneil defence, but she's jimping and jiving. Siobhan McGrath, she's a danger player, flighting it in, but it looks like it's going to be dealt with. Knocked out. Jolene Bradley let it go out of her hand, but Brona was there. Brona Cassidy was there to help the clearance down the field as Sarsfields like to dig it in again, and Tara Kenny getting this ball on, kicks it on here towards Orlaith McGrath, flicking it here towards Maria Cooney, but the ball might work out instead for the goal scorer Sinead Cannon looking to go down this ball along with Cooney kicks it back, going to be picked up here now and recycled in some way by centre forward Orlaith McGrath, giving it back here. Her sister Niamh went to have a shot at that but didn't hear the Slaughtneil player behind her, and the ball is being broken and it's picked up by Tina Hannon, knocking her up here into the corner, looking for Therese Mellon, the other scorer on the team here for Slaughtneil, plays the ball forward. The Sarsfields player, the referee says, was fouled. Again, a little bit harsh maybe. He could have let some of those go.
I didn't see a foul there. I felt it was 50-50 ball, and Therese is very, very unlucky to get no one up there for that.
I'd have to agree. Tara Kinney just shielded the ball away. I looked to have it won, and next thing he gave it free. I don't know where it came from.
4 apiece as ball breaks. Then again here a bit of a ruck forming just about 60 metres out from the Slaughtneil goal, right at the sideline, and it's a bit of hooshing and driving going on here as getting in and winning that well. Fair play, you'd have to say it to Sinead Mellon. Came out of a ruck there trying to get it to Hannon down with a bit of attention, but here goes Tina Hannon putting the boot down again and stepping inside, falls to the ground. Don't think she was fouled or anything, gets up maybe and trying to get involved in this play again as the ball is flicked wide here, expecting a lot now of Sinead Mellon to come over here and get this ball. Sinead using her body to shield it away from the attentions of Kate Gallagher who goes down on the ball, still going in there and trying to win it. Then there's an opportunity. The referee says that Sinead Mellon was fouled by Kate Gallagher, who was lying on the ground trying to win the ball back, and now he's going to book her. I think a little bit harsh maybe, Cyril?
Well, to be honest, I think that free should have been actually coming out for Sarsfields, and he didn't give the free. Now he's saying that she tried to trip her, and he's going booking her, so I don't know.
He's given the yellow card there to Kate Gallagher, and he said, made the gesture that it was with the foot and a free in. So maybe a harsh free on Sarsfields as to dangerous ball in there by Hannon. Ball breaks away from goalkeeper Yvonne Lyons, and it's still in there on the edge of the square, being dictated to, in there trying to shove herself around Siobhan McKay, but it looks like Sarsfields have it in their hand and they've won a free out. And the Sarsfields defence, in fairness, still dealt with that rather admirably after maybe a contentious free.
Yeah, dealt with it well, thanks to God. Tara got it in her hand, and in fairness she was fouled this time, so good stuff for the Sarsfields defence.
4 apiece then. And gotta say hello to Kate McHugh. She's watching from Balahi in Derry, and Karen Dorn, she's in Athenry Hospital, and she's saying, come on Slaughtneil, hopefully it's not too serious to be in Athenry, but if you are, hopefully the performance of Slaughtneil warming your heart at the moment as it's 1-4 apiece here as Sarsfields come on the attack. Ball breaks here, and danger woman for Sarsfields is of course Siobhan McGrath, but she's fouled, says the referee, and if he's given a yellow card down at this end, it looks like a harsh enough blow up in this end, and one of the Sarsfields officials not happy maybe with the attentions maybe that Siobhan McGrath got there, but the linesman talking to the referee, just waiting to see what ramifications come out of that. But Siobhan McGrath definitely wasn't getting past the Slaughtneil defence.
No, she looked to have a great chance there because it was two against one when the ball dropped, and the two Slaughtneil girls got a bit mixed up, and she ended up with the ball. Then she was fouled. Hopper's not very happy with it. He's in there. She could have been away if she was let go, you know. So I suppose going on a couple of the decisions he made and a couple of yellow cards, he's probably looking for him there, you know what I mean? Whether it's justified or not, I don't really know.
We'll wait and see now what is happening. Some of the decisions at the moment might be drawn a little bit of ire from both teams, but the referee decided no card, and Siobhan McGrath is up and he's going to throw the ball in. In fact, obviously the linesman wasn't of any help as the ball is kicked away there by McGrath, but it scoots off the little bit of greasy surface now. Have to say the surface here in Clone is perfect for this encounters. The rain, I can hear it on the roof of the stand here again. That won't help. It's obviously lightish rain enough, but it'll still make it greasy because I can't even see it in my line of view here at the moment falling, but it is wetting the surface as some of the young players from both clubs getting ready to come on the field here for half-time games. We're only about a minute or so away from that, as the ball is won here by Niamh McGrath. She tried to play it forward here, has 2 points to her name so far. 1-4 apiece then on the scoreboard as we head towards half-time here. Again, as we said, going to be very little between these teams as Orla McGrath tries to play the ball inside, going to be picked up by centre-back Claudia McGrath. So the sisters combining, trying to find another sister in there, but it's the Cassidys, in fact, that coming onto the play here to try and deny an opportunity here. Aoife Cassidy in there on that ball, but the referee says that he's going to throw this ball up. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining to half-time. Don't think there'll be too much stoppage as he goes to throw this ball in again. We haven't had a score in a while as Siobhan McGrath gets this, but she definitely got a chop there as she was coming across, and well spotted this time. We give the credit to the referee on this one. And Denise McGuigan guilty there of a chop on Siobhan McGrath, and this could be the last opportunity of this first half and a chance to put Sarsfields in front going in here at half time. And Siobhan takes this free and puts it over the bar. That's her second one of this first half. 30 seconds remaining then of normal time, and it is Sarsfields of Galway that lead the All-Ireland champion Slaughtneil by a point, 1-5 to 1-4. Entertaining enough first half. It has been a little bit bitty maybe in the last 6 or 7 minutes, but here's another opportunity maybe laid on for Slaughtneil with 20 seconds of normal time remaining. Ball is being scooped up well from the puck out by Siobhan McKay, and she gives this ball on. Charge coming through here from Shannon Graham. Graham still going. Dangerous ball shot. Oh, well repelled there. Dangerous shot from Josie McMullen. The ball is shot in and it's gone to the right and wide. Good stop there by Yvonne Lyne.
Yeah, very good stop from Yvonne Lyne. She's a very, very good goalie. We just see it coming through here again. Shannon Graham, I think it is going through. Great run through. Lays the ball off and a superb shot. And a great save by Yvonne Lyne.
Yeah, good shot coming in there from Josie McMullen, but it's the third wide for Slaughtneil, and Claire, you know, again an opportunity that maybe you should be taking.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully Trace is on here now for another one, but yeah, Shannon did so well to lay off to Josie, and Josie might be through again here now.
Here we go, an opportunity shot. The ball is coming in across the goal. Dangerous ball indeed. The referee says there was a pullback. He was allowing the advantage to happen. There was a chance there for Therese Mellon and for Josie McMullen involved in that. We're just looking at it here back on the replay again. Ball was flicked inside. Could have been an opportunity, but Josie was hemmed up well. But Mellon then had a chance, but somehow there was a bit of a break there off it. The ball could have went absolutely anywhere.
I could have, yeah. Sarsfields did really well to bottle up Josie there when the ball went through, and when Trace got her second chance, you know, it just didn't fall right for her either. So hopefully now at least we'll get a score out of it. At least, you know, we haven't lost it.
Tina Hannon then with a chance to bring her on to 1-4, and that would be 1-5 for Slaughtneil. Referee again talking to a Sarsfields player, I think just been a little bit over officious. Cathal Legan has been on occasion here, but ball is going to be sent. Tina Hannon it's in the net. The ball is in the back of the net from Tina Hannon. The Sarsfields players are maintaining. We'll just have to look at the replay here. We'll get maybe a better shot of it, sir. The ref is calling it. He thinks it's a point. Ball goes, yeah, that it dropped in somehow into the net. It's a point. So we just thought somehow it had dropped, but it is a free. It's gone over the bar. So 1-5 to 1-5 it is. It ended up in the back of the net. I think maybe, was it the hurl of one of the Sarsfields players basically forced the net off the hook, and that's where the ball dropped in. We'll just watch it again. This is a very unusual situation. Tina Hannon with the shot. As far as I can see, it goes over the bar and drops into the net because the Sarsfields player pushed up the net.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Actually, Spellman went to go block it, but ended up pushing up the net and it dropped back down in.
Very unusual.
Yeah, it was. Tina Hannon has struck some very, very good frees, but she didn't strike that one very well, which was unusual and was very dangerous. But it's unusual to see one drop in like that. But fair play to the referee. We had criticised him earlier on, but he made a very, very good call, and he was adamant from number one.
I know you won't be happy it's not a goal, Claire, but happy with the decision in some ways.
Yeah, I actually got very excited there, thinking it was in the back of the net, but yeah, look, it was kind of looked like definitely went over, and there was something freak that happened. Obviously, that fell in through the net. But
Sarsfields come forward. The referee was allowing advantage, but he's calling it back, so we still maybe have time here for another opportunity. 1-5 to 1-5, and fair play to the referee, but we are a bit of a distance away, and we just saw it drop in the back of the net. But the Sarsfields players were absolutely adamant that ball had come into the back of the net illegally, let's say, after being gone over the bar. So fair play. We'll give Cahill Egan plaudits there, as the rain now is a little bit heavier here, and that is, I would imagine, going to affect conditions here for the second half. You're talking about wet hurls and everything. Niamh McGrath, I noticed, trying to dry the hurl here as saw her handstone slip as she senses towards the post, and she has pulled it to the left and wide. 1-5 to 1-5 then. It is half time here, and Cyril, plenty of opportunities for both sides. There's only a hair between them. It's going to take an awful lot to separate them. It won't take a whole lot in some ways.
Definitely not. Like you said there a few minutes ago, Siobhan McGregor got a point. You said that should see Sarsfields going in a point up, and it just shows you it could have ended up with them being awarded a goal down the other side. You know what I mean? So anything can happen in this game. It's tit for tat, and it's going to take a fair battle to see who comes out on top.
What do you think, Claire? Slaughtneil in some ways maybe gone out of it a little bit. They played in spits and starts in some ways.
yeah, absolutely. I think the Slaughtneil girls definitely have more in the tank. They definitely be disappointed there that they seem to be definitely not just playing as well as they can, and there's some of the key players really haven't shown yet. So hopefully they've got the second half, a new start now in the second half. They'll bring it together better and get more scores on the board.
Okay, well, we'll let Claire and Cyril go down to the sideline there. They'll be talking to Liam in the next couple of minutes as the junior players from both sides come out onto the field here to do their little bit of a display. But here at half time, well, there's very little to tell between both sides. It is, of course, the scores coming from Sarsfields from Niamh McGrath with 2 points, Orla McGrath has a point, Siobhan McGrath has 2 frees, and Sinead Cannon has a goal. Whereas the scores for Therese Mellon, for Slaughtneil, Therese Mellon with a point, but Tina Hannon, the Offaly player, has scored a goal and 4 points for Slaughtneil, meaning at half time it's 1-5 apiece. Let's go down to the sideline.
Well, Killian, it is teeming here on the sideline. We were talking about how we had glorious sunshine for the first game. We must have jinxed ourselves because the ground is after getting a lot softer, Liam. We've no sunshine anymore.
No, and we'll have to let Pádraig back into his place in the stand as Pádraig O'Manion, the a club coach with Slaughtneil. Half time, Pádraig, what do you think? Your hopes were raised a moment ago. You thought it was a goal, but it seems to be in the net behind the goal that trapped the ball.
Certainly, like we're sitting up that side of the field, and it's bizarre. It seems like we'd like to see that on TV again, because he seemed to see the ball went over the bar and came back to the net, which is and both umpires gave the goal. So it's a very controversial thing. Really,
actually, we can just see they're checking the goal there at the moment. Actually, they're checking down there to see is there any hole in there.
Well, certainly the ball was going flat and seemed to go through, yes. And to be called a point and then to go through the net seems bizarre. But anyway, I think Slaughtneil, we're lucky to be at parity at half time, because there's 2 good saves in there and a couple of missed frees, and we haven't really fired. It's really the only forward so far really firing for us would be Tina. And Sarsfields are trying to get the ball into number 14, and we've dropped a sweeper back, so we've cancelled that out of the way. But so it's going to be very hard to puck of the ball again like it was last year. 2 even teams, and it's very hard to call at this stage.
Pádraig, just from my own perspective on the game, the Slaughtneil's forwards are overplaying too much. They're giving the ball at the wrong time to the wrong person when they should be shooting themselves.
Yeah, well, there's been a few uncharacteristic fumbles by Slaughtneil when they had it. A few times we were through and the hand pass didn't go to hand, or the ball wasn't collected. Sarsfields are a bit tighter with their skills. We seem to have a bit of an upper hand maybe in a physical stake, but certainly I would think we're maybe overplaying the ball. Too many hand passes at times around the middle when the ball should be let in. They're a fast player. The legs of Therese Mellon in there has legs, and Tina obviously shown that she's got the legs whenever she gets the ball. So it's a challenge for us to get the ball to the right people, and maybe to try and get more of the forwards, winning the ball and being more of a threat.
Siobhan McGrath has been influential for Sarsfields. You mentioned her now. You had to bring back a sweeper. What are the Sarsfields players going to have to do to keep her out of the game in the second half?
Well, I mean, we normally play a sweeper whenever we're under pressure, and the team seems a bit. Obviously, there seems to be a bit of concern about as it Neve McGrath's number 14 for Siobhan. So like we had, but at the same time, we're now having difficulty getting bypassing the Sarsfields sweeper. So. It's hard. We're just not firing. Maybe our touch isn't as good as it would have been in previous games, and the question now is. Slaughtneil, they know they can play better. The question is, can Sarsfields as well raise their game and see what happens in the second half?
Okay, well, Paul, thanks very much. Good morning, Taliv, San Darla, Stalagus Bannock, Porgamanian, Slaughtneil, Dunchin. And we have Claire Doherty and Cyril Murray from Sarsfields as well. We have an umbrella secured. Yes. So we get you a face around here behind us here, Cyril. I'll let you chat to Claire first of all, anyway, and Marie.
Claire, how would you feel with Slaughtneil's first half performance?
I think they were slightly disappointed. I think they can play a lot better than what they've done there. You know, don't get me wrong, they're level points on the board there, and they've taken their chances at good times, although they've had a couple of goal chances that they really should have put away. But I do believe there's more in the tank for them. I think they can play a lot better, and hopefully now in the second half they can prove that.
Sarsfields have had a wonderful first half. Siobhan is doing serious damage.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of damage inside, but they're feeding her very, very well, you know what I mean? Probably unluckily we could have maybe got another goal or maybe even two, you know. But happy the way we started, because really I feel last year the younger girls didn't start, the occasion kind of got to them, but they have started this year and it's great to see, you know.
You mentioned the start, it was a very strong start, but Slaughtneil quickly came back into it. Would they be happy with the draw game at half time?
I think they will be happy with the draw game. As you see, like we were just saying up above, we were saying that Sarsfields were going to win a point ahead after Siobhan got the point from a free, but then it went down the other side. We didn't expect the amount of time that was played on, and next thing it could have been a goal. It could have been a goal that was awarded because the umpire on the right hand side actually waved the green flag. So fair play to the referee, he spotted it. So it just shows what sort of a game it is. It's ebbing and flowing, and anything can happen in it.
What do we think happened there? Did the ball come back through the goal, or what do we feel happened?
Well, we're lucky enough that we have the replay upstairs. So what actually happened was the ball.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Yes, Tina Hennon actually didn't hit the free very, very well, which was unusual for her, and it was dipping in over the bar, and Aisling Spellman actually put up the hurl, lifted the net, which caused the ball to drop into the net. You know, that's actually what happened.
So it had gone over the bar, and she brought it back in.
Yeah, it dropped down through the net when she put the hurl up through the net.
Oh right, okay. Because everybody thought it was a goal. It was
a very freak thing. It was very freak. No,
I'm sure you thought it was a goal.
Well, yeah, I was sort of celebrating, yes, definitely. But no, fair play. No, it did actually. Just whatever the goalie maybe Habit put her hurl up to hit the net, and as she did that, it just pulled the net away and the ball dropped in. So they were pretty adamant from the start, you know, that it wasn't.
But it would be something that Tina would have done with Offaly, those little short dropping shots. So I genuinely thought it was a goal, because it is something she would be signature for.
You thought it was a work of Offaly genius, did you? Yeah.
I did, and she would be known for those little trick shots where they think they're going over and they drop. So unfortunately it wasn't. But we've a level game, a really good game. It's going to be a very exciting second half.
Definitely. I'm getting worried here. I think the women are ganging up on me here. I think there's two for Slaughtneil and one for Sarsfields. But yeah, it's a brilliant game. You know, it's exactly what we expected. Pity we're getting this weather, but luckily enough there's no sign of snow, so we're happy enough. You know.
Don't be afraid of the camera, sir. Now just because the women are ganging up on you.
Do you think the softer ground will suit Sarsfields?
I don't think the softer ground will suit either. You know what I mean? I think the sunshine, if we could have kept it, we would have had a better game from both sides, because they're both two very, very good hurling teams. You know what I mean?
Do you think Slaughtneil are going to try bring out another player on Siobhan, because she's causing so much damage inside?
Well, I think it's going to be a lot of tactical changes here. We saw that Sarsfields were dropping a girl back earlier on, and then Slaughtneil started to drop a girl back on Siobhan. So it's going to be very tactical for the second half, you know. I suppose it's just going to go down to who wants it most.
And what, do you still think it's going to be a Sarsfield win?
Oh, definitely. I'm still going for the green winning all day today.
Well, I said after the game of the Johnstownbridge and Athenry game that today was going to be a draw, and Liam said no, it's not. You can't call it a draw. But now look, here we are, Liam.
Yeah, draws are a non-prediction. You know what I mean? They're like the word interesting. They really mean nothing. But there you are. I might be made to eat humble pie after this yet. But yeah, you were right. I mean, they're very evenly matched. That's the thing about them. Very evenly matched. Both sides have had chances. And the greasy ground is become an increasing factor as well. You know, I suppose even studs wise and everything, players may have to do bits of changing at half time because those, you know, or boots wise, because you know the day was beautiful, and next thing it came into a very greasy surface now, so that may have an impact. But I think it's going to be a fantastic second half. We've had a great game and a half so far here today, and I think it's going to continue that way. This one is going to go down to the proverbial wire, I suspect.
Claire, do you still think Slaughtneil are going to win?
Oh, absolutely. As I say, you know, they played well there today, or in that first half, but they can do so much more. As I say, some of the key players get into the game and they can snuff out the threat of Siobhan up front there. Louise Duggan, I noticed, had dropped back, like her normal position there, sort of sweeping in behind. I think that would be there to obviously snuff out that threat of Siobhan and Orla. But hopefully, now I do think Slaughtneil can take it, yeah.
Well, either side aren't giving anything away, Liam. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I want to actually ask Claire and Cyril who they're watching abroad. We've a lot of people saying hello on Facebook Live. We've been feeding them to the commentary team, but I'm sure there are others as well you'd like to mention who are including Cara Cassidy, obviously.
Yes, I
What's
bet.
her nickname again?
Cara Bun.
Cara Bun, yeah, she was a
Cara was standing here this time, well, in Croke Park this time last year doing this
you
job.
can't let the side down now.
No,
she
definitely
won.
not. Under a wee bit of pressure now. She put up a very high standard there, but I know Cara had come home for the last game, obviously, and it rescheduled, and she wasn't able to fly back for this game, so I know that she's watching in Toronto, and I better mention my brother in Philadelphia and his family who are watching as well. So.
Okay, and Cyril?
Oh, well, we've two of the Cooney girls out in both Dubai and Australia respectively. Niall Quinn texted in there earlier on, he's out in Sydney as well. We've a few people at home though that I'd like to say, especially Joe Dolan, a man that would definitely be here today, suffering with illness at the moment but is making a good recovery. Two other people, Philip Kane as well, who's watching at home, and there's I think there's one or two more I know that I'll think of them along the way.
Okay, well, you have plenty of time in the second half to go through all of that. The referee was coming out. I think he saw neither team out, so he said, "I'll keep myself dry a little bit longer." Yeah, that's come very messy here, you know. But that's, I suppose, it's the time of the year as well. You know, it was bonus territory, the kind of weather we got. Very unclub type weather, really, for this stage of championship. But it's not going to stand to us in the second half here. Waiting for the teams to come back out. The umpires and all that are ready to go as well. Hopper was in and out there in the first half. Anxious to rally the girls up.
Yeah, he was. I suppose we spoke about it upstairs. A couple of the decisions were kind of dubious enough in a way, but like it's not that easy of a game to referee either. Do you know what I mean? So he's not doing that bad of a job. But look, that's always going to be the way in management. You're always going to get excited. You're always going to try and get that little bit of an edge. Look at David Fitzgerald has had it for years, and so has Brian Cody. So you have to learn from the best, you know.
Slightly different styles, though. Slightly different styles.
Definitely.
Okay, well, here they are. We'll let you two back to your commentary position. We'll be going with the commentary. Claire and Cyril, thank you very much for joining us. And we'll hold the fort here as they go back up to Killian. Killian is in situ as well. And they tell me you taught him all he knows, Marie, about broadcasting and that. He's your prodigy. Or is it the other way around?
Oh, I think it's the other way around. Killian was a teacher, so he has all his language and his English perfect down to a T. I know Killian's a great friend of mine. He's I know him a couple of years now. I don't know whether they're good times, I'd call them now, or bad times, or whether he's a good influence or a bad influence, but he's a great friend of mine.
Yeah, you're Offaly PRO, of course, and an inter-county hurler, as well, Camogie player as well, too. And your club is?
Drumcullen is my club. Actually, when I was doing my homework for today, I must commend them. They were in the 2003 All-Ireland Junior final, but they lost, and I was only a tot at the time. I remember standing outside Drumcullen GA pitch waving them off on the bus. Now unfortunately we haven't reached those heights since, but yeah, that's my club, Drumcullen.
And you're involved in broadcasting with Midlands Radio 3 as well too, is that right?
Yes, I am. I'm a producer for the Sunday Sports Show. Tomorrow I'll be on with Will O'Callaghan, just in Midlands 103. So that's all sports across the board.
Okay, well, plenty more to keep you occupied this weekend, so as well. Slaughtneil are here. They might so easily be in Portlaoise for a 5 o'clock throw-in with the Piercing of Limerick in the All-Ireland Men's Club final. That would have been some achievement if they got both clubs to the final. But they're here very much so in the Camogie final, and they are the champions, hoping to defend their title. Both teams back out on the field. We go back to in the commentary box, Cyril and Claire, and first to Killian.
Thanks indeed, Liam and Anne-Marie, for keeping us entertained there. And better say hello to a couple of people there. We'll get them off Desi in the next couple of minutes, but a lot of people checking us out on the action on the AIB social media sites, so do let us know. And especially, I think Facebook is probably the easier one for comments, to let us know where you are, and we'll say hello to you. But half an hour from Bill and Agnes Carroll Cup, heading back to Slaughtneil or heading west to Sarsfields as the ball is thrown in and game is on for this second half. And it is an early opportunity maybe for ball down the field here from Sarsfields, but going to accrue, and it remains 1-5 to 1-5 here. The sun trying to make an appearance again here at St. Tiernack's Park. But that rain, not exceptionally heavy, but still, I suppose, a heavy drizzle, and it will make conditions a little bit slippy out there. Thankfully, I stayed up in the dry. Liam forced Claire and Cyril out into the wet a little bit. I think we're dried off now sufficiently. As on the move here, Maria Cooney flicks the ball lovely here to Rachel Murray. Murray still on the ball, looking to flick it further out the field now towards Sarah Spellman. It's going to go into a kind of a dark alley a little bit here now. And it looks like going to be a free out, and the ref has awarded that. So Cyril, opportunity maybe when it was a little bit more direct, it kind of fell down then when it went out of the danger area as such.
Yeah, unfortunately it just went out to the side there, and the danger was averted straight away, and unfortunately we give away a free, so it's going to come straight back out at us again.
On ball then by Louise Duggan. As now that drizzle looks even worse with the light behind it, and it's nearly getting hard to see the players out in the field in some ways, but you can see them ideally on our great coverage here this afternoon of the AIB All-Ireland Club Senior Camogie Final. A repeat of last year. Looked like it was a charge there, I would have thought, by Claudia McGrath, but the referee allowed the play to continue. Ball is knocked in, and well, goalkeeper Jolene Bradley quite happy to see that ball go wide, and that is Sarsfields' second wide of the game. It still remains on the scoreboard, 1-5 apiece. Joe McChrystal listening in South Carolina. Hello to you, Joe. And he is saying, come on, Slaughtneil. Also, Tommy Kerr from Clonaux, wishing the best to Slaughtneil. Marie Breheny saying it was a good quality umbrella, but she has doubts about Liam's choice of hat wear. Dole Constable is watching from Worthing in West Sussex, saying, come on, Slaughtneil. And Brian Quinn says, come on, Sarsfields. And that's Brian Slim Quinn watching in Leeds. So there's a few Quinns, one's in Leeds and one's in Sydney. Are the brothers?
Two brothers, yeah. Watching in two different parts of the world.
Well, there you go. We brought you all the way here to Clonus, all linked up here. Lads in Sydney and in Leeds. And well, they're both watching the encounter here today from a Sarsfields point of view. And we're in South Carolina as well. So hello to anyone that's tuned into us anywhere in the world. Bring you here to St. Tiernack's Park in Clonus, where it's Sarsfields now on the attack over on the far side of the field. Opportunity may be presenting itself, getting in on the 20-metre line. That's Orlaith McGrath giving it off here. Shot coming in, umpire gives the nod, and that's a cracking score from a tight angle there, put over the bar. That puts Sarsfields in front, sir.
Yeah, Sinead Kelly, great score. Got the goal earlier on, got a fantastic point now. But great run through the centre again, and great pass.
So just coming up on 3.5 minutes gone, and that ball has gone over the bar, putting Sarsfields in front at 1-6 to 1-5. As the puck out comes down from Jolene Bradley, breaking down. And Cooney trying to get in there. Also Sarah Spellman. But here comes the other number 12, and Siobhan McKay coming up along this line, and that's some angle of a shot, a great picture. In fact, if anyone had a camera in the rain and the sun shining, and it's Tina Hanna now, danger woman for Slaughtneil, going to have a shot, but she's blocked down well there. But the opportunity might still present itself. It's on the ground, could be anyone's. Ball is still breaking around there on the edge of the square. Referee's going to have to go in and have a look at it, but if Slaughtneil have turned it over, still a chance to try to get it back to Hannon. Shot going to come in, and it's gone up and over the bar. That's a good score there. And it was the persistence of Therese Millen on a couple of times in that move, Claire, that eventually worked out for her.
Yeah, she did. She just didn't give up there at all. Tina had again Siobhan made a great run down the wing here, passed it through to Tina. It then made its way to Therese, so she'll be happy with that score now.
Therese Millen then, one of the danger players here for Slaughtneil. Marked out in my notes earlier in the week that she was definitely one to watch out for. With 4.5 minutes gone then on the scoreboard, it's level again. There's a ball played forward there by Aoife Cassidy, but it's broken down. Bit of a sloppy pass is coming forward now, where Sarsfields again trying to get on this ball is Siobhan McGrath, danger player, but she sees Rachel Murray taken away. Murray cutting in field now. Not too many Sarsfields players around her. She tried to find the one player that was there, but it's cut out and turned over by Slaughtneil, but given away now. Ball falls out of the hand of Claudia McGrath. She's surrounded, but she does get out of it fairly well and give it to Maria Cooney. Cooney looking into the corner now. Good ball, looking for maybe the run of Siobhan McGrath here. She's out in front of her player, McGrath, coming towards the sideline. Sees the Slaughtneil player stand on the sliotar, and she can't do a whole lot with it as she tries to get away with it. The referee says eventually it's going to be a free in. There wasn't a whole lot Siobhan McGrath could do there in those circumstances, and she wins the free.
No, definitely not. Really, all she could do was win the free, but a great pickup. The two of them were kind of sending the ball, and she managed to pick it up and win the free. So very well done by Siobhan there.
5.5 minutes gone then. Opportunity here then. Tight enough angle. We're just looking at it here on our screen on the left hand side of us, but it is a difficult one for Siobhan McGrath. She has 2 frees already, and in real time. You watch it out on the field of play, 20 metres out, but 5 in from the sideline, cuts inside, and has she got it? That's a cracking score if it's gone over the bar. That's a fabulous effort from Siobhan McGrath from that angle.
Brilliant point, but nothing we don't expect from Siobhan every day she goes out. She's been very, very good at taking her scores like this.
Brilliant score indeed from Siobhan McGrath, putting that up and over the bar. Diane O'Neill, listening in Seattle of all places, about 8 hours behind us here, and she's saying come on Slaughtneil. Mary Butcher as well saying come on Slaughtneil. Grania Gunning as well from Dunloy, and Olivine Glass as well, and Pauline McToll, all wishing the best of luck to Slaughtneil here, as advantage being given here to Slaughtneil with the shot coming in from Siobhan McKay, but it's free in, says the referee, and a chance here for them to get back level straight away, with Tina Hannon coming up to this. The rain easing now a little bit again, but the sun's still shining. Nearly a case of 4 seasons in 5 minutes, never mind 1 day. As the breeze is picking up that little bit, just looking at the flags up to our right hand side over the terrace here. It's 1-7 to 1-6 then. Sarsfields at Galway in front of the reigning All-Ireland champions. Tit for tat here in this game. It's just over 7 minutes gone in the second half. Here's Offaly's Tina Hannon having a shot at the post, and it's up and over the bar. And Tina Hannon has got that free, bringing her tally to 1-5 of the 1-7. And those opportunities, Claire, all about taking them, and Tina knows how to take them.
She does. She's been instrumental in all the scores for Slaughtneil today. You know, she's such a key player now, and she worked that free there for herself, and then was able to put it over the bar as well. She's deadly in front of the posts.
The ball breaks over on the far side with Sarsfields and Slaughtneil contesting this. Again, if you've just joined us, it's the AIB All-Ireland Senior Club Camogie Championship Final, a repeat of 2017 between Sarsfields of Galway and Slaughtneil of Derry. Already the intermediate title going the way of Johnstownbridge of Kildare. The first time ever they win that intermediate title, defeating Athenry by 1-8 to 1-6. As Maria Cooney gets on this ball, showing some of the strength that we know her brother Connor has in the locker. He's coming forward now on this ball. Joseph, I should say, yeah, mixing up the Coonies there. Thanks, Cyril, on that. As that ball has been cleared by Slaughtneil. On the ball, trying to get on it there, is the number 6, Aoife Cassidy, playing inside. Sarsfields player Siobhan McGrath, she's gone through the ringer a little bit, Cyril, in the last few minutes. I just noticed her gingerly walking away from that challenge here.
Yeah, she's walking gingerly away, and Eva's also seems to be struggling out there as well, which is terrible to see, you know. Hopefully they'll be able to run both of those injuries off.
Yeah, so we're looking at a substitute now going to happen here now for Sarsfields. Let's join Anne-Marie down on the sideline there just to get the latest. Anne-Marie.
It looks like number 9, Niamh McGrath, will be coming off for Sarsfields. She is skipping and hopping, looks to be a hamstring injury, but she is not in the form that she was in this first half. We're awaiting confirmation on that substitute. Back to you.
Yeah, Niamh McGrath, it looks like is the one that Anne-Marie mentioning there, that it looks like it is a hamstring injury, just waiting on the substitution as the free is taken up by Hannon. She played it short and went for the return there, going to have a shot at the post. Tina Hannon took that very well, worked it very well with Siobhan McKay, and puts the ball over the bar. Clever play.
Yeah, very good. Typical good smart play there, used Siobhan when she was in the space. Slaughtneil seems to be taking grips to this game now. A couple of girls, Grania Kane there, came out brilliantly the last part of the play there, come out twice, so hopefully that's them pushing forward now.
Ball change is going to be made. And Niamh McGrath just looking at it, communicating with the hopper here on the sideline. She's not overly happy with Daddy calling her off, but I think necessary maybe. She seems to be carrying a bit of a knock.
No, Niamh unfortunately did carry a little bit of a knock into the game, but Niamh is that kind of character. No matter what's wrong, she'll want to play, and she will not want to go off to go in today.
1-8 to 1-7 in. Slaughtneil gone in front with that inspiration bit of play by Tina Hannon. An opportunity down wide and right here with the Sarsfields substitute coming in there. That's of course number 17, Clara Donoghue, I should say. And ball being knocked long. And we picked up here. And on the move now again are Slaughtneil, and no team apart from at the start where Sarsfields got a 2-point lead have had any more than a point at one stage, and you'd feel clear if one of these teams gets 2 points in front, that could be a massive lead to have.
Absolutely, I think even with the confidence of getting that 2-point lead or whatever, that'll turn the game, they'll keep driving on from that, but at the minute still I don't know whether there's going to be a 2-point lead or not. It just seems to be score for score.
Score indeed at 1-8 to 1-7, but the chance maybe creating itself now for Sarsfields to get level again, but that's well read there by Grania Kane over on the far side to play it up to the maybe the wing back position, but coming all the way out for that ball to try and win it is Sinead Millen. There's a Sarsfields player down injured, and that all came from a ruck there that formed Cyril, and I have to say Cahill was blown for some of those in the first half. He hasn't in the second half, and maybe that's one he definitely should have.
Yeah, possibly. I didn't really see exactly what happened to it, but there seemed to be very insistent that we're looking for a free for it, and she seems to be badly injured, so I don't really know what the situation was there, but it's unfortunate to see her she seems to be in a lot of pain out in the middle of the field, so hopefully we won't lose Orla as well as Niamh,
Niamh went off with an injury now. Orla looks to be down, and she was holding her head there, and Dad Michael is standing over, and he looks a bit perplexed at the moment. Looking at that injury, it seemed to happen in a bit of a ruck of players, but I don't know, Claire, you might have seen just her reaction to injury. She seemed to cry out a little bit. I don't know whether she's picked up a bad knock or what. Maybe just a little bit of cramp setting in as well.
Maybe it was cramp because she seems to be up and on her feet again, which is great to see. You wouldn't see any player injured, but I think there wasn't a lot in it. Maybe just to say she just got caught up in a bit of a ruck of players.
Yeah, no, I don't think there was anything malicious in it, but seems to have just been cramping whatever position that she found herself in that ruck, and thankfully she's up on her feet anyway and moving. I think Hopper was worried that he was going to have to see another daughter head off the field with an injury, but anyway, it is Maria Cooney trying to get forward. The referee has spotted an illegal pass there, and it remains Slaughtneil in front here, 1-8 to 1-7. Time continues to push on here. 13 minutes gone in the second half. And it's still anybody's. As we saw around this time in the intermediate game, it got a little bit tight too, but Sarsfields, or I should say Johnstownbridge, coming out on top in the end by 2 points. And there's very little between these two teams here as well, as Sarsfields tried to repel that Slaughtneil attack and get it over here to the far side of the field where a ball is dropping and might be picked up by Rachel Murray, being urged on here by the players, but a bit of a loose pass, but fairness, Orla McGrath got in there to try and win it back, but it's been cut off by Slaughtneil, and now there's a chance here because there's a bit of an overlap and trying to break forward here. Look, to be a pull on Shannon Graham. Graham still going though, putting the head down. She's on the 13, goalkeeper's coming out. Graham hits the deck. Surely there's a big call coming up here for the referee. What decision is he making? It's a penalty. I don't think there was any doubt about it that that situation was creating itself there, and this could be a big turning point here, Claire.
Oh, absolutely. Shannon did so well there. Her first touch was amazing. She got away from two Sarsfields players, and really they had no choice but to bring her down. Hopefully now she's not hurt from that because it was quite a heavy tackle, but no doubt Shannon can take those sort of hits and she'll be up on her feet again.
Looking at it, Cyril, as well, you know, that she was coming right down the middle. There wasn't a lot was going to stop her, and I think a bit of a sandwich formed, and you know, two players have picked up an injury here and a yellow card, I think, being produced.
Yeah, Ricky Leslie has picked up a yellow card. She was trying to dispossess her and got tangled up with her and brought her down, and Laura Ward injured up the worst of it along with Shannon Graham, so hopefully the two of them will be okay.
Yeah, just looking at them here on the screen, just a little bit closer up, just to have a notice there, as we will be having a penalty, but card has been produced by the referee, and a couple of running repairs being done now to one Sarsfields and obviously Shannon Graham as well. But that has been a little problem, Cyril, for Sarsfields today. That the strong central running by Shannon Graham and Tina Hannon has caused problems on occasion.
Yeah, it has. But with the way they're running straight down to the centre, and with the pace and strength that they run at, it'll cause problems for any team, But this is a huge moment now, because if Slaughtneil get a goal here, it puts them 4 points up. And as you said earlier on, there's never been more than 1 or 2 points between the teams, So hopefully they can stop this one.
So here's an opportunity then with 3 on the line. It obviously a little bit different now than it is in hurling, and makes it harder on a goal to be scored here from a penalty in Camogie. But looks like Louise Dugan stepping up to this, Claire.
Yeah, Louise would be our penalty taker, and she's such a great striker of the ball. She's been playing well up to now, and hopefully
She shot and it's in the back of the net. 4-point lead. It was good and high over the shoulder level of some of the Sarsfields players, and it was going to be hard to stop.
her confidence has been growing as the match has gone on, so I had every confidence that she was going to put that in the back of the net. She's a great player and a great goal. Game changer? Oh, absolutely. I like to see Slaughtneil pushing on now.
2-8 to 1-7, and Cyril, you know, coming into the final quarter now, it's going to ask an awful lot of questions of you.
Oh, it is definitely. Like it's going to be a huge challenge now because they've gone 4 points down. They've lost Niamh McGrath, who really is a driving force of the team. So they're going to really have to rally now. And they're going to have to get a score for this one.
16 and a half minutes in, they're going to have to pull something out of the bag, and coming forward maybe Rachel Murray. Could she get one back? Oh, that's a perfect response. Rachel Murray, great score. Yeah, Rachel Murray, great score. She's after coming out around midfield. You know, she scored the point they've won the semi-final for us. But her strong running is a bit like what Tina Hannon has done to this side. That'll cause problems to Slaughtneil if she continues that. Yeah, so 2-8 to 1-8, perfect response in some ways of after conceding that goal, makes it a 3-point game, 1-score game again now, and Sarsfields showing they're not going to give up on this either as the ball breaks, trying to get in there, bit of a wild swing, and you could hear the crowd on from here as Erika Leslie pulled on that ball, and the ref giving a free, and Erika maybe getting away with it slightly a little bit, maybe the referee giving her the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, luckily enough, she just had to get yellow there a few minutes ago when she brought down Shannon Graham. So, but in fairness, I think it was just a late pull. It wasn't. There was nothing malicious in it. There's a few flinching in the crowd here, though, as that ball is knocked in long again by Louise Dugan, dropping in, dangerous ball, flicked on. Oh, got to be careful there again, Sarsfields, and it's gone out. Says the umpire for a 45. That should be a wide ball, I would have thought. I don't know whether we can pick it up on the action here. Ball is sent in long by Dugan. It breaks off of goalkeeper Yvonne Lyons. Then she flicks it away, and it's the hurl of the number 14, Josie McMullen. And then maybe just as the 45 has gone wide. Hopefully the look might be going our way, and a bit of justice there, yes, because it actually was a wide ball. So, chance gonna big, and then as this play continues here. So that goal from the penalty, could that be a difference here with Louise Dugan? 2-8 to 1-8 then it is, as here comes Slaughtneil again. Ball is inside, looking for a bit of movement, and it's good running here out of Josie McMullen, but she's robbed of the ball, and Sarsfield send it down the field now. Opportunity here to cut forward. Dugan committing to the ball here, looking to an opportunity maybe for the substitute, of course, Clara Donoghue, that's in, looking over on the far side, looking to get this ball into her hand, but Slaughtneil seem to have numbers there in maroon quite well, looking to shepherd this ball. Couple of 6s and 7s at it. You're watching coverage here of the AIB Senior Club Camogie Championship final between Slaughtneil and Sarsfields, live on AIB GAA and the various social media channels. Let us know where you're listening as Sarsfields come on this ball now, looking to get back into this game. Murray's got one. Has she got two? No, she's pulled it to the right and wide, and that would have been a serious effort there to narrow the gap again. Yeah, it would have been a great score if she got it, but unlucky, not too far wide. But if she can keep playing the way she's playing, she's causing a lot of problems out there for Slaughtneil. So, Galway teams having competed in all the finals for the last number of years, but the last Galway team to win was Climber back in 2011. So Sarsfields carrying that little bit of pressure on their shoulders as well. They lost the final last year, and now have a little bit of a mountain to climb here at 2-8 to 1-8. That goal coming 2 minutes ago, and putting the pressure underneath the Sarsfields girls here, with Slaughtneil not looking to let go of this Bill and Agnes Carroll Cup, and leading here at the moment by 2-8 to 1-8. Their main scorer in chief being Tina Hannon with a goal and 6 points. 2 points coming from Therese Mellon and the goal from the penalty from Louise Dugan. Hold up and play, and that's going to add to a bit of time at the end. Referee allowing the puck out to come in. And the short puck out, it goes to Dugan. Dugan picking this ball up and goes long with it then, looking for midfield partner Denise McGuigan. The ball breaks off McGuigan, and there's a couple of players in there trying to dig it out. Standing off the ruck a little bit there, and trying to get forward. Looks like charging, and yeah, don't think there's any doubt there. Michael McGrath not happy with referee over this side, but I don't think he could have any doubt there. Claudia McGrath wasn't playing the ball as she charged forward there. And a bit of back chat then. He's going to be playing it forward, and this is into Tina Hannon country then, is it? Or maybe Dugan is going to come forward. Yeah, it's maybe more Dugan is going to have an opportunity at this, and then she tells Hannon actually come out and take it. So either one of them could take this, Claire. And again, it's going to open a bit of a gap there. Sarsfields giving away maybe an unnecessary yardage here in some ways, helping Tina Hannon here.
Yeah, they're disappointed with that free. You know, other days I've seen that go against the other team. You know, so they Sarsfields maybe feel a bit aggrieved and a bit unlucky, but Slaughtneil will take the chances when they come, and it's a fine strike for Tina there, and that's put a wee bit of
Tina Hannon. Yeah, putting the gap between the teams out to 4 points. Let's head down to Tina Hannon's awfully compatriot.
Killian, we have a Slaughtneil substitution. Sinead Mellon, number 15, will be replaced by Colch McEldowney, number 16. First substitute for Slaughtneil. We're on the home stretch. Slaughtneil look on top. Back to you.
In then to the last 10 minutes of this encounter here. We're 8 minutes remaining or thereabouts, and it's Colch McEldowney that's on the field of play. She replaces number 15, Sinead Mellon. As Slaughtneil now know they have a 4-point lead, don't have to force the issue, whereas Sarsfields have to go hunting now, and that leaves gaps then in some ways, and might see Slaughtneil exploited. But only the second time in the match that the teams have been separated by so much, and over 2 years of play. That's probably the biggest gap that's been between them in some ways, as the ball is knocked long. Dugan now, who seems to have set back into a centre back position and further, and is mopping up all those breaks back there, Claire.
She is, that's what she's great at, you know, and since she's went back, she's just dominated the second half. She's cleaned up any loose ball, and Sarsfields can't get through at all, no matter any runs they're making. She's just blocking them out.
Sure, let's have a look at it here from a Sarsfield point of view. Look where your forwards are.
Yeah, our forwards are a long way out. Now, on a positive, the only thing is Orla's inside. If a ball could be got to her, but it has to be pinpoint because there's two back there marking out, and unless they're going to pinpoint her in there, we're really battle.
Battle is lead, 2-8 to 1, 2-9 to 1-8, with Tina Hannon trying to get on this ball. In there being helped out by Aoife Cassidy. It's back into the hands then of Siobhan McKay, and she gives it off. But that ball has been shot there to the right and wide. And chance kind of begging for Slaughtneil, but look, it's a chance, and well, it might be a score, but it's not fallen for Sarsfield, so it's gone out to the right and wide. That's Slaughtneil's fifth wide. As the ball comes out then from the puck out, knocked down by Slaughtneil player. They lead by 2-9 to 1-8, and the ball is being returned inside, and maybe has the pep gone out of Sarsfield step a little bit. I just have a feeling there that even in the stands here, the crowd seems to have gone quite that little bit. Maybe they need a score to just energise them that little bit. And here comes Sarsfields. Looked like a foul, but she straightened herself up and coming forward. The referee's calling it back. And maybe after Sarah Spellman had straightened herself up, he could have let her go.
Yeah, he possibly could have, but she seemed to have come through the tackle after he called it back. You know, but look at least it'll give us a chance to get a few more bodies in around the goals, and Rio will probably drive it in here and starts the square, you know.
That is true. It allows them to settle themselves up then right in the forward line as Maria Cooney then with this opportunity to send this in around the house. Sends it long, good strike of the ball, dropping dangerous though. Ball is going to be there. Someone's going to get a hand on it, and it's a Slaughtneil player though that does. That was a big play, Claire, there. Someone had to get up and take ownership of it.
Brona de Cash, she just was fantastic there. She's so good in the air, and she just made her presence there felt, and she just plucked it out of the air and snuffed out the danger.
fairness, Tina Hannon's influence in the game hasn't been strong since Tara Kenny went on. She's still getting the scores, Hannon, but maybe not finding the gaps that she did in the first half. But still, Slaughtneil are in front by 2-9 to 1-8 over this far side of the field here, trying to get her hands on this ball. Arika Leslie, I should say. And it's been Slaughtneil though to have it and put it over the bar. Siobhan McKay just worked it very, very well there. You'd have to say, Claire, you know, they just went through the motions, kept the ball away from Sarsfields and worked it to the player in the best place, and that's turned out to be Siobhan McKay.
Yeah, it's a well-worked score now. Josie McMullen is maybe known for a very, very smart with the ball. You know, she looks up, she put her head up, she looked up and seen where Siobhan was and placed it in her hand, and Siobhan did great to just strike it over the bar.
Struck it over the bar well. Let's go down to Anne-Marie on the sideline then to get the latest on.
We have another Slaughtneil substitution. Number 19, Ailish McGrath, will be replacing Denise McGovern, number 8. And this must be a wasting time tactic. Slaughtneil look very, very comfortable now. And here we go. Last couple of minutes. Back to you, Killian.
Last couple of minutes, yeah. 4.5 minutes are remaining. Surrey, it's kind of getting away from.
A bit away from us, all right. There isn't much time. We need a goal in the next 2 or 3 minutes, or it's going to be all over for us.
Yeah, 2-10 to 1-8 then, and needs a little bit of burst of inspiration from somewhere. Fourth official has highlighted to the referee about the presence maybe of Michael McGrath on the sideline. And I think Michael was, in fairness, just trying to get his team moving, but he's been warned by the referee, I think, there, just that he might have been out of his technical area in some ways. I think a little bit harsh.
Probably a little bit harsh, because I don't know why the referees get involved with management. They're always going to be going up and down on the sideline. They're always going to be trying to encourage their team. So I think they should just continue to referee the games.
Spoken as a true manager yourself, sir. As ball breaks over on the far side, then 2-10 to 1-8, and the bells start to kneel here in Clones. And maybe they're kneeling on Sarsfield's opportunities, as Slaughtneil on the attack here again, and all of a sudden find that bit of space, and here's an opportunity. Josie McMullen looking to spin it inside. Here's still bearing down in goal, but a player losing the footing was the number 10 Shannon Graham, but nothing illegal, says the referee there, and it's a wide by the umpire. And Claire, you could have had another shout there, I think.
I feel that Shannon would sort of deserved a bit of a free there, you know, like she was taken down as she was about to strike the ball, and typical Shannon, she wouldn't just lie there, she got up and she made a half attempt at it, but so that's how it goes. She didn't get that one.
So the sun is back shining here in St. Tiernack's Park, and it's signing on Slaughtneil at 2-10 to 1-8. They look like they're going to put All-Ireland titles back to back. What an achievement it would be for the Derry club, and the ladies pointing the way forward again within the club here to win and hold on to an All-Ireland title, because at the moment they're winding down the clock. And Sarsfields, just the pep has gone out of their step here definitely in the last 10 minutes, as Tina Hannon tries to get on this ball, but she's tracked by Tara Kenny, who's done a masterful job, I'd have to say, on her. But again, a foul has been committed, and it looks like Tina Hannon is going to have another opportunity to widen the gap. Hannon with 1-7 for Slaughtneil here. The goal, the turning point from Louise Dugan from the penalty spot, that coming after about 13 minutes of this second half, to me put the kibosh on Sarsfields that little bit, as Hannon about to take this free with a couple of players with cramp and everything, as you can imagine. They've put in the hard yards out there, Claire. Hard few months as well, finally coming to an end in some cases.
Yeah, the season obviously with the two fixtures and that has dragged the season out a bit longer than they had, and it's been 2 long years for the girls, but it'll all be worth it hopefully in the next 5 minutes if we can keep this lead up.
There's going to be 5 minutes of the additional time, is there? Yeah, so going to be 6 minutes remaining still here. Could still pull it out of the bag.
Could still pull it out of the bag. They'll have to make sure they don't give up until the last minute and stay back, and anything can happen in a game.
2-11 then to 1-8. 5 minutes additional time. The Sarsfields crowd maybe trying to get behind them one more time. A goal all of a sudden could waken things up, and here's a danger woman, Siobhan McGrath. Came in for a lot of hardship, I would have felt, in the game, and has 3 points for her name. But here's an opportunity now. It's Clara Donoghue trying to get forward. She's still going. Donoghue needs to get a score. Puts it over the bar. That's a good score.
Good score, yes. That's pulling there into the game, and took that score very, very well.
You know, you haven't had a score in a while. Just need to keep, maybe ticking it over. There's still time.
Yeah, the closer you get to them, the more it's going to make them think about it.
No, I thought that maybe it's not a score yet. No, the referee has gone in. I thought the umpire put the hand up that he was happy it was a point. They're still checking on it. Just waiting to see now. It hasn't got up on the scoreboard yet. Now he's signaling a 45. Okay, so remains on the scoreboard 2:11 to 1:8 there. And I thought the way he was headed for the flag, he was happy with the score, but no, gone for a 45. And so let's call it back then. So we're giving a score there to Clara Donoghue. The way Clara turned away, I thought she even thought it was gone over the bar, but anyway, we're still looking for Slitter. So we have a Slitter now in the hands of Siobhan McGrath. Only into injury time. I was going to ask Cyril, would you drop it in? And she has dropped it in. I would have thought maybe go for the score. And that's been sent back out the field. And here comes Slaughtneil. Chance maybe again for Shannon Graham. She's been brilliant in the second half, I have to say. Shannon Graham playing it in here, but the slippy surface has seen the Slaughtneil forwards lose their grip, and it's been knocked down here by Sarsfields. Ball down into the hand here of centre forward Orla McGrath, the captain of Sarsfields, looking to play it forward here. Chance coming to Biggin. Here's Siobhan McGrath putting the head down, maybe taking too many steps with the ref allowing her the advantage. Playing the ball back out here. Opportunity still presenting itself here for Orla. Orla coming charging forward. Maybe need to take the point. The referee says there was a flick there. It's going to be a free in. Chance to take a score here, Cyril, which I think maybe he should have taken from the long distance free earlier.
Quite possibly should have taken the free, stay ticking the board over all the time, you know what I mean? But they were two dangerous runs. I don't know, maybe Orla could have been pulled for steps, but he let it go. So hopefully, Maria Cooney has a great belt of the ball, so she could actually even go for goal here.
Maria Cooney on the 20-metre line then, coming in from a bit of an angle. Still has time, elects to go low. Ball is stuck. Sees, it looks like Ailish Nicassidy has rejected that ball and sent it over to the far side of the field. Again, I just feel that maybe those two frees could have been put over the bar. We still have 3.5 minutes to play. Anything could have happened then. It's 2:11 to 1:8. Maybe Sarsfields going for the goals from too far out. And another free in. This is what I'm talking about, Cyril. There's two free. Here's the third one. 3 points. It would have been only a goal in it. Ball is going to be dropped in again. Erica Leslie dropping it in, and there again is full-back Brona Nicassidy to reject this ball and send it back out. Another free in for Sarsfields. Opportunity presenting itself here still. And again, there's still time on the clock. There's still 3 minutes.
Probably really need to get a goal if we're going to challenge, you know. And I suppose that's probably what's in their heads. Maybe you could look at there's been 3 or 4 frees, but it's kind of all the same passage of play.
Cooney goes for this and drives it in and drives this one over the bar. Maria Cooney had a bit of pace on that, no doubt about it. If it went low, it's definitely going to be a rocket at 2:11 to 1:9. You know, again, we'll keep picking it up, Cyril. A goal is probably needed now, though.
Goal is needed. They need to keep it ticking away. They need to keep the ball up this side of the pitch and stay ticking away at the score.
Well, it's going to drop that one. Oh, what a catch by Shannon Graham. Brilliant second half, Claire.
Oh, she's superb in the second half, but that's just Shannon all over, you know. She may be getting used to her new position out in half forward, but she's really come into the game and dominated here in the second half and made all the difference.
There's an opportunity though, coming at the far end for Orla McGrath, coming forward, going to charge out of the way, giving the ball off, shot coming in, but it's blocked down there. Sinead Cannon thought about going for the goal. The referee is giving a free in, and an opportunity here now on the 13-metre line. So looking at the replay there, ball is flighted off, and then chance coming in. He thought maybe that challenge after Sinead Cannon had the shot was a little bit over robust, and it's going to be a free in that it looks like Maria Cooney is stepping up to again. So she'll go low again, you reckon? She's had 2 shots at the goal here in the last couple of stages. As a substitution being made, 24 coming in there is Breedeen McAllister. Won, of course, an All-Ireland title last year as well. 14 of the starting team here today won All-Ireland titles last year, and 13 of their extended panel. So only Tina Hannon not having won an All-Ireland senior title added to this team here, and she been a major difference for the Slaughtneil team as they lead by 2:11 to 1:9 here. But in the last 10 minutes, Sarsfields have been, I suppose, starting to come back into things, maybe because Slaughtneil stepping off the gas a little bit, Claire.
Yeah, I suppose that's what happens. Understandable, yeah. They had a bit of a lead there, and they sort of maybe let. But Sarsfields were always going to have their moment, and they've been, as you say, maybe took a lot of try to go for goals. But that's what happens when you think you're so far behind. But I would put money on Maria having a good go at this. She's played well today, and her confidence is up as well. So hopefully the Slaughtneil girls can get this one cleared.
So Sarsfields bringing in substitution there. Emer Larkin coming in, and she's replacing 7 Erica Leslie, who's down being attended to at the moment, so they're going to take her off the field. The Slaughtneil, there's a wall has been formed on what would be, I'd say, the penalty spot for Gaelic football. I'm not sure they're 13 back from Maria Cooney. I wouldn't fancy standing in front of Maria Cooney here.
No, definitely not. She's a great penalty ball, you know. It's a pity to see Erica Leslie after a great game coming off. Just when I see her coming off, I want to mention Jerry Melody as well. I missed him earlier on. And there's a parents and a sister of Jason McGinn down here in front of us, who's sick in hospital in Dublin. They're great supporters, and I'd just like to wish him the best as well.
They're tuned into our coverage here this afternoon at 2:11 to 1:09. Then there's going to be a little bit of additional time in the additional time, I'd imagine, because the clock is now saying we're 30 seconds over. So we've definitely lost about a minute there as Maria Cooney comes up to this thing, going to have a strike, fires it. Oh, ball comes back off of the stick or a crossbar, but that was some shot from Maria Cooney, and it's sent back out. Cooney makes it over here though, going to drive this ball in, is she? No, gives it to McGrath. McGrath stepping inside, that's Orlet, the captain, has a wall of maroon and white and navy in front of her though, going to find it hard to get beyond that, but it's Slaughtneil looking to do their best, getting in there. Shannon Graham trying to get this ball on the end of a stick. We're well in additional time. Slaughtneil looking to hold on to their title here. Sarsfields looking to maybe make it interesting in the closing stages. Referee Alexis going to be a throw ball on the 20-metre line here. Maria Cooney putting herself in here for electing to try and win this ball. Whistles, the amateur whistlers in the crowd looking for this to blow itself up. Ball is flicked. Maria Cooney has the ball in her hand, trying to get back out of the 20-metre line, still looking to charge forward here. Ball is in the hands here of Aisling Spellman, being taken away from her. It's still at 6s and 7s, 2:11 to 1:09. Slaughtneil going to hold on to that title. If you were a betting man, you'd say no doubt about it at this stage, as the ball is in the hands of Slaughtneil, and who has it? It looks like Hannon. Ball coming out with her, driving out she is, all the way up the field, puts it on the end of a stick, stepping inside the Offaly woman, giving it off. She's well ensconced in Slaughtneil at this stage now, on her way to winning an All-Ireland Senior Club title. Ball is over to the far side of the field, where it's picked up by the girl wearing 16, Cot McEldowney, looking to flick it inside. Could this be the icing on the cake? The other sub that's come in, Breedy McAllister, trying to get this ball in her hands, but time is well over now at this stage. 37 minutes gone, 2:11 to 1:09. You can't see Sarsfields getting anything out of this at this moment in time. Slaughtneil still on the ball. It's the number 12, Siobhan McKay, had a very big second half as well, looking to give this ball back out. Goes a little bit further out than expected, but there it is. It's done and dusted. Slaughtneil are the All-Ireland champions. The penalty from Louise Dugan turned the tide in favour of the Derry girls. And well, we heard all about the Derry girls on Channel 4 over the year. Well, it's the Derry girls that are shining here again tonight in St. Tiernach's Park here in Clones, because they've pulled it off, back-to-back All-Ireland titles. Fantastic achievement. Claire, you're a happy woman.
Oh, I'm delighted. I want to be screaming right now, but I have to contain myself. But
you're allowed.
Good. No, the girls did brilliant. That was an unreal second half. That's what they needed to do. I sort of felt that they didn't do themselves justice in the first half. It was probably all down to Sarsfields' pressure. They had a great first half, but the true strength of the team and the talent out there just showed, and the girls thoroughly deserve everything to get there today.
Well done, Claire. We'll let you down now to Liam as well, and we'll get the views and points of Cyril here quickly before he goes. Cyril, I think the goal, the penalty, was a decisive element as it turns out.
Well, definitely. There was 2 or 3 minutes there. We lost Niamh McGrath, who was really a driving force of the team. Lose Niamh, and then a minute and a half later, they go down to get a penalty, and they stick in the back of the net, which brought it to 4 points at that stage. And after that it was going to be an uphill battle. But in fairness to them, I'd like to say fair play to them. They battled very, very, very well all day, and they're credit to the Sarsfields club the way they battled today.
It's been a tough 2 year facing Slaughtneil, but they just, I suppose, have the Indian sign over you a little bit. In some cases, you just feel that maybe you would have won an All-Ireland at this stage if you hadn't come up against a side, a club, a team as good as Slaughtneil.
Oh, quite possibly, yeah, definitely. I'd say we would have. Slaughtneil are a very, very good team. I think Tina Hennon today was outstanding at the start. She kept them in the game when Slaughtneil didn't seem to get a great start. But then in the second half, when things started to open up, you saw Shannon Graham, who was probably player of the game last year. She came into it immensely in the second half as well. You know, and they just seem to get the breaks today where things seem to go against Sarsfields.
Okay, well, sir, we'll let you down, and thanks, Liam, for joining me on commentary. We'll let you down there to Liam to give the views, but let's head down then to the sideline and let's join Anne-Marie.
Of interview you would love to do, and here you are. You must be a very, very happy Slaughtneil man.
We're very, very proud. I mean, you know, this is a bit like the semi-final, like when the chips were down, you know, the girls, and they weren't really playing, you know, as well as they could in the first half, but what we saw in the second half was more of the leaders of the team. No, they came in the game. Shannon Graham, the last quarter there, Aoife came in strongly, Brona, you know, Louise and settled down and picked up a lot of ball there as sweeper. So gradually, you know, the stronger players, and Ailsey Cassidy was one important ball, Grania. So we gradually, I think we had the physical, the upper hand physically, and gradually we were able to contain Sarsfields, and they were a bit sharper in the first half. But no, really in the last 10 minutes, it looked as though it would take a goal to beat us, whereas like we were 4 or 5 scores ahead.
Niamh McGrath obviously went off halfway through that second half. That would have been a big blow for Sarsfields, but a benefit for you.
Absolutely, but you know, I think she was injured. But she looked as though she was carrying an injury even before the game. She seemed, you know, she was down in the first half, and it seemed to be just a bit stiff. And obviously, a centre player like that is a big loss, to any team. So that probably was a dent in their morale. But I mean, there's still number 15 there, Murray, I think she's called. Is it? No, she was very strong in the second half there, and they looked dangerous. So they had a lot of chances around the goal there, and there's a couple of good saves and people putting their bodies on the line. But I mean, again, going back to the semi-final, you know, when the chips were down, you know, our girls came out in the second half. You know, they had this belief that they would keep going to the very end. And as the game wore on, I think we were the dominant side.
It's a long time coming now. You've been going on you won last year's All Ireland after winning this year's All Ireland. Will the girls be looking forward to a little bit of a break, or is it back to club championship straight away?
Well, the club championship in Derry is normally not at the end of summer, so I'd imagine they'll be taking a break. No, I wouldn't imagine the league will be that important to them. But there's a lot of experience in that team as well, and it's particularly, you know, a great achievement for a team from Ulster, because, you know, Derry are now intermediate county league, whereas, you know, obviously Galway are a senior team. So, you know, they're playing up in a way in a level. So it's great to see Ulster Camogie winning a championship. It doesn't happen that often, so it's great that we have it back again.
We're just going to turn here. We have some couple of Slaughtneil players. Thanks very much, Pádraig. We have Aoife Cassidy.
Joint captains Aoife Cassidy and Claire McGrath. We spoke to Aoife last year, of course, as well, when Slaughtneil defeated Sarsfields in that final as well. And
girls,
two
we'll just bring
women
you in.
who had a huge contribution to make today. So first of all, Claire and Aoife.
Claire, I noticed first of all that you were picking up Maria Cooney. Was that a tactic today?
No, I suppose we just lined out with our best team at that stage, so no, there was no tactical reason for that.
So number 2, but play wherever the ball goes.
Yeah, play wherever.
Oh, no, she's lining out at number 2, but she normally plays one half back.
Well, girls, you must be delighted. 2 in a row, history made. Team from Derry to come down, defy every single odds there is. How happy are you today?
Oh, we're absolutely delighted. It was, last year we were coming in as underdogs, I suppose, as champions. Last year then we were probably, what do you call that?
What?
We're emotional and tired, and of course the girls are over the moon. You know, they are grinning here, ear to ear. Girls, I hope you have your speech ready, because you will be called on soon enough. Of course, let's have a look at the team. You know, you've phenomenal players. Shannon Graham had a fantastic game. Tina Hannon, player of the match. I don't think there's anyone that you really could single out, although Tina is getting the player of the match. You were phenomenal from 1 to 15.
Exactly, like it's a team effort, and every player and all the subs as well up to 33 are as important, you know, as the starting 15. But there's absolutely brilliant players that we have in Derry, like Louise Duggan, absolutely phenomenal player. Josie in full forward, like Therese Milne and Sinead, and just every player. We have the belief that every single one of them can play well, and we know within our own team that the talent that we have, and we had belief that, you know, that we would show it today. Maybe not so much in the first half, but in the second half, there's Tina getting the player of the match. But in the second half, then we probably came out a bit stronger than.
You're being beckoned and called to your trophy presentation. Well done, girls. We were hoping to get a word with Tina Hannon, which is currently getting presented player of the match. She will be making her way down, hopefully down the steps before the presentation of the team. Liam, Slaughtneil eventually prevailed?
Yes, some great relieving runs in the second half. Well, right through, of course, she did so much, but when the pressure came on, I thought Tina Hannon carried great ball out of defence, relieved the pressure, and they were counter-attacking. Not that they were scoring a huge amount, but they were defending well and putting Sarsfields back the field again. So it was frustrating for Sarsfields. They were meeting a stone wall really at the finish there. Orla McGrath was making great runs, but couldn't penetrate. I hope we're going to get a word with Tina now, your fellow county woman. And she is, of course, the other half of the well-known Slaughtneil and Derry midfielder by times, Patsy Bradley. A big, powerful man in the middle of the field. And she's not a big, powerful woman, but she's a formidable woman. And great speed. You said she's a cross-country runner. You could see right at the end she was going as well as she went at the start.
She would have been a cross-country runner very young in her days, not anymore. Of course, a phenomenal Camogie player, very fit, very conditioned. Look how the great shape she is at the minute. She is getting presented from the AIB Player of the Match award from Shane from AIB. We will just hopefully grab her when she's finished. Fantastic, really nice award there, Lean. Not a medal or a glass thing, an actual plaque with a player on it.
Yes, from Paddy Summers, of course, from AIB Digital Marketing. They're the sponsor of the competition. And we're going to grab Tina now. We'll walk towards her to bully our way into it. I'll leave it to you. You've soldiered together. You know each other.
Tina, well done.
Thanks very much.
Player of the match, first All-Ireland. It has been a wonderful day for you.
Oh, yeah, it's been a dream, really. It was tough, I suppose, all the way through. Even before this match, we had a really, really tough semi-final, and we knew that playing 80 minutes that day it would only stand to us today. And in fairness to Sarsfields, they got off to a better start. They were quite strong, and we were probably lucky enough to go in a draw at half-time. And I suppose, when you go in a draw at half-time, it's even Steven again for the second half, and we're just delighted. We came out in front and we pushed on, we pushed forward and got the result we wanted, and we're back-to-back All-Ireland champions.
We'll just talk about your former club, Navery. They sent a lovely card to you during the week. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I suppose, on days like this you think back to where it all started, and it started with my own native club, Ballyshannock, and then we amalgamated with Kildare to be Navery, and it was a real journey. And I suppose I left the club last year on a high. We'd won the junior championship, and we competed well at Kilmacud, and even when I was leaving last year, I suppose they knew the circumstances, and they've been nothing but a massive support. And it's days like this you always think back to when I was wearing the green and black jersey, and I'll never forget them days.
So they, just to tell people at home, Navery sent you a little card with a bit of grass in it, and they just said, don't forget your grassroots, and they did. And Tina, I can see you getting emotional now, you're delighted. But this is a really nice presentation. It's probably something you can't see on screen, but it's actually a player rather than a glass. It's something you'll treasure.
Definitely. I suppose on days like this you don't really think of individual performance. It's a team sport, and I suppose it's different from the likes of playing in individual support. You win together and you lose together, and I suppose on our jerseys it's no strength or unity. God, the girls are getting that wrong, and I suppose we carry that through when we come onto the pitch. We fight for each other and to every last minute, and I suppose it's a testament that we usually finish strong in a match, and I'm delighted that once again we put in the performance to finish strong again today.
Okay, Tina, we'll let you get back to the presentation. We'll head over to the presentation now with Cataneri.
Yes, well, Cataneri is presenting to Aoife Cassidy and Claire McGrath. A McGrath up there, but not the McGraths of Sarsfields. I think we can get the final words, and then the joint captains will accept the cup. Well, just the last few photographs before they raise the cup, Aoife and Claire. Yeah, they're getting more photographs. It's there are a lot of formalities, a lot of framing to be done after today. There it is. On its way back to Slaughtneil, 2 years in a row. That storied club from Derry, who have, as I said earlier, set a whole new standard for GA clubs right around the world. I'm not sure who's going to make the speech. Will it be a ventriloquist job? Will they try and synchronise the swimming a little bit and speak in unison? Aoife first. As you can't just scale, yeah, because you're like Londini or Slaughtneil.
A big total of 4 Tories. And Curry Toy at the centre of hand. The Darby in the Akila. Doc Richard, the player in the Henry, Toby in the Shaw. Burn Toy in the Slaughtneil Academy. What commitment and dedication, skills, attacking the Academy Shaw and Aaron Shaw, fully warm up, Boston Academy into her Shaw. Omric, Digersha, of the State of Brahar and Donny, Vivian Cole, John Clare, Mickey Glover, have done like the Kennedy, honest, and you can always depend on our core managers that have been with us and have believed in us and have brought us here to lift this cup again today. Mila my have feel like I was putting in the dinner these you want to rush a first minute and more Dean, Campbell more Dean. Always willing to help no matter what. More Dean and Karen Keeger because he's given us everything as well all the time to get us fit as we can be. They'll come in Camogie after. I'm sure like a 4 or 5 million new narratory or narrator of us and we're fad all of the officials today that have put the officiated this game for me and my for doing a good job. For them to grow on hold in the Sarsfields, see again that a massive of the Kildare to Cumra, then taking off to put the baby or impeding captain down in the Akila. You're in the Niggery, baby, and the country, and you of it. And daughter is the country, the veil, and the sister, the young, and the should get hit of it. The Sarah Murray, of three cheered in the Sarsfields, the Sarsfields are just absolutely brilliant. Can't be easy. 2 years in a row on the wrong side of it, but absolutely brilliant players. Young and talented, and they'll be back into 3 years on the Sarsfields. Hip, hip, hip. So this is Derry, our Johnny, our Carja, love packet, and Sean and Luke, our family, our friends, and the absolutely mighty support that we had today. Absolutely brilliant for all the way through the campaign, the semi-final, and today in Jonas. Thank you so much for everything that you do, our family, and everybody in the club, the committee. Thank you so much, and we're delighted to be bringing this back to Slaughtneil and all New York to quite a deal.
Two years in a row, disappointment for you, Cyril. Very disappointing, it has to be said.
Oh, definitely very, very disappointing, and it's a long road to get back here again. But I know the girls there, they're determined. They're a great bunch of girls. We're very proud of them, the parish, and they'll be very proud of them again tonight. And I just urge everyone that's at home in the parish to come out tonight and support them, because they've given us great days, you know what I mean? And they'll give us great days again. There's no doubt that if they can keep together and keep that hunger that they have, they're going to win in Ireland.
And there's no shame in losing to such a fine Slaughtneil team who've added Tina Hannon in the last year since you saw them last. You know, they're a quality side.
Yeah, definitely, and you have to give them credit. They were a very, very good side last year. It's amazing. Tina Hennon kept them in the game in the first half when I think a lot of the Slaughtneil girls didn't get going. Tina Hennon did. She scored, I think, 1-3 in the first 15 minutes of the game. Then Sarsfields seemed to come into it. But then in the second half, you had Shannon Graham, who was player of the game, I think, last year. She came into it as well, and they really just pushed on. But I suppose the big changing point, as I said earlier on, was when Niamh McGrath had to go off, and a minute later, the ball is in the back of the net after a penalty. It's a huge turn.
It's a huge swing around, yeah. I think we're nearly there. We're going to see, can we get our hands on the cup for one last shot before we go. We're about to wrap up anyway. I want to thank the entire team here today. Ger O'Shea, Owen O'Shea, Emma O'Shea, Owen O'Brien, Desi Campbell, Killian Whelan, our cook presenter here, Anne-Marie Guinan, Paula Ballester-Murat. I hope I've caught everybody, of course, Claire and Searle, and earlier on Elaine and Durrell in the intermediate final, which was won by Johnstownbridge. We were hoping to grab a cup for the last shot. I don't see. Can you see it, Anne-Marie, anywhere there?
Here it is coming.
Here it is. You're going to do that. You're going to grab that cup. You're going to grab that cup, and Claire has it got. We're going to finish with the shot of the cup. Yeah, here we go. We're going to finish with the shot. She's a bit shy all of a sudden, anyway, and we just get one. No, she's a little bit shy, but we're going to finish with the shot of the Slaughtneil girls, presenting the cup to the TV cameras. There they are, and there they are, All-Ireland champions once again, Slaughtneil, very deserving winners, Anne-Marie. We're going to wrap up here from St. Tiernack's Park in Clonus, where the All-Ireland finals provided wonderful entertainment. Victory to the Leinster champions intermediate Johnstownbridge, and to Slaughtneil of Derry and Ulster in the senior final, and two great champions.
Yes, and it's been a fantastic day of Camogie. That's most important to point out. Two phenomenal games, really good, really competitive, physical. Great to see strong women in sport, and of course two wonderful games and two very deserving champions.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. And the celebrations will be up north and in Leinster tonight. Thank you from AIB GA TV. Bye bye.